starts pushing as a CT.
We'll be sure to pay attention to it, but we do look like we're going live now here with the first round, so let's get right into it. Once again, Follow Esports is going to start off on the CT side. WinterFox jumping over to the T side now, and they're going to move their way mainly through the White Halls right now, trying to get their way over here towards either back B or working into the ladder room, but definitely looking like an inside push here, just throwing the nades out onto the site too to try and throw them for a ruse, but beyond that, we will actually see Pit going down there too, trying to work into the outside yard, is to try and again really sell that fake to the best possibility, but the bomb is for sure heading into the insides.
Yeah, and Hades gets one. Desi actually peeks that, gets all the intel, so you can see this huge rotation coming in, but there's the equalizer. With a minute on the clock, WinterFox can actually slow this down a little bit, and they're going to come out to this outside bomb site where there's no counter terrorists here. 3 of them were caught in the bad rotation.
And we can see Wabbit already jumping onto one there. Ocean coming in too to deck another one elsewhere on the map, and they've shut them down on this outside attempt there. And yeah, that just didn't really go anywhere else, unfortunately. As you said, they slowed it down, but weren't expecting Follow Esports to be back onto that site, and that combined with just some good headshot shooting coming up from Follow Esports closes it out very quickly.
Yeah, all the utility got used on that fake. It wasn't even really, it wasn't supposed to be a fake, but because Desi spotted it so early, they knew the rotations in were going to beat them. So actually, Follow Esports gets a good jump on that rotation back outside, and with no utility to smoke off connector, Wabbit's able to freely get out to the bomb site and slow him down just long enough for the other rotations to come in.
This time from WinterFox, moving a lot of their players over towards the Ivy approach right now. Ocean will be the one to resist this one at first here, and a good nade comes out, should do some decent damage there, and is going to indeed bring Devil Walk down to just 45 HP. Looking for more, you can definitely see there's going to be a presence here, but it's all just about when WinterFox wants to push it. Beyond this, the only other presence from WinterFox is going to be Lex pushing in from T-Con into the inside or outside yard right now, but there's Anger leading the charge, trying to find the shots on the Ocean there, going to fail to do so though, and Hades already picking up the kill onto him. Ocean finds the second there as they close them in, and now there's nowhere to run, unfortunately. Lex is going to have to try to come out in a big way there, as he still hasn't been found out just yet, but beyond that, it's going to be a shutdown from Follow Esports, and with Lex going down, Hades will quickly close out the final player too to give them the second round with no trouble at all.
Yeah, not anything whatsoever going the way of WinterFox. They barely even dealt any damage. Only Desi was brought to like 70, but I mean, that's just good teamwork. The one alley player didn't commit to too many battles. You know, he just fell back. He kind of sucked him further out into the open and allowed his teammates to clean him up from the other side, so it was a good crossfire setup from Follow Esports.
We'll see where the players on WinterFox are going to take this now. Still onto the Eco, unfortunately, not being able to get a plant in one of those first 2 rounds. It really isn't going to give them the opportunity now to go for a bot here in the third, so they'll just go right for this one, and it'll be a full save, so again, not really expecting too much to come out from them in this round with all things considered, and Pitt already working down here, trying to find his way onto the inside yard, and a lot of his teammates following behind him. He jumps through, hasn't been spotted yet, but a good response from Desi there, was partially flashed, still manages to pick up the kill. XP3 going to be the only player to find something here for WinterFox, but he's also quickly going to get shut down there. Supported by Desi, but it'll actually be Els that picks up the kill there onto him. And beyond that, of course, Angering out, just trying to keep himself alive, looking for a couple lucky hits if he can find them, but that won't be happening. Els will shut him down, and once again, Follow Esports only losing 1 player in the process of that round, pick up a 3rd point.
Yeah, only 2 deaths in the first 3 rounds, so that's really well done by Follow Esports. They don't even have to upgrade these FAMAs, or even maybe Ocean with that up can actually just get close up. I mean, Wabbit does have the AWP to have some, you know, range influence on the round, so that actually does upgrade the UMP, so, but still, there's a lot of money built up. 2 FAMAs are going to be saved. Both of those players are sitting right below $6,000, so, I mean, this round has to do some damage for WinterFox if they don't end up winning it outright.
And for WinterFox, again, looking to set themselves up for a little bit of a default A-take attempt here, moving a lot of players down in the ladder room, and a lot more coming in through T-Con, too. The setup is coming, but there's already the resistance smokes being tossed out here by Follow Esports, too, and there's Desi again, as you were talking about. He pushes forward. He's going to have a huge flank, as he might catch Anger off guard, though, but Anger's going to win that fight. Pit as well, picking up another one, gets the headshot over here onto Ocean, and now this is going to prompt the fallback from Follow Esports as WinterFox moves into the outside yard and tries to take control.
Yeah, nice take here. Elsa's just holding it down, but his teammates have just collapsed around him, so he's got nothing left to do. He gets circled on by Devil Walk, and that's going to be the first gun round going the way of WinterFox. But still, it's going to be another buy out of Follow Esports. They still have so much money. They have enough money to drop Wabbit. He invested in that AWP. He's down at $1,500, and they actually go right back at it, spend even more money, and pick up an auto sniper.
And this will be interesting to see here, too. Now, of course, the gun, as you mentioned, is going to get dropped over for Wabbit, but Els going to try to add a little bit more stopping power to the equation here for Follow Esports. Now, WinterFox still strong on their buys, of course, coming off of a victory round, and now we'll just see where they take it from here. Follow Esports just going for the defaults, but nothing too crazy in terms of the defensive yet, and again, Desi already moving his way up the ramp just a little bit there, but he does decide against it and move himself back over here towards the ladder, probably going to go and see if he can find anything in the back approach to the back of B.
And that auto sniper just spamming away, trying to do some damage before the execute comes in, but it doesn't hit anything. Now Lex has jumped out of team mid. He's trying to clear things, and there it is. The auto sniper from up top starts singing, takes out Lex, and that's the first kill going the way to the defense.
We're going to be pushing in just a moment here, so he's going to get even more of a chance to use that auto sniper. Wabbit, along with some more players from Follow Esports, assisting Els, able to connect another shot there, going over onto Anger, and Wabbit in the meantime able to find out Pit. Hades picking up one more, and again, it's just a straight attempt to take the outside train yard here from WinterFox, but not really going anywhere. XP3 is heavily lit up there too. Hades is going to be able to take him out pretty easily, and now it'll just be Devilwalk. He's already on the run, probably going to look to keep this AK alive if he can as he jumps down into the inside yard, but since that flash is going to reveal him, he's going to have everybody from Follow Esports on his tail in just a couple seconds.
Yeah, he's actually done just about the only thing he can to save this gun, but Desi heard him running there, and he can't land the shot. Desi's going to win that, and a clean sweep for Follow Esports. They reset the economy as well. That was actually just a really poor execute by WinterFox. They had the nades and everything out, but Lex dies, and there's no response. No more bullets fly from the terrorist team for like 10 seconds after that, so really disjointed going out one by one, and that's exactly what an auto sniper wants. And now they have an AWP back on top of that in Wabbit's hands, so this defense is all of a sudden starting to look brutal. They have 4 Molotovs on top of it, so Train is about to get very difficult for WinterFoxes.
And speaking of where WinterFox is going now, moving themselves once again into the White Halls. The only difference from this would be Pit going over here towards Ladder Room and lining themselves up again to move into this area, but Desi also creeping here a little bit, ready with the flashbang to try and hold those players off. But as the flash comes out, not really going to be able to find anything. He does get some shots his way, though, so he can get that call, and more assistance is already on the way. Wabbit and Els on the way into the site. Desi picking up one, though, as he attempts to come down the ramp. More coming from upper, but he's already ready for that. Takes some damage, but is able to retreat and get himself out of harm's way, as WinterFox are going to end up calling this off when switching it back over towards the A site.
Yeah, and once again, I mean, no one comes out to trade that kill. Now, XP3 comes out one by one. No trade there either. Hades has plenty of time to recover. He's going to be able to get a second one. Sprays him down, and Pith can't get it there until the end. Wabbit does eventually take him out, and it's all just down to Devilwalk with his deagle. Trying to land it, but Ocean's going to clean him up, so 5-1 now.
And once again, Follow Esports so far sort of running away with this here. WinterFox not able to pick up anything except for that first gun run that they found just as of yet. They will be able to go for another buy, it does look like, here on the 7th, but the real question is how much of a response are they going to be able to do, as we're still seeing those very slow pushes at this point, and they get abandoned pretty quickly and pretty predictably too, so Follow Esports is able to react to them pretty easily.
Yeah, the real question is how much success is XP3 going to have with this AWP? I mean, is he going to be able to find something? He's got a lot to go against, and actually, he's gonna post up on these box halls because he's played Desi long enough. He knows he wants to push this upper bomb site. They've been teammates in the past. He knows this tendency, and is he going to hold it? Because Desi's going to oblige him, and he's not. He looks away, but there's Desi. He gets cleaned up by Anger anyways, and that's the indication. They go to hit the inner bomb site very quickly now. Wabbit's already made his way here, though, with an AWP of his own.
And now they work their way in here again. The resistance coming out from Wabbit here at this point. Gonna go for the op shot, finding one over there to take down XP3. Lex will get a response kill by taking out Els, but right after that one, Wabbit as well, switching over the gun, is gonna be able to score another frag, being able to take down Anger at this point. But Devilwalk 2 finding out Wabbit in the open, so just 2 left alive from Follow Esports as they try to hold on to this site, but so much smoke, so much confusion coming out. It doesn't really seem they have a good idea as to what exactly is going on. Pit move forward, he finds the frag over here onto Ocean, and Devilwalk 2 is able to move all the way over to the A bomb site here for some reason, but he's gonna be trying to wrap around. Hades sitting at only 9 HP, Lex sitting behind the white train there too, but that flash will come out. He gets out of the way of this one, but in just a few seconds here, we're going to be seeing Devilwalk rejoining the fight, coming in from the ramp, and they should be able to handle this pretty easily, but we'll see. Hades just going to go for the blind diffuser, see if he can get it. Shots coming his way, and unfortunately was at way too low of an HP to attempt that there, so only one shot was needed. Lex will pick up the kill, and WinterFox will escape with another round finally.
Yeah, that time there were some decent trades, and Desi getting picked off like that, I mean, that hurts everything as well. The rotations, you know, you have an op very close up on that lower ramp, that can't do too much damage, but actually a very smart play from Devilwalk. When he got down, he was so incredibly low. He knows the bomb's not planted for that angle. It's just, if his teammate does fall, he's at such a disadvantage. That's why he wrapped around all the way through the A-bomb site. And now you're going to start seeing the economy go low because of this investment into the auto sniper. Again, the AWP, there's a deagle on Hades. So this is a good round here for WinterFox to be able to take something back.
A little bit of action being made back over here towards Ivy. Devilwalk potentially going to jump out against Wabbit here in a second, trying to find the shots, but it goes the way of Wabbit there, as he is going to be able to catch his arm on the way out, so he'll eliminate Devilwalk very early on in the round, and it's already stunting the offensive here from WinterFox just a little bit.
Yeah, Lex jumped up, and he's going to pull a nade out. Hades on top of the train, almost picks Lex off, but there it is. Responds very nicely.
Now off of this one, we're going to see exactly where WinterFox tries to push this into now. Taking a look at their position, they're already working their way into the outside yard, or trying to get their way into there. Bomb Carrier will be joining them in a second. Still plenty of time to work with this too. Still with a minute left on the clock as they go for this take at this point, but actually we'll see in just a second, because it looks like it might have gotten called back off again. Very indecisive so far from WinterFox as they really try to test the waters and figure out what exactly is going on, but heavy presence and equal presence, I should say, on both sides, so it's really not going to matter which way WinterFox goes. It's just up to them and personal preference, really. And as they work their way down the ramp there, they are going to commit, it seems, in here into the B site now to try and work the take. But Desi's ready for this up on upper, but he gets shut down there. Els, regardless, though, is going to be able to find another kill into Anger, and he picks up a second one there, too, by taking down Lex. So now it's going to be a 3-on-2. Pitt's on the site. XP3 hasn't committed just yet. He's coming in from upper there, but Pitt finds one, gets the second as he turns back around in order to take down Els there. And from in upper, XP3 trying to pick up that shot of the Ocean, but he's not the last one alive here, going to try to take down Pitt, having a little bit of trouble doing it, but he does manage to come through with it. And now it's him versus XP3 to try to win this round on XP3. Just as the time this right, rolls out, finds the headshot on the Ocean, and WinterFox will steal the round away anyway.
Yeah, smart play from XP3. He legs Ocean at the far back, so he knows he just has to use his pistol. But either way, that round's won by Pitt. Even with the high ping, he has that game sense. He picks off one, and then he knows the auto sniper was close on the bomb train, so make sure he's covering his flank, and he gets those two crucial kills. That finally depletes the economy of the defense. They've been investing so much into these sniper rifles, these auto snipers, the AWPs, that despite, a pretty decent winning streak where they weren't losing many members, they're already broke.
And we go right into this now, their first sort of broke round. As we see exactly how Follow Esports will work this. 3 players pushing out Ivy, so this could get interesting here too, considering Devil Walk in just a minute will be here to challenge this. Another player, I believe that's XP3, further down the line there too, will be ready with the AWP, as they do expect this to come out here, and Ocean a little bit hesitant there to commit to this one, but him and Wabbit are going to push forward for it, and Wabbit finds the kill. XP3 too, having a little bit of trouble with that AWP, misses his initial shot, but is able to make up for it by taking out Wabbit directly after that. And then meantime, Lex making a push here through T-Con, finds his way into the outside yard, picking up a kill into Els, and following that up with another one right back over onto Ocean. They get control of the outside yard, and now it's up to Hades and Desi to try to work something, but really nothing left for them here, and with just pistols, there isn't a whole lot they can do on this retake.
Yeah, I would imagine Desi's going to try and go over towards Alley and just salvage that AK-47 that he knows is fallen eventually. Right now, he's looking for any kind of aggression, and Hades is flanking all the way around. He might find XP3. He walks right by him, and XP3 spots him and gets that kill, so Hades, he clears that. He basically gets a free kill and a free AWP, but all down to Desi now, see what he can find. And this is looking like this is a good run here for WinterFox. 3 straight for them after this round.
Swinging themselves back into this here. Lex, of course, looking out for that final player, and it will end up being Pitt that finds it there. He's going to take down Desi, and as you mentioned there, 3 in a row now for WinterFox, swinging back into it, just one more behind, tying things up. However, a double save is not needed for Follow Esports, as their money situation was not super duper drastic, so they're going to be able to get themselves right back into the swing of things here with their buys. 4M4s, no auto sniper to be found this time around, as they'll finally abandon that, but still Wabbit, of course, with the AWP.
Well, they just flat out can't afford it. I mean, Wabbit's on glass cannon, doesn't even buy armor, so aim punch is going to be a real thing for him. He's got to hit that shot before any bullets hit him.
He's going to do just that.
Yeah, he does exactly that.
As he takes down XP3 there, so the off-on-off battle is already concluded here very early on in the round as XP3 kind of goes for that blind peek outside of T-Con. Doesn't really work out too well. He's eliminated by the offer from Follow Esports. And now WinterFox here once again, spreading their wings out a little bit here, seeing exactly where they can try to push this towards. Pitt did go down the ladder, but didn't really follow up upon that. And the rest of the team now here too, sort of toying around with a couple other angles, and we did have that 1 versus 1 there too between Ocean along with Devil Walk. Ocean coming out on top of that one predictably due to the sort of the ping advantage, but overall they're just winning that one out. And beyond that, of course, now we see the 3 players from WinterFox trying to get a regroup going, and they're kind of going to be forced into an attempt to take the outside train yard. But it overall probably isn't going to end up going too well, as they've already been reduced down to just 3 players working against the 5 from Follow Esports, and one that's sitting outside of Connector is already ready to move into that outside yard at a moment's notice.
Yeah, and this play, having Devil Walk go alley isolated is kind of not paying off for him. He's lost a lot of those duels, especially when you know the other team's going to have AWPs. Hades playing up close to ladder room. This is an angle that's not expected for Pitt. He falls for free. And there's going to be the trade. Lex grabs 2, so now down to a 2-on-3, but Wabbit still watching the ladder room exit. Misses that shot. Anger in a 1-on-2. He's going to swing out. There's one more on top of the train. He lands that shot, and it's just Desi inside the bomb site. Anger's jumping, trying to peek the head. And on top of the bomb train, does he spot him out? He does, but he can't get the kill. Desi's going to clutch that 1-on-1. Anger not expecting him to be there already.
And Desi avoiding disaster, but still a very costly round indeed for the Follow Esports players there, reducing them down by quite a bit, and she's going to limit the buys a little bit here, despite the fact that they did just win the round. They had to go for a heavy buyout previously. As you mentioned, some of their players missing the essentials, Wabbit not even being able to get himself armor with that op before, and I think that's still going to be the case in this round, as it looks like he has to donate a gun to one of his teammates.
Yeah, but you nailed it exactly right. A very costly win for Follow Esports in a 5-on-3, and they lose all but 1. I mean, that's great play from WinterFox to bring that back. And this is another situation where they can just reset the economy. Whoever wins this round, the opposing team is going to have to save in the following.
I'm going to go right into the round here, too. WinterFox going right for the outside trade here. Now, Hades deep in the enemy territory, though, going to be able to find Devil Walk for free, but now they know where he is here. So XP3 is going to push, but Hades is able to take him down, too. Pit, though, finding two for himself. Gets the headshots on both L's along with Desi, but again, Hades on the flank is going to try to take down Pit. He's got a superior health advantage, an easy kill for him to gain. And Ocean, of course, taking out Anger. It's going to leave it all in the hands of Lex, and he's going to fall, too, but they do manage to sneak through with the bomb plant, at least, so they're going to get that extra 800, and they still take out 3 players from Follow Esports, too, so they're going to do a good job of keeping that money low. But Hades, of course, with that monster job, just pushing forward into the smoke, picking up 4 kills. Not really going to give WinterFox too much to do there off of that.
Yeah, that was a massive play from Hades. No one was able to clear that out or even respond to it. He was so close up behind the smoke, and just no one could really clean him out of that position, so he basically had free reign on the entire outer bomb site. And now, I mean, this is going to be a tough call from WinterFox, because they know the economy's low, they know they just got that plant, and they might be influenced to buy, but they're not. They're going to play it cautiously, they're going to take the long-term route, and they're just going to save. They upgrade some pistols and buy some smokes, and just any kills on this round, I mean, they're going to buy next round no matter what, but any kills on this round is just icing on the cake.
For Follow Esports, though, they do finally get themselves a lot more of a consistent buy this time around. The only player that's really missing anything is going to be Els a little bit here, but overall, it still has exactly what he needs to play this out, and his teammates make up for what he lacks, and already 2 kills onto the board for this team. Wabbit, along with Els, finding those 2, of course, as they try to move in from TCON and Laterum. Doesn't really work out, and there's no response on that from WinterFox, too, so I'm not sure if that was just an attempt to work an approach and try to scout things out and see exactly what was going on the outside site, but for some reason, fairly isolated push once again, and it leaves them with 2 players down.
Yeah, this is happening on their gun rounds too, and it's a little bit scary that they're losing so many players without even any chance of a rebuttal or chance of a trade at all. So I mean, going forward, if they're not going to do some kind of fast execution, they need to find ways in these opening duels to trade some kills.
For the final 2 that are left alive from WinterFox here, Devil Walk slowly pushing his way down the ramp right now. He's going to go up against Desi in a second and jumping up there too, so Desi should know he's there. I'm not sure if he's trying to get his attention off of that and hopefully get a closer range duel or not, but he's not going to take the bait there, and XP3 in the meantime going to get himself, a bit of a duel, but both players still alive get shut down very quickly, one after another there, and as we had said, with the 3 that got eliminated earlier, didn't really leave a whole lot for them to do considering it was an eco, so just finishing things up there for Follow Esports to pick up an 8th round.
Yeah, but building that money right back up. Now they have enough money for all the smokes and all the Molotovs. They need to stop anything fast, so it's just going to keep getting harder. XP3's back on that op, and he hasn't... And with this ping, it's just hard to win these duels, and he hasn't been successful in, the op versus op battles. He's done a pretty good job when he's had it, and he's just been able to defend and find some AK fights to take, but this time around he gets pop flashed away, and he's not going to get picked off, but he is forced back from that angle.
And the rest of the players here now on WinterFox. See Els too, moving in, trying to get a little bit aggressive here inside of the ladder room. Doesn't actually take any damage, but as we can see in a second here, nobody else from WinterFox actually going to push into that angle, but he does have the potential if he waits until XP3 leaves the area to get that kill. However, Wabbit actually is going to find the first one too, gets that op shot there, takes down Pit, and again, this very slow maneuver to get themselves into the inside, or get themselves into a position to push the inside yard at least. It's taking so long to set up, and Els already in that good position too. Devilwalk is watching that, but as soon as he moves away, you can count on Els trying to go in as soon as they try to actually take the inside yard, which is going to be happening right about now. And in they go. They're moving their way into the site here, too. 3 on the back. Not really anybody actively aggressing it, as we talked about before with Desi playing it aggressively. He does not decide to do that this round, but that flank potential from Els is still very much alive. And he's taking his time with this one, too. He's going to be the big player, but there in the site itself, XP3 and Lex are going to find 2 kills, and Els actually decides against going up there. He's going to, again, roll back and regroup with the rest of his teammates there. Hades finally picking up one for the WinterFox guys, but the time is ticking down, and Anger finding another kill. Els finally getting himself into this fight. It leaves it in a 2-on-2, but the bomb timer's already gone down so low. Both the others are hiding in the back halls right now. That op shot not going to connect there, and Hades actually going for this defuse. Is he going to be able to sneak it? The knife comes out. Thankfully, Devilwalk gets the kill, but I don't know if XP3 didn't know that he did. One more.
He didn't know the Devilwalk got the planter, so he just kept going in with the knife, and they're both going to lose their guns, so that's an expensive win for WinterFox, but either way, they come away with it. That was actually a pretty clever round from Follow Esports and Wabbit. WinterFox adjusts their strategy. Instead of going for that outside bomb site, he goes for the inner site. And Wabbit switches it up with that op and gets that first pick. But from there, I mean, he jumps up and loses a duel. He puts himself in a disadvantageous situation and just loses to XP3 in that duel. A duel he's been winning most of this match. So that kind of collapsed the defense after that.
So Desi once again playing forward a little bit here. WinterFox not wanting to aggress early just as of yet, but they're moving into a position now to try to do it. All 5 players moved into back B. They're getting themselves ready to move in on that angle here in just a couple seconds. Only 2 from Follow Esports here to resist it. It's going to be Desi and Wabbit here. And the 3 from Follow Esports, again, they've got that floater, which is going to be Els, and Els has actually been a fairly big player in terms of impacting rounds, so he's going to very quickly rotate back in as soon as those smokes come out, and Desi, obscured by that, already picking up 1 for his team here, and WinterFox can't move forward at this point, but they're going to go for it. Wabbit doesn't catch on to Anger here, who's already pushed forward. That bomb plant comes out, and Els hanging back over here behind the oil tank. They're going to sit back, goes into a duel with Devilwalk. He's going to win that one, and as they push forward, once again, more reinforcements are still on the way from Follow Esports at this point. Some nice damage has been done to Hades, but it doesn't compare at all to the damage that goes back onto WinterFox. 2 are left alive, and it's a 4-on-2. Both are stuck in back B, so they can make an attempt to push, but it may not even end up being worth it. Their XP3 is going to get shut down. Pit coming back out. That Molly's going to buy them a little bit more time, but Pit can't survive, and now all they got to do is wait for that Molly to expire. Should have plenty of time to defuse, and they are going to pick up yet another round.
Yeah, once again, it's still happening just a little bit. Is that entry. Lex is the one going in first, and he gets taken out, but no one's there for like 3-4 seconds after that to get the trade kills. So they're being really slow on hitting these bomb sites, and that's allowing a lot of support to come in for the defenders of each site on the Follow Esports side. But either way, they get the plant. It's the last round. That gets them an extra 800. They're only going to be on pistols. They have 3 Tech 9s, a Deagle, and a P250, but they have some pretty good utility behind it. And they've got to find a way to be aggressive down these train lanes with this weaker buy. They can't allow the Follow Esports members to readjust after getting a first kill.
And they're going to go right in here again. All 5, most of the 5, I should say here. 1 staying back in order to get that smoke play in, but they're going right for the site take here and moving their way in. L's already holding off 1. More pop shots coming off, but Lex is going to get stuck here. Takes a lot of damage from the Molly. However, Anger only finding 1, and beyond that, it's now once again just going to be a shutdown at the hands of Follow Esports. XP3, be the last player left alive, looking for something, but he's not going to get it. And Follow Esports hold strong, as you would generally expect, of course, because it was an eco there from WinterFox in the final round, but they're going to end at 10-5 in their favor on the CT side, as we now switch sides and put Follow Esports back over onto the terrorist side, and WinterFox jumping onto the counter-terrorists.
Yeah, and here's the biggest problem is on the CT pistol with these pings from Europe, where you have to be so precise, you know, hitting the heads of these moving Glocks, these jumping Glocks, and aggressive coming down these lanes out of smokes. I mean, this ping on the CT pistol especially is going to be brutal for them, and this is a round they have to win.
So we'll see how exactly that goes for these players here on WinterFox now. They do, Devilwalk at least, going to buy up quite a bit on the utility side of things. As they go, again, they're going to want to try to make sure that they do win this round. Very important indeed that they try to pick it up just because of how far they are behind now. And losing it could potentially put Follow Esports up to 13 points if they aren't going to be able to win one of the ecos after that one. But for Follow Esports themselves, they'll split it up a little bit here, still keeping a main group of about 3 players together, as they've split up a little bit more now too, sending Hades down to the ladder room, but the other 2 beyond that have sent themselves over towards the back of B, as they're going to go for a very, very split play here in the pistol round.
Yeah, Lex is going to have to come up huge, and he's spamming through the smoke. Does a little bit of damage, but this has caused a big rotation. And here comes the attack outside. It's going to be Devilwalk all alone at Ivy once again. He's pinched from 2 sides. He falls. So does Anger. So now the hit is on, and Follow Esports just cleaning things up. They've got the angles on all these choke points, and no defense is mounted from WinterFox. They are shut down completely.
Lex trying to sneak in a couple kills if he can. He finds 1, but that's all he's going to grab. Follow Esports quickly shutting it down after that, and that was basically that round, as we said, as soon as they had set up the take there, and also got thrown for a run there, too, on the inside yard. If we saw those smokes tossed into there, as you had mentioned, too. Big rotation went into that. It left the site very much so open, and there wasn't a whole lot of resistance on the outside train yard at all, so they were able to very quickly clean things up, pick up multiple kills, and from that point forward, it was just the sweep up.
Yeah, I mean, you can see just the fear of God in the defenses on these inner hits on pistol rounds. They're just so scared. It's such a huge rotation into that bomb site. It leaves the outside completely exposed. But now we do see a little bit of almost a force buy. They have a scout on Lex. They have two pistol armors. But, you know, Devilwalk hasn't invested in armor himself, but still. Bought up into this round to see what they can make happen early on.
And again, Follow Esports splitting up a little bit more. Definitely solidified over here towards an Ivy push, as we can see 3 players towards that, and they're keeping Hades back here watching T-Con too, just in case anybody gets aggressive, but Lex is going to be the first player to spot that. Unfortunately, he does get hit with a nade there and has dropped down to 65. due to getting in the way of that, but Devilwalk also going to be overexposed too, and with that flash, nowhere to run for him. Ocean will very quickly dispatch of that player. XP3, though, able to find one and through the smoke. A nice amount of damage being stacked up on the L's too, so they're going to move back. They're trying to go through the mid-train yard now, and Desi also getting aggressive here too, is going to find an attempt to take down Anger here as he works his way in and trying to take him down, and also L's finding XP3 elsewhere on the map too, so again, the hold from WinterFox is not really going so well. The last two players are very split up at this point, but Pitt does have himself a duel with the bomb carrier, so if he can take him down, he might have a small chance to hold on to it, but overall here, now with his teammate Lex going down, it looks like this round should go very quickly into Follow Esports' hand, especially considering now that Ocean has been able to evacuate away from Pitt, and we'll be getting the bomb plant down over on the outside yard.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine with just letting Pitt keep this deagle going into the next round, but he might try and take a duel. Desi is still here hunting just a little bit, not committing to it, but seeing if he spots him out in the open. Either way, That force buy doesn't pay out. They only get 1 kill out of it so far, and here comes Desi swinging out. He's going to get that kill easily. So going forward in the 4th round, there's not going to be an AWP out for WinterFox. There's not going to be a lot of smokes and a lot of kits for him. So that 4th round now has just become that much more difficult for WinterFox.
And for this one, as you said before, it's going to limit them quite a bit now, and we won't really have any big buys coming out from the WinterFox players this time around. It's going to be a full save from them, so probably just going to be another run-over round from the Follow Esports players, as they will attempt once again here to close things out, just a few short rounds away from doing it, currently at the 12-5 line, and just 4 more away, and unless we see a big impact on the gun rounds from WinterFox, probably not going to have any trouble picking up those last rounds that are needed here with such an astounding lead in their favor at this point.
Oh, a nice dink on Adesi early on, though. He's going to be forced back. He does have backup there, so WinterFox has got to be careful not over-aggressing in this situation, and they don't. But either way, a lot of pressure being put on the outside bomb site. Devilwalk eats a nade over at Ivy. He's having a tough time on both sides of the map playing this Ivy position.
Now for the rest of the team, too. L's finding another kill here, able to take down XP3 as they take control here, trying to take control of one of these sites, still trying to make up their mind as to where exactly it goes, but WinterFox, with them being aggressive here, unfortunately, it doesn't really help them, and XP3 getting dropped very early on. There's going to be an attempt to push up here, too, from Anger, but Anger is going to get found out here, and oh, Tessie again gets hit pretty heavily, down to 10 HP now. Not coming out very well, but he does get some nice damage back over onto Hades himself, too, but Tessie, unfortunately, not going to be able to play those positions anymore with him being so low, but looks like he might actually go back towards it with teammates also joining him. They can actually just send someone down there to finish off the job, and that's exactly what's going to happen as Anger will now fall.
Yeah, now they stream out of this outer bomb site. Hades over towards Ivy, gets enough aim punch on Pit to cause him to miss, and even with low HP, he wins that duel. Now it's up to Lex, and that's Desi just still being aggressive with red HP, jumping on top in the connector and cleaning him up. So no members of Follow Esports fall, even though 3 members get a little bit low. Once again, a lot of bank built up for Follow Esports in these first 3 rounds. And actually, I'm going to eat my words here a little bit. XP3 does pick up an AWP. He has a glass cannon.
So we'll see how exactly this can perform, as this could potentially decide quite a bit here. At the very least, could mean tie point for Follow Esports. If they win this one, probably going to be looking at, and we will actually be looking at another eco coming out at the hands of WinterFox, unless they really want to force it on the 14th round, and that should easily give the Follow Esports guys their 15th point that is needed. And then it's just 1 more gun round away from there for closing it out. WinterFox has to resist it here, otherwise it's going to be all over, and it's going to be a quick take attempt now from Follow Esports to take the outside trainer. They move in. Smoke coverage is very good here too, but XP3 moving forward. He's going to pick up the first kill, able to find Wabbit out. Anger finding another one too as the hold continues to be strong. Follow Esports a little bit of trouble moving forward, but Ocean with the double spray gets Anger and Devilwalk way down from the Ivy tunnel there, taking him out, and Hades now going to push forward. He's going to be able to find Lex in this round, swung itself back around, but Hades, Els, and Ocean all extremely low. They've got to be so careful with this, but now with another kill going back, and Els actually killing Pit due to a mistake there. He gets into that molly. It's going to leave XP3 as the last player alive with the op. The health pools aren't going to matter as much unless he switches, but Hades kills his teammate for some reason, and then somehow manages to kill XP3 at the end to give Follow Esports the round anyway. What the heck happened there with the teammate kill?
That's one of those things where it's just so much miscommunication between the two of them in that 2-on-1 that you're almost like, you don't deserve to win this round, but you did anyways. So he kills his teammate, and that's just bad news. But XP3 still not able to react in time, and now they're in a really dire situation where Mag 7, 2 Fomuses, 2 Deagles, not much they can really do in this round. Wabbit's got the AWP, he's already pushed into T connector to try and grab the angle, but can't land the shot.
So, again, this looking like it may be the end of the road here for WinterFox, unless they can come out big with Pit already finding the opening shot. They're actually going to be able to take out Desi, and I do have to eat my words as well there, as this isn't going to end up being that full save that I was expecting them to work for, and Pit now picking up the skill, also going to be able to upgrade to an AK as well, so a good start for them. They might be able to hold this after all, but Follow Esports taking their time. Els finding a nice shot there too, and Lex to open things up for the Follow Esports players, and this is probably going to prompt the inside train yard attempt as they're going for right now, but Pit still sneaking, has a lineup there, finding one, looking for the second one to Els, and he's going to be able to find it there, taking out both those players. Wabbit now moving in, trying to correct that problem. He takes a lot of damage, but he is going to be able to find the kill on a Pit. And now 3 left alive from WinterFox. All are committed to that inside trainer, though, and I don't believe the bomb is really in a recoverable position. Thankfully, they were using that smoke, but Hades does get tagged on the way out. Thankfully, he still escapes. And now they're actually, for WinterFox, I'm not sure if they can see that bomb or not, so they don't actually know if it's been picked up at this point.
And then they realize it's possible, though. XP3's rotated to this outer bomb site. 30 seconds left. He's just trying to see if Hades is going to try and commit there. They've left Devilwalk at the inner bomb site. He might need a little bit more help. The upper, it's going to be Wabbit. He's creeping out the upper ramp. And Devilwalk all alone. He's going to have to answer that question. The eternal question of what does the Fox say? Hiding behind these schools, he's been spotted, and he gives his position up, but he swings, and the Fox says no.
And Devilwalk closes out that round. I'm not sure if anybody just got what you just did there, but you've accomplished your mission, I'll just say that much. So WinterFox now picking up another round. And they do manage to, off of the hands of that very awesome play from Devilwalk, they managed to keep themselves alive in this game for the time being, but Follow Esports still with a lot of money left in the bank at this point. They were going to have enough juice left to go for at least one more buy here, including the op still on Wabbit. So he's a little bit lapsed, but should still have plenty enough to work the take that they need. WinterFox, though, now are back up to the Teak here. The only exception being Lex with a FAMAS, but even it's still a rifle, so nothing really against them. And now we'll see how things go as they once again are going to commit heavily for the time being to players going down to the ladder room. And this is going to be an outside take, very quick. Pit finding one shot, but Anger actually finds the kill. Els will get a response though, and is going to be able to take down Anger directly after that. Desi trying to move himself out here too and look for that player getting Pit. They're not going to find, however, he does catch Devilwalk way back down the Ivy tunnel once again, and XP3 getting another one to take down Els. So leaving it into a 3-on-3 for the time being, but all being a ruse now as the rest, two out of the three final players from Follow Esports are actually moving towards back B right now in an attempt to take the inside yard.
Yeah, they've got the defense pretty well split up. Only one member outside, one member in connector, and one on the inner bomb site. And now they're kind of trying to consolidate a little bit to stay close to each other. But actually, I mean, it's going to be 2-on-1 no matter where they choose to go, unless Pitt can make a good read on the situation and rotate to the proper bomb site. But it's just Desi. Look at how patient he's being lurking. He knows there's still 40 seconds on the clock. He has a lot of time to make something happen for his team. And they're going to move off him getting a kill or not.
And now Ocean moving himself back down here. They are finally going to commit as they had plenty of time to work this here, and Ocean finding the opening kill there too. He's going to be able to take down Pit as he works his way in, but no commitment just as of yet. The time's getting low there. They're going to have to do it sometime soon. They're getting skittish, but they have to get around this, and XP3 is going to be the big player to watch out. He finds one. They're able to take down Ocean. Now the bomb goes down with 15 seconds left. Desi has to kill XP3, and thankfully he catches him while he's got a grenade out, but now Lex going to directly challenge the bomb carrier there. He does manage to get away, but he's forced to plant this, and Lex knows this, so he's going to push forward. That Molly doesn't go where he needs to, but thankfully the plant happens anyway, and that's going to be a bit of an awkward round for Lex, but Wabbit still manages to find the shot anyway, takes him down, and now Follow Esports. They're going to sit at 15 points, just one more away from closing things out.
It's got to be so frustrating if you're Lex, seeing just enough to cause you to shoot, but not enough to really land any great shots, and he just can't find that kill. So, nice play. I mean, Desi played that really, really well. Normally, you know, he gets down there, and I thought he was going to be the one to aggress and see where that round went, but he just gets the advanced position and catches XP3 completely off guard. So, nice play from him lurking in that outer bomb site.
And now for Follow Esports, once again, moving themselves, at least in the case of Wabbit, looking for the upshot there, coming in through T-Con, but not going to find it, so he does prompt the fall back there a little bit, but I think they might actually push him here. Anger already trying to get his way in there. Elsewhere on the map, though, Hades was able to pick up the first kill here for Follow Esports, manages to take down Devilwalk, and again, a lot of the players lining up to move themselves in from ladder room there. A little bit of a slow reaction from Desi, though, so he's not going to be able to catch Pit, and he picks up, finally, here, another kill for WinterFox, as they're going to be able to take them down. And the rest of WinterFox here still splitting themselves up a little bit. Lex, though, in a great spot, lines up the shot on the Els, but he can't connect it. And Els is going to be able to take him down back over there in the back of B. No revealing on the bomb yet either, but Pit pushing up. Again, going to get himself into a flank position. I'm not sure if anybody's watching out for him as of yet, but if he manages to sneak through, he could at the very least find Els, and maybe more, too, if he turns himself back around. And there we go. He's going to grab Els as he tries to bunny hop his way back to the rest of his team. And not only this, but I'm not sure if he spotted it, but the bomb is sitting right next to him, too. So Follow Esports has to work, again, over towards him in order to get that bomb back under their control.
Honest to God, I don't even think Follow Esports knew the bomb was dropped up there until Pit gets that kill, so Hades cleans out one over towards the alley. And now in a 3-on-2, Follow Esports is going to get that bomb for free, because you're exactly right, Pit didn't spot it whatsoever, so he doesn't know it's there. And that's a gift from God.
Pretty much. As Hades again finding that kill on a Pit finally, it leaves all the dice in the hands of Hades or Anger, apologies, and he's going to get very quickly closed out by Hades to end that match there. In the favor of Follow Esports, 16-5 is going to be the final score, and they're going to take the first of 2 WinterFox games this evening.
Yeah, that was yeah, I think that kind of goes how we expected it to. I think we really saw more so. I think the ping was very much affecting WinterFox in that matchup. We could see it a couple, especially with XP3 and his opping, could never take those duels with the op. But either way, it was well played. I mean, even outside the ping strategically, Follow Esports just kind of, you know, pulled them across the map and really exploited a weak defense in position. So it was nice. It was nicely done tactically from Follow Esports, and certainly it helps. I think the spread of that score just indicates the ping differential.
And to correct myself, too, I did say it was 16-5. The actual score was 16-6 was the final score. Still in favor of Follow Esports, of course, but that is going to close out our first match of the evening. The next match, which is going to be between Complexity and Threes Up, should be coming up here in just a couple moments, so be sure to stick around for that, folks, as we're coming up to you with the next match of the ESL ESEA Pro League here in just a few short minutes.
impactful matches, not as consistent as we'd like to see, but there are times where he just goes nuts. So, I mean, him being in middle with an AWP could have a huge impact.
And to start it off on the pistol round once again, most of Complexity working their way back over here, trying to get themselves over towards the A-bomb site. 3 players inside of Palace, the other 2 will work their way up from T-ramp, so a fairly typical take. A little bit excessive, of course, on the Palace route, but Aria catching one on the way down mid-air there. Able to pick up a headshot over onto Semphis, the rest on their way in, but very quickly dispatching them. Roka picking up the only 2 kills so far for Complexity, but they're 2 very big kills. The smoke blocking off a lot of the other entry points here, and Davey might try to push his way in, but not really with a whole lot of intel as of yet. We might be able to see Complexity sneak through with the plan, and that's exactly what's going to happen as the smoke start to fade. Sags moving through, gets a nice little one-tap there to take down Abe, and now the CT avenue is clear, but he's still a little bit worrisome of this, so we've got Kiko along with Davey push their way back in here. Roka getting dinked down to just 1 HP, but Davey finding the kill over onto Sanks. Roka gets the response though, and he's going to pick up the final one too over onto Davey. A huge round from him, a 4K for Roka, and Complexity pick up the pistol round on T side.
Yeah, I mean, he answers my question just right off the bat with a 4 kill. So nicely done by Roka. I wanted to point this out. I mean, that was just typical A execute, throwing smokes over towards jungle and towards the top of stairs and CT spawn and everything. But Arya is one of those players in the Pro League who has, like, this knack. He's always been, like, he's had this uncanny ability to just, like, get kills through smokes. He just, like, he has that timing in his head down, like, really, really well. So I expect to see a lot of that. Once the guns come out, once he has an AWP, like, don't be surprised if he's just dropping bombs through smokes.
And the nade's going to come out here from Kiko to start it off, too, as he goes for the jumping peaks here with his USP to see if he can find anything. He does do a nice bit of damage on his Semphis and Valens there, but not enough in order to take either of the 2 down. And Davey, I think, doing a little bit of damage to his teammate there on accident as he brings Kiko down. Valens will come in now to finish him off, but Jason R lining up the Deagle shot, able to take out Rogue, but that's all they're going to be able to get, as Sanks, along with Automatic, will be cleaning up 3 more players directly after that, and it'll just leave Jason R as the final player left alive, sitting inside of Market right now. The 3 left from Complexity, slowly surrounding him. And we'll see how well he holds this, but this should easily be a round that goes into the hands of Complexity. However, now he picks up 1, but quickly shut down by Automatic after that one, and that will be the 2nd point on the board for Complexity. That's
actually a big 3rd kill to get, because 3Sub didn't invest in armor. They only had upgraded pistols, and to get 3 kills out of that situation, that's a peak that Sanks with his teammate flanking should not have made. So he gives 1 up there at the end, and that does some pretty decent damage to the money of Complexity. So really well done eco stack by 3Sub. Or they come in on the rotations. There was enough delay to turn that into, a really big 4-on-4 situation there as the eco hit came in.
And from 3Sub this time, it looks like they've gone for the sort of gambit stack, as it were, over here onto the A site. 3 players behind Ticket Booth, lined up with nades, ready to toss those out too. And for the time being, unless we see Valen spot it first, they're not going to catch this, and they're sort of going to go right into the trap. So this should be an interesting round to see how it goes. And Arya actually going to pick up the 1st kill, and we now have to see Valens go for the redirect. Sanks, though, getting another response kill to take down Arya. Jumping through, Abe holds strong back over here and finds another shot for himself, but beyond that, Complexity seem to be handling this very well. Roka picking up 1, 2, and 3 now outside of the Palace entryway, cleaning things up for those players and picking up the 3rd round without too much extra trouble.
Now going into the bye round, they actually have the money to drop an AWP over towards Arya if they choose to. He can even go glass cannon if he likes, but nope, they're going to go for the all M4, so they're going to have the armor, and they actually have a lot of utility behind this. Full nade sets basically for everyone, only 2 kits, but doesn't really matter. They can delay, they can smoke off these choke points for the beginning stages of the round and get themselves set up in some nice crossfires.
And for Complexity, again, going for a little bit of mid control, or at least they might do it here. It's Automatic, and Semphis will be the ones to line that up. Sanks will be back over here watching to see and make sure that nobody from 3Sub gets too aggressive onto them and pushing into them, but for the time being, Complexity just sitting back and waiting to see if there's going to be any of that blind aggression that goes against them and biding time. So they'll sit back, they'll take their nice solid time, and here's Arya, of course, with that little bit of aggression that we were hoping to see from them. He jumps out, not going to be able to win the duel versus Arya, unfortunately, and we are going to see Sanks taking down Arya, as I think I said that incorrectly, but now 3Sub again, down a player at this point, and Complexity still taking their jolly old time. 3Sub, but not a whole lot of info. They're now going to solidify themselves back over here towards T-spawn, and I do believe they'll make the push towards A at the end of the day.
Yeah, not really dedicated. I mean, they have that man advantage now, so they can just slow things down, and you look at what it's done to the rotations. They just put a little bit of pressure onto B, and just that little bit of application, of presence over there has forced 3 members. One's in window room, one's in connector, and 2 players in B. The A site is completely open, and they're all going to be smoked out when this hit comes in, so unless they get some lucky kills through the smoke, they're just going to be forced to a save automatically.
And the rest of Complexity here now, tossing up the smokes, they're going to go for this take, and as you said, still nobody really proficiently moving over towards that site yet. Finally, they've got Jason R on the way in, but they're already funneling into this site, and there's no one to resist it really on the way in. Phelan's already taking out one player, he's going to be able to find Davey, and that's not even happening on the site, that's over towards mid. Jason R picks up one, but he's going to get completely flashed, and Roka is able to push up in order to find that kill over onto him. Abe picks up one, but Roka again, still holding strong, and Abe too getting another piece of the action for 3s up. He takes down Automatic, now in a 1-on-2 scenario, but as he works his way in, he's got to deal with a dual cross angle if he does decide to go for this, so it's going to be much better, in my opinion, for him to evacuate out of here, and he's looking for that path outside of the site now. I think he should be able to find it here, as Semphis did not want to take a chance on directly peeking him, so he's going to be able to escape, and I don't think anybody will chase him in time unless he directly challenges their exits.
Yeah, a big misread in the mid round there from 3-sup, and they're completely out of position, so Complexity basically gets a free one. You know, Abe makes a little bit of a bid for it at the end, but just not enough time to clear everything out, so he's going to save that gun. So that's a nice, at least a salvaged equipment going forward, but Semphis with that AWP, we can't forget, he doesn't have a kill in this match quite yet. He's at 0-2, but it was just last season where he actually topped the leaderboard of Pro League in North America primarily by opping. So he's kind of transitioned into that role, and he's done it very effectively.
And he will be using that in this round, of course, now with the guns going back into the hands of the Complexity players once more here, going for the battle, but still with plenty of money left in Nexus, of course, now having that huge lead against them. 3's up, though, having to go back onto an eco for themselves. They're going to be really having too much in this round, with the exception of Abe's M4 that he managed to save from the previous one, and absolutely, like, zero utility beyond Abe here, too, so there should be pretty much a run around for Complexity, barring any trouble.
Yeah, no committal. What's Complexity? Just they're actually up and finding these B hulls right now, and full mid control to 3-sup. But actually, I mean, they get started out here, that would be dangerous. But now all of Complexity jumps for the B hulls, all 4 of them, and rushes over towards the A bomb site.
Now they're going to work in here. Abe finding the first kill. He's going to be able to take down Automatic on the way in. And the rest of Complexity should follow shortly after that. Apologies. And they're going to work them in here too, slowly, very, very slowly indeed. They pick up one, Vans respond to that one. Semphis actually going to be the one that picks up another one after this one, but Semphis moving in, looking for the chop on the J-Star. He's going to get it very, very close up. He's all on Kiko and Davey. Some nice kills have come out, and they prevented the play just as yet. Alright, so it looks like we're going to be trying a different way to talk, because I think our mumble has been having a couple problems here. So, Complexity, of course, coming out of that round without too much trouble. We did see the 2 kills going over in their direction, and they actually managed to bring Complexity down to just 1 player there, too, after I got back into the game to notice that. So, not too bad of a round economically speaking, but overall it's the T side, and it's a lot more forgiving economically wise, so not going to be too huge of a victory at the end of the day.
Yeah, sorry about the robots there. I actually didn't get to witness that round. I was alt-tab trying to change over to the voice. So 5-0 for Complexity now. And this is just going to be, this is right out of spawn. The call is an A-hit. They're lined up for the smokes, and Semphis, he spots Abe at the top of the stairs, doesn't hit that shot, but now he's just lining up for a peek from window room, and here comes the execution.
Arya once again getting that flash out and even spotting a player up on plat. He's going to get that one essentially for free. Able to take down Roka. Arya looking for a second one, and he'll get it. Such a slow response from Sanks, but now he's going to come out in a big way. He's going to be able to take down both Arya along with Abe in the process and still keep 3s up in the advantage position now with 3-on-2, but Complexity, also with this smoke, do get a little bit more room to wiggle here and get themselves onto the site. Hopefully getting that plant too. As we see the rest, all 3 players from 3s up trying to work their way in from connector or jungle, so it is limiting their potential a little bit here, but Complexity also still a little bit hesitant on actually going for that too. They've wasted the smoke opportunity, and now the bomb is still not planted here, but Sanks finally presses forward, is able to pick up that kill over onto Kiko, and now you've got Davey and Jason R splitting themselves up a little bit more, but Semphis waiting for that opportunity to find the op shot onto Jason. He's going to grab it, and it'll be Davey in a 1-on-2.
Yeah, and he's gotten that first kill onto Sanks, but now Semphis knows exactly where he is. 20 seconds left, and with the AWP, Semphis has a little bit of time to work with the bombs out in the open. So Semphis at a certain point is going to have to salvage that and get into the site. Davey's going to know exactly where he is. He has a lot of advantages so far. Semphis not prepared for him to come to the top of the stairs, and Davey's going to win that one. It's a crucial fight to win as well. He does salvage the op for Arya, and that's the first round for 3-sup.
Now it's all going to be about building upon this, of course, because still a lot of losses going against their direction, reduced down to just a single player to clutch that one out. So the big buy is coming up from these players, and if they lose this one immediately after, their economy is going to be reset, and they won't have the loss bonus enough here in order to buy up once again. So they absolutely have to make sure that they win this round out too, otherwise Complexity is not only going to run away with a 6-point, but potentially a 7th and an 8th too if Threes Up have to double save.
Yeah, that would be crushing, but actually, I mean, here's more mid-presence from Threes Up. They push up, they get aggressive, the trades all go in the way of Complexity until Arya chimes in, but he's caught out in the open, and Arya just executes him, and now Valen's is going to do a fancy jump. He's got the bomb, so he can't lose this, but luckily, the defenders are both completely split up. Abe makes a smart move, pushes himself into Palace, so he's got at least a little bit of cover, a chance to catch some players off guard. But Kiko, these players, they're not doing anything as a team now. They can't, based on the positioning. They have to just play for themselves, see what they can find. Kiko's going to swing out. He sees a smoke coming. I don't think Semphis or Automatic spotted him. So he's got a great chance here to ninja some kills, and there it is. He sprays one down. He finally gets the kill, but it took a little bit too long. He gets traded immediately, but that allows Abe to get in position.
And I think Abe might have just spotted Automatic there too as he was moving away, so I think he's got the intel that it's going over towards the B site, so a good catch by him just as he was retreating. And a little bit unfortunate there too on the second to last player alive from Threes Up that he waited just a little bit longer, might have been able to pick up a second kill, but it doesn't pan out so well. But Abe thankfully is here just in time. A flash comes out, completely blinds Automatic, but another one coming out here too will connect back over onto Abe as he creeps his way up, looking for the kill on the Valence. He's going to find it on an off angle, but not enough there actually to fully kill him as of yet, so he's going to get another opportunity to swing back out from the other side of the pole, and he not only survives, but kills Abe in the process of that. So Complexity taking that round right away from the hands of Threes Up, and as we had talked about before, they're going to get put into a situation where, unfortunately, they won't really be able to go for too big of a buy.
Yeah, and this couldn't have gone worse for Threes Up, really, at 5-0 to win one and then immediately get reset. I mean, now this half is just spiraling completely out of control. And even next round, they're going to be forced, basically, to buy because they have to start putting rounds on the board on a CT-sided map to already be down 6-7 rounds in. That's just brutal. And they're going to be light on economy, so Complexity, you can see Semphis sees the Opera, he picks up an SMG just to get that bonus money, just to do a little bit of farming. And they're just going to build up more bank this round.
Kiko getting a little bit of resistance over here from the apartments, is able to do some damage, but gets forced back. Davey, though, gets the bomb over here inside of the ladder. Met a second one in order to take down Automatic. Sanks did trade out a kill, as did Semphis, but Davey, what the heck is Sanks doing? Not looking over there towards him. He's going to get a free kill there in Davey's hand. Sanks down. Semphis falls as well, and now Roka's going to have to be the last player left alive, trying to clutch this out on a 1-on-2. But Roka once again here now. Still a little bit limited, not having any access to the bomb. All Threes about to do is just sit here and wait because he has to pressure them. And overall, he doesn't have a whole lot to do this with. A nice amount of utility stacked up in 50 seconds, so he's got all the time, but it's just such a narrow angle to work for, and yep, the odds were definitely stacked against him there. So Davey's going to finish that up. A monster round for him coming off, starting off with the Deagle, picking up 2 kills there, and then arming himself with the AK, finding another one for free, unfortunately, as that Complexity member was not ready for him at all, and then picking up the final kill, too.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. Big-time plays from Davey there to keep him even in the match whatsoever, because now it just swings the opposite way. Now it's Complexity that has to just go with upgraded pistols if they choose to, because their economy is so low. So, I mean, Davey just brings them from basically a lost map almost to now they're right back in it. And, I mean, that Sanks situation where he just comes up catwalk with his back turned, there was a good crossfire setup. Davey was in window room, and I believe that was Abe with the 5-7, Abe or Arya in middle. So no matter which way he looked, he was going to be getting shot in the back.
Complexity once again testing the water to this point, but definitely leaning towards an A hit as far as the push is concerned here from these players. They're going to keep Automatic back over here on top middle just in case there is going to be that extra aggression, but it isn't really going to end up panning out. And Arya as well here, already connecting a shot with the Op, going to be able to take down Valens, and with those nades that were tossed in there too, Sanks has been brought down extremely low, down to just 34 HP. He tries to just jump out there and get some intel, but he's punished for that by Abe after he goes for a blind pop shot, and they're able to get that timing over onto him to take him down. Abe finds yet another one here too from the Threes Up side of things, and Jason R. Oh my goodness, that rotating kill there from Jason R. Cleans up Roka, and then immediately after that, Davey gets the final one. Threes Up finally on the treadmill a little bit here as they sit 3-6 against Complexity.
Yeah, and they needed to win that one without taking any deaths, because now they have some money built up. So even if members fall, as long as they don't lose it, I mean, they could still rebuy some weaponry. So that now they've got a little bit of bank to build up. They can buy the Molotovs and still breathe easy knowing they have money behind it. So this is going to be, I mean, going forward, there's no op on Semphis this time, so it's going to have to be Automatic, Roka. These guys need to find entries for Complexity.
And as they work their way in through the apartments now, getting ready to find their way into the B site for the time being, but could very well change it up at a moment's notice, going in through underpass and then working it into a mid to A take instead. Freeze up only having one player on the site, and he hasn't spotted anything yet, but they're going to push right into his face. He can't get anything, so Valens, he's going to find the opening kill here for Complexity. More resistance comes over on the catwalk, though, but they're going to be able to handle that as well. Finally, Jason R will be able to finish off Valens as a result of that earlier duel from Kiko, who is sitting back over there outside of the apartments, but nothing else really being gained as yet for Freeze up. They brought a lot of the players from Complexity low, but not enough to get any kills just as of yet. However, Jason R pushing forward, catches Semphis mid-reload, but Semphis thankfully sitting behind the bench, keeps himself alive for now. Ooh, a very close duel for Semphis allows him to pick up the headshot kill on a Jason R. An automatic with a flank finishes off Ari to once again put things back into the control of Complexity. Now 7-3, and Freeze up once again having their money reset. But as you mentioned before, thankfully stacking up a little bit there at least, so they will be able to rebuy once more.
Yeah, and that was a really well done by Complexity. They take that bomb site very quickly, and they just slow things down. There's so much time left in the round. They play it patient. They know there's going to have to be some peaks from 3-sub to try and get intel, to try and equalize the player counts, and they just punish them for it. So that even allows the flank to come to fruition on top of that. So really well done from Complexity once they took that bomb site.
Now Complexity working over here again, lining themselves up for that A take here. Not a whole lot of resistance from Threes Up initially speaking coming off of this one. They're going to be already moving Jason R over here towards the B side, expecting the push to be coming in from there. R as well with a very, very close angle watch over here on the T ramp. He's going to be able to call that, but he's only spotted one player. He sees more coming in now, though. And not only this, but he is going to be able to take down Roku in the process. This will hold Complexity back for a little bit, but still not moving anybody over just yet. Now they catch that fallback here, and Threes Up should be a little bit more solidified on their current angles. They'll rotate. I believe Jason R is going to put himself over here into the window room just to be safe in case they go back over towards middle. But for the most part, I think they've got a pretty good grasp on what's currently happening. And Kiko is going to try to take advantage of this as he pushes the back B alley right now. Gets himself into a duel with Automatic, and he also wins that too.
Yeah, and this is brutal. Now in a 3-on-5, this is normally the situation in this half that Complexity has been in with you know, man up or 2 men up. Now, unfortunately, they're on the losing end of it. And once again, confined. They really don't have any kind of map control over towards A, so they can't circle around to the other bomb site. They're just forced to try and, you know, body their way into this B bomb site, but they don't know. Kiko is pushed up in these halls. He's got a good angle. Sanks is going to clear things out. They're being very cautious. But are they going to be prepared for it? They come around the corner. Kiko spots him first, and he sprays down 2. Huge play from him, and now it's a 5-on-1. Semphis stuck in middle behind the boxes. Only 15 seconds is left. He's going to get a pick, but all he can do is try and save this gun. But they're not going to let him do it. Davey pushes Catwalk and cleans him out, and that's a crucial kill to have.
What a stellar round from Threes Up there too. Complexity, unfortunately, limiting their options after the initial push attempt failed, and not really wanting to commit to any sort of take there on either of the sites led to a very predictable rotation. Threes Up just reacted to that nice and easily and found so many free kills from there that it just shut things down on Complexity's end from that point forward. So this is going to put Complexity into another eco round, I should say, as they're going to be not really having too much on this one. Only one player has actually bought up armor, and that's Semphis. The rest of them are sitting down with maybe a Deagle by a P250 here and there and a couple flashbangs, and they've already used those on their way into the B site here, so expect this to be an easy round for Threes Up. However, Automatic is going to open it up there, taking out Abe. Kiko responds, finds out Valens, but Automatic finding a second one here too, and he actually picks up 3 right there. And now as Jason R moves in, he's going to have to try to close things out, but Roka with the Deagle there is going to be able to find another shot on the Jason R, and all of a sudden, Threes Up are very much so in the disadvantaged position as far as this round is concerned. Ari, though, with a good flank going against Sanks, might just be able to sneak this, but I do believe Sanks knows what's happening here, and in just a second, we'll have an opportunity to take the headshot, but he spots him a little bit earlier. That Molly goes out, going to try to force the reposition, but SSJ Sanks is aware of this now, and he's going to move back over and send in the volley, Roka.
Oh, no.
Oh, no defuse kit. He's not going to have enough time. This is going to be so close. He might just sneak it, but I don't think it's going to be happening. No, there's no way.
Yeah, it would have been an absolute miracle. He took so much time on the flank, and that's kind of what it was. Because once, you know, as a defender or as a terrorist, when you have the bomb planted like that, and you haven't seen that last player, and the clock's starting to tick, and you still haven't seen him come anywhere in a 2-on-1, you got to check your flank. There's just that internal clock that's like, all right, based on rotations, he should have been here by now. He should have been Catwalk. He should have been Market. So they knew he was on the flank, and they don't fall prey to it. So, I mean, that round's won by Automatic, basically. Just rushes up Catwalk, gets a couple easy kills, and I believe he even dinked Jason R in the B bomb site, so he just completely decimates that defense all on his own.
And Complexity now actually, oh, Roka opening it up, and Sanks too, finding those shots. Roka with a nice little one-tap there and a Kiko to take him down. Semphis on top of it with the op-2, taking out another one, and I don't know what happened this round, but Threes Up completely falling apart here, getting knocked out 4 players within the first maybe like 25% of this round's timer.
Yeah, and Abe just playing close to the stairwell. He's going to try and circle around him. He spots 2. They're not ready for him. But Automatic doesn't drop. Abe tries to pre-fire, and he just gets cleaned out. So only 1 kill. Sanks falls. But another good round for Complexity. They're up 9-4 right now, and still, 3SUP hasn't been able to stabilize this economy outside of, maybe 2 rounds right in the middle of this half is when they've been able to buy everything they wanted. But now you see Arya, he wants to have that op so bad. He's on Glass Cannon now. In the 4th round, we saw him switch over to the M4, or not switch over, but choose to go with the M4 and armor and nades. This time he just goes for Glass Cannon op because their defense has been shoddy. They've been getting beat up, so this is the switch. More mid-aggression out of them. They have an op behind it, and it's only going to be one player here in middle. That's going to be Automatic just watching for this push.
Beyond that, of course, here too, taking a look and thinking sort of in the long game of how this is going to affect things. Complexity, keep in mind, they're now 9 rounds up, as you already mentioned, but this is on T side of Mirage, so already a big advantage, and 3SUP are going to have to rely on their own T side to swing things back, which again, for this map, isn't going to be the best situation in the world. 3SUP, though, will get an opportunity into this round. They push forward on the middle there, and that aggression will be rewarded. They find an opening kill to Semphis, but it does get traded out elsewhere, as Valens will be able to take down Abe, and now they're going to push in just 2 men so far, but more coming in from middle. Look at Valens pushing forward, gets 2. Automatic with the assist now coming in through connector there. He's actually going to be able to pick up the kill over onto Arya. And Sanks moving in. He'll get the plant here too. That nade is going to do so much. Actually doesn't end up doing that much over to Davey, but still dropping him to 72 at the very least is going to force him back. And they just took such swift control here. There's no room for 3SUP to retake this at all.
Yeah, not whatsoever. And this has kind of been the story of this half overall. So Davey forced to save his M4 at 4-9. It's going to be 4-10 going into the last round, and 3SUP's not going to have a buy. They're just going to be beat up again on economy. They're going to have this M4. They might be able to force out a couple FAMASes, but it's going to be mostly pistols and for 3SUP. So this is looking to be just a dominant half from Complexity.
Davey actually does find an op here too, so that can get tossed back over to Arya, assuming he survives, which is looking likely. No one should be able to get in the way to challenge him in time, so he'll make it out with that, and that'll probably get tossed back over to Arya, so at the very least they'll have that, but as you said, nothing really else going into the hands of these players at this point, and Davey just waiting for him to toss that off if he doesn't keep it for himself, which it looks like he might, to be honest.
Yeah, that is a little curious. I mean, he's not bad with it. We've seen him use it. I've seen him use it in the past, and he's going to head up towards Catwalk with it and maybe try and see if he can get a pick from mid, a different angle than maybe what Automatic is used to. Automatic has an AWP of his own, so double op set up for the terror side. And once again, right out of spawn, this is that B hit call. So Kiko, he's only got a 5-7. He's got a lot of work to do, and outside of that op, it's all pistols for 3SUP.
The off ends up getting traded out there too. Automatic picks up the AK at the end of the day, but I'm gonna move forward here. Already moving all the way through the apartments. Kiko holding that very strong angle for himself. He finds 2, and Roka moving forward. Davey coming in with the assist on the op. That offensive just gets completely stopped there. And now it's going to leave it down to Sanks and Automatic to try and make the stake, but they've lost the bomb control here. Thankfully, Automatic finding another kill to act as the equalizer here to put this back into a 2-on-2 situation, but now the bomb is down. 3SUP are already in the correct spot, and this is going to have to be a blind take attempt from Complexity. Davey already killing Sanks inside of the apartments, and still looking at Automatic on the rotate, but he's at 19 HP anyway, so this should be a 5th point at the very least going onto the board for 3SUP. However, Automatic there bring Davey down very low indeed, and the smoke will come out to hold him back for a little bit longer. He's trying to push forward. He goes for the blind push, but Abe will end up closing it out after all.
That nade and spray almost works out for Automatic. He actually did something pretty clever. He buys an op, goes to take a mid-peek, shoots a shot, goes back to T-spawn, and picks up his AK once again. So that was a pretty cool use of economy in the last round. But either way, it's Davey who really saves his teammate up on that balcony after getting the initial 2 kills. So somehow 3SUP, it's looking the least likely of all the rounds of that half, and they pull it out there at the end. So nicely done from them, but still 5-10 going into your T half on Mirage. That's tough. That's brutal, and Complexity just stopped them.
Yep. So now switching the sides, as I had mentioned before, 3SUP are going to have to rely on, obviously, again, a very strong T side here. If you've had a lot of experience watching 3SUP on T side in the past, how do you feel that their T side is going to end up working out? Do you think that they have a little bit more prowess going into this one, or do you think that unfortunately it's not going to be as strong as generally it tends to go for most teams on this map?
Well, they've got to do better in the mid round than they did in their CT half, because a lot of those calls on the CT side were just wrong. Some of the rotations they made were just misreads, and it obviously didn't pan out for them very well. So here in the terrorist half, they're going to have to do much better. They're doing pretty much the same pistol round as Complexity, just lining up for a smoke take onto the bomb site, isolate the site players and the phone booth player, and just get in and plant that bomb.
And they're going to go once again over here. from Complexity, lining up a lot in middle, so they're going to have to rotate those players back in, but some of them on cat, so it will be a little bit of an extended rotation time here, and the smoke's in too. He's up a little bit confused as to why they've gotten the site control so easily, but it will be the 5-man retake strat here coming out for Complexity, and they're going to waterfall themselves back in. 3 moving in from Connector, and Roka too, looking to line up a shot on Arya back over here from Ticket Box approach, but not going to find it just yet. They take their time here, and again, only end up getting a 1-for-1 trade to start it off. A lot of the time has gone by. Valen's with the kid at the least, so they do have a little bit more of an extender to work with here, but they've got to go for this retake, and 3's up. They know exactly what's happening here too, but Valen's might just be able to go in here and try to sneak this. He's got to find the bomb first though, and actually he can't find it, so he's going to fall there, and it looks like we should be seeing 3's up pick up this pistol round.
Yeah, that could have worked so well for Complexity, but Valens misses that smoke, so the bomb's still exposed. Even if he had been able to find it there, he would have been fully open to everyone. So a nice pistol round from 3-Sup. What they did, they do that smoke strategy, but they double nade phone booth where Roko is playing. That forces him to be so passive. He eats a lot of damage basically for nothing before he even takes a shot, so he's forced far, far back. But Complexity, much the same as 3-Sup did in the first half, not investing into armor in this round, just using the upgraded pistols, see what damage they can do.
And the rest of 3's up, moving themselves back over again, and Complexity are going to take the Gambit play here, going all into the B side. Unfortunately, the roulette does not reward them in their favor here. Arya, as well, should be able to catch them earlier on if he chose to go for the site, but that won't be the case. He ends up moving himself way back over here towards the window room here now, and we'll try to see if he can catch anybody out there, or act as a sort of rotation stopper here if they try to go in through that little crawl space there in window room, but I think Complexity know what is up here now. 3's up again, going for this site control very, very slowly. So Complexity may actually be able to get themselves in the way before that plan happens, but now they know exactly what's happening here too as Davey pushes up. He gets into a little bit of a duel by the Ticket Box, but it will actually be Jason R that finds a very, very long-range kill back over there through the mid-connector there and able to take somebody out from Cat. So again, not really looking like all that much from Complexity can be gained. Like I said, they took the gamble on it being on the B side. It just doesn't pan out at all, so there's not really a whole lot they can do at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they just fall away to save these pistols into the next round, and actually Davies chasing, and he could get cleaned up here, and he is by Valens. It's not a huge loss, because he only got a MAC-10, and there's Abe. That's a Galil. They shouldn't lose that one. That would be a little bit unfortunate. 2 members, Sanks and Roka, they're going to get pushed on. Arya's about to turn the corner. He's going to drop Roka, not able to spot him, but there's one more player. Sanks up top, try to connect with the headshots, but he can't land it. Arya swings out and grabs it. So nicely done hunting those pistols down, even though it's not necessarily... You know, if you lose a rifle, we've seen it so many times. Losing one Galil, losing one AK-47 can just spell disaster going forward in the next round, but they do it really, really well there.
They will only end up losing the 1 rifle, and Davey, of course, gets that back into his hands very quickly. Complexity does manage to save the Deagle, but as you mentioned before, those pistols aren't going to be super duper impactful, as we'll still be looking at a complete save here for Complexity with only being the 3rd round, not being able to pick anything else up yet, and it looks like they're going to try to go for the same thing again here, a 4-stack on the B site, trying to resist a push from there, but 3's up. We're just keeping it simple here, going again for pretty much the same strat they did last time, and probably going to get A-site control for free, so looking at 8-10 here in just a few short minutes, unless Complexity rotated a lot sooner, which they will actually do, so again, keep in mind how slowly 3's up took A-site control before, so they can actually get into a position before they push in, I imagine.
Yeah, but Arya hears all this. Arya has that advanced position, and he's going to hear them rotating, so he's called it out. Valens goes down in the site for free, and now it's just going to be a fight, a long-range duel with these pistols against the rifles of 3-Sup. That's not going to go well for Complexity. Arya even cleaning one up in mid. He's flanking around CT spawn. He's hungry for some eco-frags. He's going to get a second one. Roka's still there. He's going to spam the smoke. Brings Roka down low, but actually doesn't clean him off. And look at automatic with the deagle grabs, too. This is turned so costly. Now Roka, he could just save this AK-47, and that's a huge find for them.
Nade bounce not going to go where it needs to, and as you said, he'll be saving that one. Looks like nobody else is going to attempt to scout him out here either. Abe's a little bit too low to do that. Would be a very risky push from him. And Kiko just going to chill and sandwich, making sure that there's no attempt on the retake from the ticket booth. But of course, nothing is going to be had here. Roka, as you said, is very much so happy with picking up the AK there and getting those kills stolen away from the hands of 3's up, mainly off the hands of automatic, but he picks up one for himself here too at a heavy cost, bringing him down to 7 HP, but now safely inside of the kitchen. He'll be alright to take that one to the next round, and that will be a free rifle in their hands, saving them a whole lot of cash here in the first buy round.
Yeah, that's massive, and Cephas even grabs an AWP with nades and with armor as well, so that's a good buy from him. And this is scary. We don't see an AWP out yet for 3-Sup side. They have the 5 AK-47 strategy, and still in spawn. They're going to be, looks like they're lining up for a smoke over towards the window room. So Cephas is going to be blocked off. It's actually not for window. Actually, it is. It lands late, but there is one at the end of Cat, and he spots him. Spots Arya just as he comes through right before the smoke plumes. That's a good find from Cephas. Smart play from him. And this is much like the anti-eco rounds. 4 just waiting at the A ramp with Arya trying to creep up middle for free, and he gets punished for it.
And I think Complexity have managed to catch on to this now because you've already got that rotation from Semphis moving over here to try and counter this one out, along with a couple other players being within very close proximity. Valen's just sitting in the site just outside of Connector, and Sanks too here sitting inside of the ladder, and they're waiting to see if there would be a push from middle onto Cat, and very much so ready to just roll right through the window room and get himself onto the A site if needed. So threes up again will take their time with this one, now losing a player, not really having a whole lot of intel as to what exactly is going on with that site, but they'll go for it right on time at the 1 minute marker here as they push themselves directly in, trying to see if they can anything up, but overall it's still slow, and it's being restricted here by the nades coming out for Complexity, and Roka's ready for this. Jason R did pick up 1 and 2 now, but Roka and Valens get an even trade at the end of the day, and with that loss accounted for earlier, we're still looking at Complexity being a man up at this point, and threes up still with no site control either. It's going to have to be an A, but Abe finds himself way out in the open with no target, and Automatic too, rotating in, is able to catch Jason R from the ticket box approach. Complexity clean it up nice and easily there after losing the 2 initial on the trade, and they'll pick up their 11th point here.
Yeah, and those trades, actually, they did go in the favor of 3-step on that entrance into the bomb site, but because Semphis gets that pick early on in the round, it doesn't even matter. Complexity's still a man up, and they can play it much more patient. And once that hit started, I mean, once it was in a 2-on-3, that smoke fades, and the only play they can make is to get aggressive, try and catch someone off guard towards Connector or stairs, and it just doesn't work out for him. So, nicely done from Complexity, being patient, strong defense, and this, once again, looks much the same. Davey over towards B and mid, all on himself. 4 players immediately head over towards the A bomb site to wait for a timing.
And they're actually probably going to execute upon this a lot quicker this time. Valens will put himself up on top of the platform this time, waits for Jason R to roll in. Jason R is going to catch him, but not quickly enough, as Valens will spot his legs first on the way out. Roka picking up 1-2, and there's Valens with another pop. He picks up 1 more. Abe was able to get that response in order to kill him, but now Sanks jumping out of the window room very quickly will dispatch up Davey, and this push, again, really not going anywhere else as Automatic picks up that final kill.
Yeah, I mean, these tactics on T side and Mirage just don't work anymore. And you ask, were they going to be better on their terror side than they were on their CT side? And it's looking like that's not likely. You can't just go over towards the A bomb site and just sit and wait for executes in the professional division. You're going to get punished for it. You know, if not because they're so good at stalling out when these hits do come in, but also at some point Complexity is going to choose to get aggressive towards B or choose to get aggressive up mid, and if they find nothing, then it's just such a fast flank. So 3-step so far, very creative in the terrorist half, and these gun rounds have all gone the way of Complexity so far.
And this is going to be a full save for 3s up as well. Pretty much everybody on Glocks. The only player that's even bought anything is going to be Davey with a P250. Beyond that, they've got nothing. It's an absolute save. And they're just trying to reset here and get themselves back into a position where they can get their full by rolling. Hopefully work it a little bit better. They're going to try pushing it over here towards the B site, but Automatic holds strong. He gets a 2-for-1 before getting trade out. Davey now with an AK in his hands, though, so the potential to maybe work a little bit more or something. And as he pushes up, is not going to be able to trade out for Sanks, so Sanks will reclaim that AK. He also gets another kill there, too, on the bomb planter by taking down Abe. So at the very least, they sneak away with that bomb plant, which I think was the overall goal of this round, but nothing really else being gained beyond that.
Yeah, dude, Abe's a hero that round. He's a freaking champion. He just, that Molotov, he sees it on the ground and he just goes for the plant anyways, and it eventually spreads to him, and he's just praying he gets it off in time. And right before he dies, he gets it down. So that's huge. That extra $800 is going to go a long way. You know, that's an extra Molotov, an extra smoke. It's a lot of, I mean, this kit they have is basically dedicated to that plant. So despite the fact that they just got mowed down, Abe is a hero there.
So they're going to be able to grab that at the very least, and now they'll work themselves. Again, going back to just this A strat again here. Complexity not going to be able to catch anything just yet, but overall it's looking like that same strat, with the only exception being Davey working for mid control a little bit more actively here too. But it has drawn some attention from Complexity. We can see that Valence has been drawn over here a little bit too, and 3s up are fiddling a little bit, but that player from middle is now fallen back. He's going to regroup with the rest of the team on A, but I think the attention being drawn away from middle because there hasn't been a presence from middle yet is going to work out great. However, Roka too, back over here by Firebox, the fact that they haven't tried to scout him out yet is going to be a pretty big deal if they just blindly push into the site and have nobody else checking, and that's exactly what looks like it's going to happen here now.
Oh, Roka, he was loving it. He was so hungry, and he jumps and gives away his spot, but still delays it long enough. Now Call of Complexity is here. The smokes have faded, so there's nothing to stop from Complexity from just, you know, taking pot shots into this bomb site. They can't plant the bomb. Davey's got to get aggressive. So does Arya. They pick off Sanks, who's completely blind, but still, 2 members in CT spawn. There's Sepus with the op just raining death from afar. Bomb is down. Can't be planted. Davey, though, still making some aggressive peeks, making a bid for it now, down to a 2-on-2.
And this is not over yet. 30 seconds left, but both players over here by ticket box ready to move in, and they still know that that bomb is on the ground here too. They are going to keep. Yep, they are going to keep mine Arya. I think Valens knows this is a possibility, but he's not ready for it though. When Arya comes out, he's actually going to pick up the headshot. He just checked that a few moments ago, but Automatic will get the trade. Now this has been reduced down to a 1 versus 1. Arya pushing and gets a spot over here on Automatic, but now he's going to cross some more damage, brings Arya down to 35 HP, and Arya goes aggressive, but doesn't realize he's sitting over here on the triple stack. But he picks up the headshot anyway, takes out Automatic, and threes up, clutch it out.
Oh, I cannot believe that he pulls out that one-on-one. Automatic played that so well until just getting his face blown off. But either way, a nice flight from Arya. That's the only play they had. They had nothing to get that bomb planted if he doesn't make that play. And either way, with the clock dwindling, he gets a nice headshot to win it. Still, very costly round. He managed to salvage an AWP, but the rest of his team, I mean, AK-47s, you've got armor and you've got some nades, but still, you know, losing this round, if they get reset again, much like they did in the first half, it's just all over, basically.
This is a big round indeed here. Complexity blooming themselves out a little bit more here. Sanks moving himself towards Cap, but unfortunately can't do the job that he initially wanted to do, as he is going to get smoked off by threes up as they go. Again, this hasn't been something we've seen them do too much as of yet. They're actually going to go for mid control. They've been very hesitant on playing towards that, just normally working for those default angles. So it's going to be a surprise now on Roka when Kiko pushes in through connector, and he'll basically get a free kill off of that, as Roka's going to get caught in the complete wrong position there. And now we can see on the site itself here too, Valens also stuck underneath the plat. If they just make a direct push over here, he's going to be extremely overexposed now by Kiko too, and they'll get into that duel. Can't find the shots there from Valens, so that'll be Kiko again picking up another kill. Davey also finding Semphis, so not a whole lot being gained by Complexity here. Finally, Sanks will be able to grab Kiko after he kind of ends his wrath there, but now Automatic will be the last player left alive. Goes into a little bit of a peek though and gets that nade out there, but it doesn't really do too much damage, and unfortunately with a 2-on-1, not a whole lot he could have done from that angle, and he had a flank coming his other direction anyway, so that'll be another round going by the way of threes up, and they keep it competitive here now at a 13-10 scoreline.
Yeah, and they actually change the pace really quickly, come down mid and get up connector and catch Complexity completely unawares. And Valen's hiding under the balcony or the porch. He hits the ladder as soon as he gets into a gunfight, so his aim gets all screwed up, and that's kind of why, you know, he's not able to even get one kill there. So an A take for 3-sup is huge. It's now reset the economy. Complexity is completely depleted, and this is going to allow 3-sup to close the gap on the scoreline just a little bit more. Still 13-10 for Complexity. But like you said, 3-sup, it was unlikely at one point, but now they've made it competitive.
And for threes up again, lining themselves up. At this point, this is that very preserved sort of hold here from the T side. I think they're expecting Complexity to get a little aggressive here, as this is going to be an eco round for them, and we often see 3 or 4 CTs pushing up directly through middle there in order to get some, in order to find some surprise kills. But threes up are going to be waiting for this one. Overall, they won't be finding any of that from Complexity early on, but what they do find, of course, is a little bit of damage going over on the Davey. He's brought down to 61, but taking a look at Automatic now.
He was watching the European matches earlier. Snacks did that exact play with the pop flash and a Zeus. Blinded a player and just bull rushed down that lane to get a kill with the Zeus, but no one's there from 3-sup, so Automatic doesn't get his highlight reel.
And Davey here too now, after hearing that flash, is going to look for Automatic, just sitting back over here. Automatic tries to win it and gets very close to doing so, but Davey with the superior weapon is going to end up coming out on top there. Kiko finding another shot there too in order to eliminate Roka. And now Valen's winning by sandwich. He's going to pick one up. Jsnar a little bit slow on jumping onto him there, so Valens is going to be able to escape with 1 kill at least, but it will be quickly corrected. And now we're just looking at those 2 players left alive from Complexity, Semphis and Sanks. Not really going to competitively work for this retake, just looking for exits at this point.
Yeah, and they might not even find anything. Semphis is close up here in connector, but no one's coming that way. We do see Abe all off on his own, and this is kind of a pet peeve of mine. When you have the rifles against an eco and one player just goes off on his own, like, this is a gun you don't want to lose. You don't want to give him more money in this situation or a free rifle. And if Sanks catches him off guard, I mean, that would be a huge win for Complexity, about the only one they can get out of this round. But luckily, with the pistol, not great at that long range, but he still wins the fight. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's not a death should be taken by 3-sup. You know, this might not even have a huge impact on the match, but the fact is that it could. That's a free AK-47 now. That's big for Complexity.
And this goes right into the transition of a buy round too, so it's going to leave Sanks with a lot of excess left in his bank. He's going to have to go for a very minimal buy up here, and we can see that unlike the rest of his team, who are pretty much emptied out here and would force him onto an eco next time, Sanks is sitting at 3.4k due to not having to go for his M4 buy here. But 3-sup also armed to the teeth at this point too, so very impactful round indeed. If 3-sup are going to manage to pick up the 12th, not sure. I don't believe Complexity will be able to go for a really full and competent buy after this one, so this could potentially tie things up if 3-sup pick up this round.
Yeah, playing it very, very patiently. They're on a 3-round winning streak, so they're kind of waiting to see if Complexity is going to switch up the defense, maybe get aggressive up middle. Hasn't happened quite yet. Two members just leave Catwalk. They know one's in B tunnels thanks to the spamming. That's Davey. But still, 4 members of 3-sup over towards these B halls and towards mid. It's looking like it's going to be a delayed mid take, possibly a split onto that B bomb site with 2 coming up Catwalk and 2 in the B halls.
Kiko once again here too, sneaking up over here through the palace at this point, going to try to see if he can cause a distraction here and avert the attention. And so far, assuming we see 3-sup making their way over here, but it actually is going to end up going towards the A site, so actually it won't even matter now as he's going to end up moving in. It's Semphis waiting for this push to come in, and he spots it early on, and Valens and Aroka sitting close on their positions. They wait for Kiko to pop out, and it pans out very well for them. Valens is rewarded with a kill going on to Kiko, and now Sanks in a great spot, gets the double spray down, looking for another to come in through the window as Ari's going to be jumping in, but he as well will also be able to catch Jason R in the process. Finally, Ari will shut him down, but now we're looking at a very, very limited 3-up offensive here at this point, and still 3 left alive from Complexity. Automatic waiting for Ari to cross the threshold of the crawl space there, not going to catch him as he actually jumps over it, so Automatic won't be able to catch it there, but at the end of the day now Roka picking up the bomb carrier, Abe will fall down, and Ari unfortunately stuck inside of the window room, nowhere to run, only 10 seconds left. He's going to have to run away and save this op.
Yeah, Arya almost makes a good play and splits the defense a little bit, prevents the last rotator to come over to the A bomb site, but still, Complexity had such a good read on the situation, and no one inside the A site was pressured whatsoever because Sanks was able to mow down 2 coming up connector that, I mean, Abe finds himself in a situation where he's in a 1-on-2 and he doesn't know where the second player is, so he just gets mowed down for free, basically. It's a nice read from Complexity.
And now we sit at the 14th point for Complexity at this point, thankfully saving what could have been a very, very, very bad round for them had it have gone in the way of 3-up and could have tied this game up, but thankfully coming out on top, they will be able to maintain that lead and may be able to carry it forward a little bit more if they come out on top of this round as well. So 3-up kind of going back to the old habits here as far as the push is concerned. 3 lined up for a push from a T-ramp and 1 more inside of the palace. You've also got in the back, or the top of middle here too, Davey is waiting to see if there's going to be any aggression from Complexity, but the push attempt is going to be already on, as I believe it's been spotted a little bit early here. They go in, the smokes come off, but 3-up actually is going to find the first frag here. Jason R moves in, the rest of the team follows suit. There's not really a whole lot of resistance coming out for Complexity either, as they did start to move around a little bit just as it started, so 3-up will control this without too much resistance.
Yeah, they had to play it passively. Once Roka went down, they had to play a retake. Jason R's close up on the right. Semphis able to land 1 shot. Is he ready for Jason R? He isn't. Misses a shot. Jason R drops him down. Valen's an Automatic left in a 2-on-3. Automatic now just finally getting into CT spawn. He's got Jason R to deal with. He's going to spray him down, but he can't get the kill. Jason R and Kiko kill the last 2 simultaneously. That's going to be another round for 3-up. And that's a beat-up economy from Complexity now. They cannot buy here, so this score is just going to get a little bit closer one more time.
3-up looking at a potential 13-14 scoreline here in just a little bit. As you mentioned before, Complexity can't really do too much here, so probably going to see the Gambit play from them again, and that's exactly what will happen, lining all 5 players up on the A site. You're going to swarm this, basically, and they might actually just push right through to T-ramp, and it looks like what they're pushing for right now, or at the very least getting themselves into a spot to get ready to get a very close range engagement against the push. But for 3-up, that is going to be a very split-up game from them. They kind of leave themselves in a large amount of 1-versus-1 scenarios here, as everybody's kind of playing their own game at this point, looking to scrounge around the map and see exactly what they can find. Abe, in just a few moments here, is going to figure out that there's nothing in middle, and in just a second here too, in fact, if he hasn't already seen it, Davey is going to realize that, again, B is open for the taking here too, so 3-up may get wise to this and actually take the bomb over to that side anyway, and with Kiko picking up this kill over to Valens, that should confirm the suspicions.
Yeah, every other eco round, 3-up has gone towards the A bomb site, so Complexity switches up. Instead of gambling at B, they gamble over at A, but I mean, Davey, he has a MAC-10. I'm not sure. The bomb is rotating back towards B, but the rest of the players are still sticking around A because Davey's cleared everything. Even if he had died in that situation all on his own, it's only a MAC-10, so that's not a bad strategy. Abe cleans up 1 over towards the A site. There's only 3 remaining, but they know they're all at A, so they can just easily head over towards a free B bomb site.
And that was they get control of this one for Complexity, just looking for kills at this point, some pop shots maybe that they can grab. Kiko jumps out, sees that they're all there, and ends up moving away from this one, not to take a risk, as you had been talking about earlier. He's only going to hand them over with a gun, but Abe with that nade doesn't actually go where it needs to, so no damage really going on to the players here, but Davey gets a spray out anyway, finds Semphis looking around the site to see if he can find some more, and Roka actually going to be able to pick up 1, but the rest of them looking like they are going to get shut down here, and Roka is going to be the final one that ends up falling there. 3-up again, cleaned it up, and as we expected, 13-14 really made this comeback strong over on the T side now, and are just 1 round behind Complexity. And Complexity actually is still in a position which would be a little bit of a shaky buy for them, so they might be convinced to try and just go for a double save here, but nope, that won't be the case. They go for the FAMAS buy-up. And we'll just have to see how that pans out for them, as unfortunately that's going to leave them very, very limited indeed, and we can see this now too. Utility-wise, actually, because they went for the velocity, you can see that 3 players are fully stacked up, but 2 completely missing it at this point.
Yeah, this is a risky buy. They basically, they really need to win this round, or else they're going to be a pretty broken economy going into the last 2 rounds. So winning this round for 3-Sup actually gives them a great opportunity to just win outright 16-14. So very, very aggressive call from Complexity, and 3-Sup playing it very safe right now, playing far back, not letting anyone fall early to any kind of gimmick play. And if they keep up this kind of patient play with 1 minute and 10 seconds, there's only 2 smokes left on Complexity, so they'll run out of things to use to block off these choke points. And this is going to be a fake. This is going to be an A execute fake over towards the B bomb site. Roka's forced to smoke off the molly so he can just survive in closet.
Automatic isn't buying it though, so he, for the time being, is going to be sticking over here and keeping his position, watching out for the push to come in through the apartments now. He'll smoke it off, so I think that may end up being the signal for 3-Sup, and 3-Sup actually working their way through underpass. This might end up being a mid to A takeover after all. Automatic not really wanting to get adventures there. This will give Roka back over on the A site, though. That's going to hand over the first kill into his hands as he takes down Jason R. Ari, though, with a nice response, able to take down Valens. More of them getting their way over here towards the A site now and slowly creeping in, but that timer is getting so low, leaving it down to just 25 seconds left. Automatic keeping himself here, but Complexity has no idea in terms of where this is going to be happening. Sanks unfortunately gets caught out in the open. Roka gets the response and finds a second one here too. Does some nice damage over onto A for the third, but this will leave it into a 2-on-2, and the other 2 from Complexity were either in middle or back over on that B site there. And not only this, but Kiko, along with that bomb plant, is going to be picking up another kill over here on the Semphis. It'll be all in the hands of Automatic. Still a little bit of time to work with, but no kid. I'm not sure if one's on the ground. I would assume there's one somewhere, but I don't think he's really going to have time to actively look for it here. So this combined with the fact that 3-Sup have hidden themselves very well, it looks like this round may be sneaking away for 3-Sup.
Yeah, it should go 3-Sup's way. Oh, and he picks up the AWP. That's maybe the worst weapon. I don't even think he realized he picked up an AWP, and he checks underneath the balcony, but that was where Abe just was, and he moved, and he's able to just slaughter Automatic from behind. That's tough. Complexity was so close there. Semphis actually, I liked that play when he was mollied off in jungle, but he runs partially through it to find the 1-on-1. He catches a 3-Sup player in the open, but just can't win the duel. That would have brought it into a 2-on-1. Either way, they lose it. Now that risky buy, it kind of comes back to bite him in the ass a little bit, so they have to save this round. They have to play for overtime.
3-Sup will indeed be taking the overtime more than likely here. We'll see actually a much more default setup for Complexity, whereas in a lot of these ecos they've actually been playing it pretty aggressively, just going for the full stack on one of the sites and hoping it panned out for them. For 3-Sup, of course, they'll sit back and they go for this passive setup once again. They'll probably stick to this for the first about, 15-20 seconds or so, just watching out to make sure there isn't any of that aggression coming up middle, but it hasn't been happening so far from Complexity, and it is indeed not going to happen here in this round once more too. Roka, though, is getting a little bit adventurous, as we can see, working his way through to the bottom of T-ramp now, trying to see if he can catch anybody from 3-Sup, but that too is being left to the open, as 3-Sup are actually sitting very, very far back right now. The only exception is Abe, who's pushed his way up through middle a little bit.
Yeah, this is very slow and methodical, and this is a 3-Sup team that, it looked a little bit sketchy when they were really confining their attacks to the A site. Hits out of had a T spawn was the call, and now that they've slowed things down and they're spreading out and they're feeling out the defense, what's interesting is there's no kind of aggression. I mean, these are just late round executes. There's no kind of aggression early on to try and gain control of the connector. And mid's being given up completely for free, and now Sanks in the ladder room. Arya doesn't clear it out completely, but Sanks gives up his position and can't grab the kill. Now he's going to get chased down by Jason R. Davey also has an entry into the B bomb site. Valens is here. He gives up his position. He's not going to get away with his life, and it's a slaughter. Complexity just collapses completely. 3-Sup now 15-14, and after that atrocious first half, we see just an equally atrocious defense out of Complexity, and 3-Sup on the verge of sealing this one away.
And this will be it here, of course. Complexity still going for the full buy, and they've got, for the most part, everything they need, but the big key thing that's missing at this point is the armor on Semphis, so he's forced to go for a glass cannon op setup here, and really doesn't have a whole lot of utility to work with either. He is able to get a smoke, but beyond that, everybody else, thankfully, will still be armed to the teeth, and they've got all their smoke setups and their full nade stacks, everything they need to work with here. But Semphis, again, without that armor, he's going to have to try to find these shots very quickly. Otherwise, it'll be an easy kill for 3-Sup to grab, and once again, this attempt from 3-Sup now. Semphis actually grabbing the player that was playing towards middle here, and this will hold back the plans by quite a bit. Roka is going to go for this position back under here too, and this should be a signal now, and they should be able to catch on to the fact that this is going to be an A push pretty quickly. A flash going onto Roka, but for some reason Jason R also flashed. He's not able to catch on to this push. Kiko now, he picks up the kill over onto Roka, and they'll try to make their way into the site, but Complexity seem to be holding on well. Valen's with another kill coming up for his team here too. Kiko heavily lit, but getting that spray will be able to take down Valen's, and now as they push their way in, the smokes come out. They're trying to hold it back, but Automatic can still spot him there, jumps up on top of the ticket, finds that kill, and now leaves everything in Aria's hands. He is surrounded, and Semphis ends it with a no-scope to tie things up and take us into overtime for Complexity versus 3s up.
Yeah, they pull it back there. So that, you know, they bought that round. That was a little bit of a gamble. They lost it. They had to save, and then they have a pretty decent buy in that last round. And because of that, once they got the op, it's like Semphis got his pick. And then no matter what happens, even if those trades come out, they still have a man up, much like we saw earlier on in the half. So Complexity finds some economy there at the end of the half, and they managed to force overtime. But a good second half from 3-Sup, and now we go into that MR3 overtime.
And this is definitely going to be interesting to see because, like we said, we've seen these very good T sides from both of our teams now, but the CT side has been lacking. I mean, what were the biggest problems for you looking at the regulation time here that need to be corrected in overtime in order to hopefully allow those rounds to be picked up? Because I think that's going to be the big key here in overtime is seeing which team can pick up more CT sided rounds.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: the defenses have just been bad on this map, and a lot of it comes down to the fact that neither team has been able on the defensive side to stabilize their economy for any stretch throughout the half. So we don't, we've seen both teams when they have the money, they want to have an AWP. It's kind of a linchpin of their defense. We saw probably when Semphis had an op, 100% of CT rounds were won. Maybe they lost one, but he only had it like 2 or 3 rounds. So it's like, that's the thing. You have to have the economy, and if your entire defense collapses when you don't have an op, like that's an issue.
So just apologies. Just waiting for the ready ups to come in for both of our teams, by the way, guys, and we should be jumping into it right after that one here. I'm sure both teams taking a minute here, either to take a piss or to strategize and try to figure out how exactly they want to play overtime here. Is again very, very, very unpredictable matchup as far as the score lines are concerned. We've sort of seen the halves go from it looks like one team is really running away with it to all of a sudden the other team completely swings it back and takes the advantage. And we had that happen in the second half here. It looks like Complexity pretty much had that half in the bag, but 3s up made it very competitive after that, and not only that, but they managed to bring it up to 15 points and tie it up there very quickly. But Complexity also saving it towards the end of the half by picking up that last round, thankfully, but still, they really had no business losing it considering they were so far ahead to begin with. Just all those problems in the CT side economy left them with so many rounds going into the hands of 3s up.
It's really interesting to me watching teams in North America play this map. Like these two teams especially, their T sides are so incredibly slow right now. And in Europe, there's slow rounds, but they vary the speed. They pick up the pace. We saw 3-Sup do it once and get a pretty much a free kill on connector off of it, but there's really been no curveballs thrown by either team on their T side. It's pretty static strategies throughout the entire half as terrorists, and it's working.
And here comes 3s up once again now, going to work actually for a very large amount of mid-presence here. Overall, we didn't see too much of that in the regulation time, but the nades are getting tossed out here, and there's going to be so much of it. Kiko will pick up the kill there, but Semphis with his op gets a response from with inside connector. He's going to be able to take down Abe, so a 1-for-1 trade to start it off. The rest of 3s up now moving forward, and Sanks is ready from within the ladder room, so he is going to be able to take down Aria, but Kiko also taking him out directly after that, and Kiko got to be a little bit careful there as he's very low at 13 HP and almost went right into that, but Davey also finding another opportunity to get themselves onto the B site, so they've got that pretty much clear. However, this bomb still needs to find a way to get through that window area, and Semphis is ready for that with the op, but thankfully a flash will enable that opportunity to come out. However, this nade going a little bit deep might connect the damage, and indeed it does. It'll take down Kiko, and now they don't have the plant ready to go. Davey, though, is ready over here, and there's no suspicion for it there at all. Semphis not even going to check that angle, so it's a kill to the back for Davey to gain. Now it's only Roka. He gets shut down from the window, and 3s up will pick up the first round.
Yeah, Semphis getting a little bit too aggressive there, gets picked off, and Davey, he was the aggressor. He gets that entry onto the B bomb site, finds himself a really advanced position. The flashbangs help him cross completely, and that's another nice round from 3-Sup. You're exactly right. Just as I mentioned, there's been no curveballs from either of these teams. Complexity does, they switch it up. We didn't see it at all during regulation, but this time they get aggressive in connector, and just a nice nade stack from 3-Sup. They read it perfectly, and they just blow up connector. Valen's just drops immediately.
3s up go back to the old playbook, though. Again, before lining their way up over here, but at the same time, Complexity try to get aggressive there too, but Jason R finds the first one. Sempus is able to get the correction kill, but now he'll fall back and get himself back over here behind the triple stack, further back on the side, and finds another one there too over onto Aria. Gets another one as he takes down Abe, and Sanks in the process finding Davey. Finally, Kiko taking down Sempus, but now it's just Kiko alive. He's got the bomb, so probably just gonna make a jerk run back over here to the B site and see if he can get the free plant there. But overall, this should be around the Complexity actually managed to steal away and keep things tied up once again.
Yeah, and that's they've got to be 3-Sep has got to be kicking themselves to find that opening pick, and Cephas is just so good this half of equalizing. When he has that AWP, we could see it. Even if last round too, they nade stack and they take out Valens, and Cephas equalizes it with the op. So, I mean, when he has this op, they really don't have a great answer for it. He just rains death from afar. And now in a 1-on-3, Kiko's going to try and make his way into this B bomb site. Automatic's over on Catwalk, so he's in a position now where he really can't die. He can spot it, just grab intel for his team, and wait for the rotations and swarm Kiko. And he does spot him there. Kiko's not looking that direction. Automatic just cleans him up with a nice headshot from long range. So 16-16 now.
And this should save again the economy, speaking wise here for Complexity. Still having the off in hand for Sempus, of course, and still looking very good indeed. One gun will have to be dropped over for another teammate, but they're still in a good spot, whereas 3-Sep, of course, they too, thankfully due to being on the T side, will still be able to maintain their buy throughout this entire very, very short half indeed. And this will end it here, so we'll see who takes the small advantage coming off of this half. And for 3-Sep, they split themselves up once more, trying to go for a little bit more mid-control, but also keeping that A push alive, so really, really favoring A so far. But this aggressive movement from Sanks, he's going to find two there, able to take down Kiko and the transfer on the spray, and able to take down Abe as well. Great play from him, and all of a sudden now 3-Sep have been completely stunned away here, and are now down 2 players with no trades to attest for it.
Yeah, a lot of mid pressure from Complexity in this overtime, and it yields good results for them. They're about to win, or they should win, their second round of this overtime in the first half, and that's huge considering the CT sides are the weak sides. And now Roko just jump spotting Davey. He's going to win that duel as Davey tries to slide down the ladder and fight at the same time. That's not going to go too well. Jason R in a 1-on-5. It's looking like it's going to be 17-16 to Complexity. And this is a round. If Jason R pulls off this miracle, that would be absolutely insane.
He's got 45 seconds left, so he'll play it very slowly, but overall not a whole lot of info to work off of here, too, because he's given his opponents a whole lot of time to reposition, and that combined with the fact that there was no other kills that went off. Sempus, this is the initial pop shot, but there's going to be an attempt from Roka to find the kill. He takes him out. Jason R moving in to try and find Sempus. He brings him down to 15 HP, but Valens slowly encroaching on this corner, too, and that Molly's going to force Sempus out, so he takes him down. Now Jason R, he's going to look for somebody in connector, but a good response coming out there from Automatic. Finally ends things there, and Complexity will pick up 2 rounds on the CT side there. They'll lead at 17-16 heading into the second half of our first overtime.
Yeah, that's big to have those 2 rounds in your CT half when both teams struggled in their defenses throughout regulation. So this is big now for Complexity. They have a great shot at winning this in the first overtime. And 3-Sep's going to have to find something to do, because even their mid pushes in regulation didn't really have any effect. They had some pretty bad mid-round calls that rotated them out of position, but also when they switched things up and tried to push up mid, the trades went in Complexity's favor the 1 or 2 times they did it.
For Complexity now, with the guns in their hands and with them being on the T side, they'll push themselves. The bomb is going to go solo B at this point. There's no reason we couldn't see any more coming in that direction, but he's going to ditch it just in case there's an aggressive push that comes through underpass in hopes of hiding that. But if the plan looks the way it is right now via the mini-map, this could be a 4-man fake to the A site and hope not only that Automatic can maybe win the duel versus Kiko, as Kiko has been absolutely stalwart on his positioning there for the B side. He will actually be getting more support, so this won't be a solo man rush than an attempt to do it, but still, no attempt, really, no hope in my eyes to move Kiko off of that, as Kiko has absolutely been 100% just staying on that B site almost no matter what happens there, and not only is he going to stay there, but Abe picking up that first kill too, and actually Kiko over-reveals himself. Automatic is going to be able to pick up a fairly simplistic kill onto him. Sanks finding another one, and the third was scored previously too, but Jason R, good responses from him, able to eliminate both Roka and Sanks. Thankfully, they've been able to get enough room back over here onto the B-bomb site to plant that, but now we can see here too that Davey and Jason R working against Sempus at this point. Well, I see Davey get a bit aggressive, and this is not what he needs. He needs his teammate in position, but he's here now, and they'll push out. They've caught Sempus out in the open, and they get that dual angle to work against them. And of course, with plenty of time left to get that defused, we will be seeing 3-Sep pick up the first round here on their own CT side.
Smart play from Davey, just so aware there. That fake actually works out pretty well. Some kills go their way over at the A bomb site. I think the B members might have gone just a little bit too early. They get that kill, and so it kind of gives up the fake as soon as they get that kill. So Davey doesn't rotate from catwalk, and they're not prepared for him to be that close. He's able to get a kill as soon as the bomb goes down, and then Sempus Just with that op and with the restricted mobility inside those halls, he doesn't feel like he can make it happen, has to get aggressive, but Davey doesn't give up the kill. So nice play in that 1-on-2 virtually in that bomb site from Davey.
Complexity again, lining up their push over here, one towards middle, and gonna catch Jason R wide in the open. A great pickup there from Semphis. Jason R very much so over-revealing himself as Semphis kind of races his way to middle. That's a free kill for those guys. Now Davey will seek to challenge Semphis possibly in a minute, but he's not even here anymore. He's fallen back. He's going to regroup with the rest of the team back over towards T-Ramp, as they'll be committing to this A push sometime very, very soon.
Yeah, that's a brutal kill to give up. And look at the minimal map control they have now. Davey just has to spot an angle in mid with this AWP, but only 2 players at this A bomb site. The rotations are far, far away, so these two, Abe and Arya, have to make huge work of this hit. And there's a blind member, Abe. He gets the headshot, but Automatic drops him immediately in response. And now Arya, he's just got to hope they don't clear out this corner. Complexity being so patiently, he swings out, but he can't get that kill either. So Complexity now is a free A bomb site. 3-Sup has to save.
And they'll fall back from this one now. Kiko and Davey will be the last two alive. Davey looking for those exits, and it's so unfortunate, too, when you look at just how low Automatic, Sanks, and technically even Roka have been reduced down to. So close to picking up those kills 2 times in a row, but it just doesn't pan out. And unless we see them getting aggressive, which obviously is not going to happen, as they're way on the run inside of the apartments right now, all 5 players from Complexity should keep themselves alive at the end of this round, and that'll be a big save for them.
Yeah, the big save as well as the AWP in the hands of Davey. He doesn't want to lose that. They have plenty of money behind it, but they're going to need to drop some guns. Arya's low. He only has $100 from buying an op 2 rounds. Abe's only got $2,500, so they're going to drop him a gun so he can get utility. So behind, after all that's said and done, they really don't have a lot of money to play with, so this op is actually crucial.
And this will be match point as well now with Complexity.
Oh, he almost lost it at the end. Valen's almost caught him out there. I'm actually surprised that Complexity didn't do a little bit more hunting that round, because they have a lot of money. They could have rebought everything this round, even losing weaponry. So I'm surprised that they didn't put more pressure on trying to take out those last 2 players.
But this will once again be match point here. Complexity just one more away from taking the victory here in the first overtime against 3-Sup. A little bit of trouble, of course, on their CT side in the regulation rounds, but now bringing it back not only on the CT side here in the first overtime half, but on the T side on the second half, looking like they might just be able to swing this victory into their favor, only 1 round away.
We saw this in regulation as well. Complexity, 4 members just dedicated to B. Kiko's going to play behind the smoke over towards the chair and the lamp. He's just going to chill for a little bit. And are they going to clear him out? Roka's not. He gets dropped immediately, but Kiko's blind behind this, but he's done so much delay. The rotations are going to start coming in. Davey's on catwalk ready to go. But he's going to spray one down. He finally grabs it in the end, and there's Jason R in the bomb site. They're stalling this attack out. Baylor's with a nice shot. Cleans him out, so down to a 3-on-3. Oh, look at this lurk as well from Automatic.
Automatic in a very good position here, but not going to encroach upon it just as of yet. And actually, he picks up the kill there, too. Takes down Arya, so he's been revealed, and he goes for the long rotate back over here to Cat, too. That'll put him right behind Davey, unless he expects that to come. And not only this, but Davey actually can't come out to challenge this just as of yet. Abe, though, will be able to pick out Semphis, but again, the big player is Automatic, already sneaking up behind him in just a second. But that flash actually over-reveals himself a bit early. Thankfully, Valen's picking up Abe, and now Davey can see him nervously looking around, trying to keep himself alive, but won't be possible. And Complexity are going to be able to close it out there, and they will win the match with 19 rounds in their favor, ending it in the first overtime.
Oh, heartbreaking for 3-Sup. It was. It came down to that flank from Automatic. That was a huge play. He was kind of their insurance policy on that round. So he cleans him up. 3-Sup ends up falling in overtime. Nice comeback in the second half, though. You have to say that after that beatdown in the first half, for them to like bring themselves together and really fight back on the T side of Mirage, that was cool to see. But Complexity just wins it out.
Yep, and those big 2 rounds being picked up on their own CT side in the first half of overtime, too, pretty much solidified it. That was the problem for both teams, so they steal it there. But that will end our second match of the day, guys. Complexity does have another one coming up right now, though, so stick around, and we'll be back with just a few moments, or in just a few moments, for their game versus Conquest here at the ESL ESEA Pro League.
It's just last season, so he's probably got a lot of insight into what they like to do under Complexity, how they like to play. So he's a guy who could throw a wrench into the plans of Conquest here in this match, and that just bodes well for Complexity.
And we're going to get started with the knife round now, guys, so let's get into it. Once again, for those of you that are just joining us, this is going to be Conquest versus Complexity, a best-of-1 set being over here on Cobblestone in the ESL ESEA Pro League. And to start it off here, again, everybody's kind of taking their time, but we'll see who ends up coming out on top. And again, this one, North America, I've noticed it's actually very hit or miss in regards to the side advantage. Like, I've noticed some matchups, again, when you look at sort of like low to mid-tier NA matches, they tend to be somewhat CT-sided, but then when you get high-tier, it's T-sided, but that can also get skewed sometimes. So this is a very weird map overall for North American teams.
Yeah, not to mention Mirage is, you know, doesn't swing either way. It's just CT-sided, and we saw both teams go 10-5 on their Terrace halves on that. So let's just throw all that out the window. I mean, you have to think, too, these are both of these teams from last season have made roster changes. They've brought new people in. They've had people leave it. So they're going to be playing a little bit different. They're still feeling some things out. These are still relatively new teams, you know, outside of maybe the top 3 or 4 squads in North America. Basically, everyone else is a new roster again. So once again, it's going to be a season of testing and feeling things out and seeing how they work together on these maps.
And with it being one of the newer maps of the pool, of course, probably being one of the ones that are thought of last. But as we get into the pistol round here, Rick's getting aggressive over there on the long A approach, able to take out Semphis very early, and there's Shazam with another one there too, but coming in through drop, nobody actually watching that. They're able to get through that one, and Sanks finds the kill there. Rush will make up for it, though, by taking down Roka, and now beyond this, too, they're having a little bit of trouble getting themselves onto the site as they get surrounded, but they hold their ground. Sanks and Automatic, they're going to be able to find 2 more kills on both Daps and Ricks, and Sanks get himself into a good spot here, too. He knows there's going to be some of these players working their way up over towards Balcony, and he's waiting for that exact thing to happen from his current position, but a nade comes his way. He's taken down to just 13 HP, but now the bomb comes out, and Sanks has to keep himself alive. Support will come in from Automatic, but now Sanks, as those players coming in towards him, Automatic finds the headshot over onto Rush, though, and he's going to jump in there, take so much damage from that, but now can't find the final shot that is needed in order to kill his opponent here, so they're going to get into a little bit of a dance, but Automatic comes out on top of it, and again, in a very close first pistol round, Complexity will clutch it out.
Yeah, and I like that looks so good for Conquest. They get the opening 2 kills, Rix grabs one, Shazam grabs one, and you said it, no one was watching drop, so Shazam just gets overwhelmed, but still, in a 4-on-3, what was once a 5-on-3, everything just collapses, and they give themselves such a good advantage, and just mid-round, it all goes from there. Complexity's so aggressive coming up mid because it's the only option they have left. They had to get into the bomb site before the rotations from B came in, and they win all their fights.
And the rest of Complexity again now, armed to the teeth. They're going to work their way in, moving through mid-connector right now, trying to get themselves over here onto the CT ramp. And they work their way right up on top of this one, too. No hesitation at all, not even really checking all the angles here. So Daps will get free reign, but he gets shut down there by Sanks as they work their way in. And beyond this, no other kills being picked up by Conquest at this point. Roko finding that kill over on Shazam, and they've already got set control. Conquest going for a big rotate here to maybe catch some exits, but beyond this, I don't even think they're going to attempt the retake at this point.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're going to save these armor, the Deagle on Nav, the CZ on Rix. That's all things they can bring into the next round. Although you see both those guys I just mentioned have flanked all the way around from the B bomb site over towards the A halls, the far A halls, and they're going to try and get any kind of an exit. It's going to be Valen's over there who's watching for that flank with Sanks. Those are going to be the 2 ones in prime position to push forward and maybe get dropped, but they're very wary of their flank. They have a feeling this is coming.
So for Rix, again, he sits back, taking his time. The rest of Complexity here, too. Really just, they are aware, as you said, of what exactly is going on. So Valen's in that flash out as he works his way back over there, getting himself out of the bomb's explosion radius. And they actually are sort of going hunting for these kills here at this point, but not really going to commit to any sort of push. So we'll see Automatic actually being able to get a kill over there on the NAF after he tosses that nade out, but that'll be the only thing they grab, and really it was Conquest looking for the kill, so they're not too worried about their own players going down. Just a bit unfortunate from their side that they weren't actually able to take anybody from the Complexity side out.
Yeah, nice nade there at the end to clean him out, so that's a good find. Rick still has the CZ. We see Shazam, he buys a Zeus, and he's going to go over towards Halls, try and get himself close up at an angle. Going to go into the danger zone, the danger stairwell, but this is just, once again, from Complexity. It doesn't look like there's going to be any finesse to this. They're just throwing their nades. They're just going to plow into this B bomb site. All 5 members over here. Daps has a Zeus of his own, but he misses the shot after eating a nade. That Zeus is so intimidating with what it can actually do, but when it misses, it just sounds so weak. And now it's just a cleanup. Roka and Valence coming in, clearing out that defense.
Shazam tried to go close range for his too, and he missed it as well. So no luck at all for Conquest there on that. Again, another eco round for them, and it looks like Complexity, maybe with one more kill coming off at the hand of Rix if anybody else tries to exit towards the A site, but overall, this should be another very, very clean round in the hands of Complexity, so they'll stack up a nice bit of cash here from their anti-eco rounds.
That Zeus, man, that sound when it misses is just like, so, it's like, you just feel bad for him. You're just like, oh man, that sucks, dude. But either way, this is actually a really small detail, but Rix, he has body armor with no head armor, and he hasn't taken any damage Actually, as I say that, he
Never
just
mind.
gets cleaned out. But yeah, if he was able to survive that round, I mean, that basically would have been, what, $650 free into the next round? Because he could have upgraded to a helmet for just $350. So if he's able to just get away, if he gets that kill clean without taking damage, I mean, that would have been pretty cool for him. But small detail, either way, Shazam has the AWP into this round. There's 4 M4s behind it. Not a lot, not great utility on the Conquest side, but they do have 1 kit on Rix.
Semphis also getting the op into his hands here too. A little bit more limited though on the rifle side of things for complexity, with 2 Galils being in the mix, that being at the hands of both Roka and Valen. So they're not going to go all the way in just as of yet on those AKs here, as they keep it a little bit more light. But that big op battle, we'll hope to see that. Might not end up occurring here because both the oppers are playing for pretty separate positions, but already having 2 kills getting traded out there, bringing things into a 4-on-4. A little bit of a battle by the broken wall. They use the players from Complexity without automatic, as well Naf also getting dropped from the Conquest side.
Yeah, they equalize, and Daps is pushed down in on this mid-ramp on the CT side. He hears players running in Hull, so that's what prompted Shazam to come over here with the AWP, but he misses his first shot. Now the smokes are going to come out. Doesn't miss the second one. Shazam punishes Valence for running out into the open. He didn't see that second player get towards the wall, though. That's Roka. So he could get caught off guard here, but there's Semphis. Misses his own shot with the op. That prompts Rush to get aggressive. He takes out Sanks. Daps as well takes out Semphis. And now it's just down to a 1-on-3, but Roka and the bomb site could get a plant here.
And is indeed going to be able to sneak away with this one. The smoke will come out over there by the broken wall on A site, trying to hold them back for as long as possible, but doesn't really do the job I think he was hoping it to do, and only ends up sort of wasting that one there. So he does find 1 kill before falling, so in terms of losses here, it's not the safest round for Conquest, losing 3 out of 5 of their players, and Complexity also getting a plant here at the very least too, but still should have expected to win that one as they had all of the advantages gun-wise.
Yeah, now salvaging an op of their own off Semphis, so that was Shazam's actually at the end. Daps grabbed Semphis, and now they have a double op setup basically for free on the CT side, so that's pretty interesting to see how they're going to make that one work. Naf grabs the other one. Semphis still has his. Semphis is able to rebuy his after that 3-round win streak to open the half up, and still full utility on the Complexity side.
And for Complexity, again, it'll be a little bit split up here to begin the 5th round, moving themselves, but there also is going to be a slight spot of aggression, but it's only to toss that smoke out there from Daps. However, Shazam with a nice shot. He's going to open it up, as we do see Roka trying to get a little bit aggressive there and work his way into the mid-connector, so he's going to end up getting shut down there. Valens will try to push a little bit because of this, but with that little bit of a false shot that he ended up throwing out, only ends up revealing himself early. And Naf now with that op too, also doing a bit of work. He's going to be able to stop Semphis on the B site, and again, Complexity nowhere to go at this point. They've been shut down in terms of their offensive. They do get this smoke out, so they can move a little bit more forward here towards the broken wall area platform a little bit, but it's actually looking automatic now. He jumps down and he finds Rush and Rix. Nobody paying attention to that broken wall smoke, not expecting the end of it, and he go through it, so automatic is going to be able to get through that for free, and he picks up 2 kills off of this one, and all of a sudden this round is alive, but Naf still holding by the water fountain. He's going to be able to drop automatic, looking for another one on the Sanks. Gets that molly out, but doesn't really connect it. He sees him out in the open, and Sanks, the spatial awareness is just non-existent from Sanks. And now you're just going to shut him down and give it all the time in the world to switch the pistol. It actually is Shazam that picks up the kill, but still.
Automatic almost just opens that. I mean, the Conquest team has got to be so confused on where Automatic came from. He just goes man mode, comes through that smoke, sprays 2 down, and that's a situation where they probably thought Naf had it covered, but Naf's like, what do you want, guys? He jumped through the smoke. I wasn't scoped in there. I just didn't see it. So, I mean, that gets a scary situation really, really quickly, but Conquest recovers from it nicely. Now they force Complexity onto a save because they haven't gotten, they didn't get a plant that round. And there's Rush chiming out of Semphis. This is just going to be a B Rush, jumping through the smoke. Once again, Naf misses the shot, but Rix is there to clean one up. So is Rush.
And once again, you've got these players moving in so far. A lot of trades, but it ends up in the favor of Conquest and Shazam with some very quick op shots. Good coming out from him there. Cleans it up nice and quickly from Conquest, and they'll pick up their 3rd point now to tie things up.
If I'm Naf with this AWP over at B, I'm not feeling very comfortable, to be honest with you. He's looked good when they're confined, you know, in that corridor, but when they've gotten off and when they've gotten onto the ground and they're kind of swarming into the bomb site and over towards that corridor, he's missed a couple easy ones. So if they're going to do this double op setup, he's going to have to button down and be able to nail those shots.
So for Complexity, once again, they'll split up a little bit more. Still keeping players out in the open over here towards middle, just in the event we do end up seeing that push come out from Conquest back over towards long A or through the mid-con. So they sit themselves back for now. Now actually will get boosted up over here onto the broken wall plat. And they are now going to have a very, very offensive angle indeed here. Not only is that going to be happening, but they're also going to boost another player up on top of there too. That is going to end up being, I believe that's going believe that's Rick sitting with him there, so they've got a little bit more of an offensive and complexity, actually, really with nowhere to hide because of this, and these mollies forcing the repositions, but no kills coming out, and in fact, Sank sneaks one away for complexity, taking down Naf, which makes that a very, very awkward situation for Conquest indeed. That's not what they wanted to have happen there at all.
Yeah, this situation, too, that Complexity finds themselves in a 5-on-4 thanks to Sanks. On Mirage, they were able to win these advantageous situations, pretty much all the time on their terror sides of Mirage. So here on the T side of coBel, you look, they get that pick and they slow things down. That spreads the defense out. Shazam's rotated over towards the A bomb site. He's trying to get a good read, but with Daps pushed up, he knows there's no one here. So Shazam's able to cheat over towards this B bomb site. So this is going to be a pretty sticky hit, but if Complexity has any success out of drop zone, there's no one really covering it except for Rush.
And Rick's again waiting over here, as he said. Now the push comes in from Complexity. Rick's completely blind, but nobody checking his position, so he's going to be able to take down 1 and 2 now. Still nobody catching him. Finally, Roka puts an end to it, but Shazam quick on his shots as well. Semphis does get that response, but the flank from Daps is going to close things out there for the Conquest guys, and now they not only tie things up, but take the lead here too. Still a large amount of losses going against their direction, but plenty of money left in the bank in order to establish their economy. They want to be a little bit careful of that one, of course, if that continues to be a trend, but overall, still not too bad, and they continue their winning spree here now, 4 rounds in a row, after we saw the pistol round and anti-eco victories coming out for Complexity.
Yeah, that round is all Daps. Pushed up in the middle, just hiding behind that door because he doesn't feel any pressure whatsoever, so he just calls out to his team. He's like, there's no one A. Just stack B. Because Shazam, you could see at the time, he was trying to figure out where to rotate, and fortunately, Daps in that position is able to make the decision for him, and now we've got a force buy out of Complexity.
Complexity going to make themselves a push over here towards the B site. And once again, all 5 players moving in towards it, but this counter boost coming out from Rix, though. It's such a good spot, Batman style, dropping down 1, stopped quickly by Automatic, though. And that actually ends up being not as crucial at all as we thought that could have been. So Automatic again falling there, or Automatic picking up a kill, I should say, and now Rush and Shazam will get their turn at the helm here now as they pick up 2 kills for themselves as well. And that should pretty much put a stop to this offensive. Automatic does try to work his way in, and Sanks will be able to steal away 1 more here, but at the end of the day, not leaving a whole lot of room left for Conquest, and it's all going to be on Sanks, maybe trying to pick up 1 to 2 more if he can find his way out onto the site itself, which he won't. Shazam drops him quickly, and Shazam now will have that 2-round lead against Complexity.
Yeah, just in that kind of a situation on a force buy, just 2 ops, there's not enough utility to go around to really prevent Shazam and Naf from just having a field day at long range. And Conquest has kind of switched things up. Now it's been Shazam manning down the pillar. There were a couple rounds where Naf was in the chicken coop or at the pillar himself, and I mentioned he missed a couple shots. Shazam's got over there now, and he's just cleaning house. Even without a plant now, Complexity on another buy. This time, it's not really a force buy. They have great purchase behind this. They have the full losing bonus, so they have 4 AK-47s. They have 4 smokes as well. So, solid buy, but really, once again, nothing to contest these ops that have been terrorizing him. And Naf pushing out. He has all this intel. And he's got an AWP, but he uses the Tech 9 and just drops Semphis from the side.
An Automatic here too, gets a good angle against Rix, and we'll be able to take him down. A little bit of over-aggressiveness coming out there from the Conquest players, and Complexity already up a man, just off of purely sitting back and waiting for Conquest to work into their areas of the map, so it pans out great. Shazam will now be the only player left alive over here on the B site, and go ahead.
You just cut out. I thought you might have dropped completely.
Oh, no, it might be our mumble again, but we'll see. So, again, now as we go back into it, Complexity still moving over here, shifting the bomb back over closer to mid by the outside fountain, but overall not committing to anything just as of yet. But with 50 seconds left, there's plenty of time to play it. However, Daps may rush things a little bit here as he's going to find 1, but overexposes himself by keeping that peak going, and Valens will be able to get the response kill going up after that one, so Conquest will still remain a man down, and now bringing this into a 2-on-3 situation with just 30 seconds left. Complexity are going to get forced to move themselves over towards the A site, where Rush is currently waiting for them.
Yeah, he wins that first duel, but he's got one wrapping around behind him. That's Valence, although he doesn't want to break the breakable window, and he gets cleaned out eventually. A nice nade from Sanks gets him so low, but Shazam is going to creep through the smoke, and he just gets clotheslined. Automatic, so aware. Here's the footstep, flicks over, and takes him out. So, nice win there from Complexity, but some over-aggression from Conquest gives a couple kills up early. First it was Naf just pushing out like that, going for a 1-for-1 trade that early in the round. Actually, that trade goes in the way of Complexity for sure.
And the economy problem that we had talked about earlier, where they were only keeping about 3 to 2 players alive in most of these rounds, is going to rear its ugly head very early, as we do see a broken buy coming out from Conquest here. 3 players able to get their rifles and armor, but actually, apologies, 4 players able to get armor, but unfortunately Rix has been reduced down, and utility-wise, there's a whole lot missing from Conquest at this point, so that could be troublesome here. If they lose this round, they're going to go right back onto an eco here, and they will have to full save.
Yeah, in Conquest, they only have one smoke left, just on NAF. So this smoke over at the B bomb site's going to clear pretty soon, and then he's got to use his before even the 1 minute mark. So Complexity has a lot of room to just throw their weight at these guys. They don't have the utility to really hold them back, so they can bully their way a bit. But nice pop flash over from Rix is going to allow them to get aggressive. So they want to get aggressive. They want to clean out this B and be able to focus over towards the A site. And that's exactly what they do. Rush wins that battle, and now they can rotate some players back over towards the A bomb site. But Sanks is going to equalize things at a 4-on-4.
That's good from Sanks, too, to get that trade out. So, as he said, it evens things out, and Complexity now moving themselves over towards the A site. Trying to get themselves into a good spot now, but that push coming out from Daps, actually, to put himself in the safe corner just outside of the mid connector, and a flash to hold back any aggression that might have been coming out from Complexity. But timer's getting low, so they have to know the push will be moving in soon, but the flash also comes out from the CT side, and Cephas finds the opener along A. Roka opens things up from mid-con, too, to take out Daps, so Complexity forging a path through this, but Rush trying to keep himself alive, but stuck between a rock and a hard place. He has to go behind the van, and that leaves him extremely overexposed for Roka to take him out. That leaves only Naf alive, and again, he's stuck in a 1-on-3, so not a whole lot he can do. He's going to have to retreat and try to keep the rifles that he's managed to scavenge here in his arsenal for the next round.
I like that idea out of Conquest to clear out that B passageway, but they don't fall away afterwards. So they get the man advantage and they stick around, and that allows Sanks to equalize things. So then that entire strategy of just cleaning that out and being able to focus on A, it's ruined because they don't have the man advantage anymore. They can't just rotate back towards the A bomb site. You could see everyone was on that rotation, and as soon as Sanks even things up, they have to stop that and send another man back towards the B site, and that's when Complexity pounces and the confusion of those rotations back and forth. So nicely done for Complexity, but a little bit of a goof off a good play from Conquest.
And for the Conquest economy, as we talked about before, they're going to go, with the exception of Naf, of course, this was the big save coming off from that one. Thankfully, he's got an AK, so they're going to, at the very least, have that for this round, but nothing else really is going to be in their hands for this time. They're just going to really have to work with, and Shazam, they actually have a pistol? Or was my UI bugged?
Yeah, he has a pistol.
Does he?
Yeah, I'm assuming. There's no reason for him to drop it. He's got a Zeus as well, but he's going to reverse boost Naf up, who has the AK-47. Unfortunately, there's no one coming towards this B bomb site for Complexity. Once again, just bullying themselves up. And Rush has a Zeus of his own, but there's that breakable window there that's going to block things, so he's got to decide where he wants to go, and there's Valence. And there's the Zeus. There it is from Rush. He takes out Valence, but still, it's just a Mach 10 he can recover. Doesn't work out the way he would have liked.
Now Semphis sneaking up here too onto these guys, trying to find them out, but not going to catch anything just as of yet here, as again, the Conquest not really having the guns or, you know, any of the stopping power to move their way into this site, or even an angle advantage. Complexity off of just that small little 1-for-1 trade there. They are basically going to win this map, as Conquest will be running away trying to save anything they picked up in this one and looking for those exits to come back over from middle too.
Might be able to find some things. It looks like they want to get aggressive into this middle choke point as soon as the bomb explodes. I'd be surprised if Daps and Rush didn't just rush in and try and get a kill. Nice pop flash. That's going to blind Sanks. They find the kill. Can they salvage the gun? There's one more in mid waiting for him. And no, it's Cephas. He cleans things up, but he does fall at the end as well. So some decent damage, but they're not able to salvage any weaponry. And actually, I mean, Complexity's built up enough of a bank that damage really doesn't have too much of an impact.
Yeah, as they were going to go for the, they were going to be able to buy up here anyway, indeed, so not too big at all losing that, and same story for Conquest, so they just kind of threw their players by the wayside there, but for that one would have been helpful to keep them alive, but no one else really had even invested armor into that one, so not a huge loss for those players there, and I think we're really just trying to get those kills, but as you said, with them still having the bank that they had, and the fact that they're still on T-side, those kills I don't really think matter all that much in the long run of things, but here we go, a very quick start to the round here as Complexity move all 4 to 5 of their players over here onto the broken wall area, trying to find the way out. Nap is aware of this and is looking for the lucky shots that he can find through the smoke, but Sanks will actually be the first player to move his way out. He connects that headshot a little bit late onto Naf, and thankfully the communication comes out very quickly, so Rix will be able to respond to that, but they pick up a second one here too, so hesitation again for Complexity. They're not able to find their way out of this site just yet, still stuck by the broken wall, and all 3 players are in this area, so there's no retreating. Conquest, if they should choose right now, they could actually work for a flank against them, and all this time being given too for Conquest to get themselves in an even better position, because Complexity just doesn't really want to seem to push out against this.
Yeah, look at this boost that's trying to go, and Rix was trying to boost Shazam up, but they just call it a day. There goes the smoke. Cephas did not spot Shazam as soon as that smoke plume, but he's watching the edge. Shazam looks like he wants to play with it. Cephas punishes him. Beautiful shot from Cephas. Nice cover. And now Conquest, they have no utility. They have one flashbang to work with. How are they going to retake this bomb site? They do have a kit on a rush, but Automatic is just going to clean things up. Roka has a flash. He's going to peek with it. Almost giving himself away, but this defense on the retake is holding strong. Daps and Rix have nowhere to go. Trying to find these kills, no one's committing, but there's Roka. He falls eventually. The bomb timer's still clicking. Cephas falls as well, but in a one-on-one, Daps has no time to toy with. He's basically got to get on this bomb, and there it is. The round's over. Nice play from Complexity. They do all get cleaned up in the end, but actually, Daps isn't even going to try and run. He went for the bomb. He, like, hesitated for a second and then ran back towards the bomb, so he's just going to die now.
What's odd, too, is I think he might have had just enough time if he actually went straight for the bomb.
If he
had just ran for it, I think he might have just been able to get it, but he, like, wasted his time and half went over to drop looking like he wanted to run away, and then half made a decision to go for the bomb, but it was way too late at that point, so all he gives himself is basically his own death, and now he has to rebuy, and they can't even really rebuy here at all. They just go right back onto an eco, so that was a bit of a dub there. That didn't really need to happen.
Yeah, well, let's,
It's a fluke.
So, what's that quote from Parks and Recreation? He's like, half-ass nothing, full-ass everything. And that's that thing where Daps just kind of half-ass that, and he just gets punished for it. So there he is falling first this round. Shazam has the taser.
And they're going to work their way out here now through mid-connector, try to get themselves up onto the A site. Sempha's pushing forward with Valens, and Valens gets shut down by Rix, but a quick response. And everybody's sort of stacked around the APC right now, but they're not going to be able to hold off anything at all, and it's already just down to Shazam at this point. Baroka very quickly approaching him, and Shazam again with the Zeus, really hunting for that kill with it, but not going to be able to grab anything, and Complexity will shut him down without any further trouble.
Yeah, and that's tough. I was looking over at chat, and everyone's saying he's running over towards the kit. He did have the kit that round. I'm close to 100% certain he had already had the kit. So maybe he picked it up on accident and didn't realize it. But when that kill came in, I'm pretty confident he had the kit already. So either way, unfortunate for Daps there. But 8th round for Complexity. Strong T side so far, trying to close things out. Now it's a completely full buy for Conquest on the defense. Shazam has that AWP.
And Complexity again now, splitting themselves up. They've been doing this quite a bit as they are going to move Semphis with the op, interestingly enough, looking for the counter boost that we've seen quite a bit, but the very aggressive angle comes out here from Conquest as they move 3 of their players over towards the broken wall area. They boost 1 of them up, and they're already going to be able to get a kill off of this one. Shazam, though, quick with the op, stops Sanks from the boost area, jumping right in, finding that one. It's a collateral, too, in order to take him down. So some great shots from him, and might end up going up against Semphis here in a second, as he might be looking to drop down in to drop the area itself, but he ends up thinking against that and moves himself over to the broken wall area. Has to try and cause some sort of a distraction, because obviously, again, from long A, this real push is going to be happening, but in order to even begin that, they still have to take down Daps, who is waiting for them to push right into them here within the next few seconds, as soon as we can see Semphis start to throw the fake over towards the B site.
Yeah, but Cephas really needs to get a kill here. Not to sell the fake because it's already sold, but he's got to alleviate some pressure. I mean, these guys in halls are going to have to start running pretty soon. The clock's winding down, and if they don't clear out Daps, he might be able to hear him. And actually, he might just turn around with his knife out and just run right back. Oh, he hears him, but he shoots. That gave away his position. Now the rotation's on. Rush knows what's up. He's coming back towards the safe bomb site. Rix cleans up Cephas eventually, and there's Daps. Pounces at the right time. Roka is going to get the bomb planted. There's no way they can stop it, but in a 1-on-3, surrounded from every angle, not able to work any magic whatsoever. Daps cleans him out. There's going to be a defuse for Conquest.
Yep, and overall, that round, for the most part there, it ended very early on when we saw that aggressive push coming out from Conquest, and they were able to scavenge those 2 kills at the beginning. It didn't really leave Complexity with a whole lot to work with, and Conquest there, we saw that play from Semphis where he tried to move in, but he didn't really gain anything off that. As you said, he needed to find kills, and didn't really get too many. Only picked up the 1 there, and it still left Conquest at the end of the day in basically a 3-on-1 scenario after the bomb had gotten down.
Well, and it's another round that Daps had to salvage the round with a defuse. Once again, he wins that round just by being in that position, being aggressive. When they leave him over at A, he's just finding places where he can hear. He can hear both halls and mid, so gathers the intel. That allows Rush to make a quick rotation over, and he just makes a good play.
Now from Valence, along with the rest of Complexity, making a quick play over here to get themselves through the mid-connector and up the CT ramp. Shazam actually going to open it up with the first kill, but look at this flank from Automatic, and again getting that. He did that before, and he does it for a second time now, finding both Nap and Rix, but at the same time, the hold from Conquest over here on the A site is absolutely brutal, but they're not counting on Semphis back over there towards long A, so he's going to be able to squeak through with another kill, and all of a sudden, Complexity have the man advantage, 2 of them heavily injured, so we should still be able to see these very quickly corrected, and it's already going to be 1 done there with Rush, but this is still a round which really either team could take at this point, given the current situation and positions from both teams and both players still left alive from each team.
Yeah, and Automatic makes another huge play with the double coming out, but he falls there with red HP, and now they know that Valens is in the chicken coop. He's got to hit some nice shots, but there's a molly on Daps. I mean, there's nothing Valens can do. He's going to be forced out 2 Molotovs, in fact, and that just makes him feel so uncomfortable. He can't find a good shot on a rush. That's going to be the 7th round for Conquest, and the first half is 8-7 in the way of complexity.
And a very, very close match indeed here. The teams very much so trading their blows in a large amount of consistent rounds, going back and forth and back once again. We saw at the beginning Conquest, of course, picking up 3 directly after that. Complexity pick up 5 in a row, but then the same thing gets traded back to Conquest. And finally, Complexity equalize it and take the lead with those final 2 there, too, as they got things together. So neither team really being dominant at this point. They're just trading those blows back and forth as they try to figure each other out and counter out the strategies here. And as you said, kind of coming down to the fact that the teams are fairly new, still trying to get their strat books played out here for this map, and not really having anything super duper advanced panned out as of yet for this map.
Yeah, I mean, it was good overall. Neither team really gained any sort of real dominance. There weren't any major stretches of just one team winning and the other team responding with another stretch of their own. It was back and forth, so that was pretty cool. And a lot of it came down to the opposite. I mean, there were rounds that Cephas was able to make some plays with his AWP. Shazam, likewise, on the defense, able to find some picks. So, I mean, the big thing, Automatic coming out of off that B platform through these smokes, caught Conquest completely off guard multiple times.
We'll go into the first round here now, the second half, guys. Complexity once again leaning 8-7 at this point versus Conquest here on Cobblestone. Complexity now over here on the CT side, and Conquest jumping onto the T side for the ESL ESEA Pro League. Let's get into it, and we'll see where exactly Conquest pushed this, and for the time being, a large number of their players going outside, working their way over towards long A. There will be an attempt to counter it out from Roka, but he gets quickly shut down. The big thing is, though, is that now they know this is happening, so they can rotate in, and it's going to be a race to the A side, essentially, but at the same time, too, Shazam coming up behind these. They're going to have to leave a couple behind to defend against him. He jumps up, is going to be able to light up Valens pretty heavily, gets the jump shot to kill him on the site itself. Rush also finding one, but Sempus gets the response. Shazam gets shut down there too by Automatic, so now they can fully commit to the defense on the A site.
Rix is going to win this round. He's telling his teammates just to wait right now. He's got a good flank going on, but they're not going to wait whatsoever. Daps cleans out Sempus in the bomb site, but still, Rix is the insurance policy. They can't possibly lose. And Automatic gets crossfired from both sides.
You said that like really with like bated breath, like please don't be wrong.
A question mark almost. When I saw him miss the first 3 bullets, I was like, maybe they can. Maybe they can find a way just to spite me. But nice round from Conquest. They clean out. Roka just pushes up in those A hulls, and he gets dropped immediately. And from there, I mean, there's 2 options for Conquest once they get that initial kill. Is they can slow down and just bide their time and let the rotation spread out and find, you know, a weaker defense somewhere on the map, or they can just bull rush forward and just win on their aim, and that's exactly what they did there.
Smoke comes out over here towards the drop area, so Rush would have to force it forward if he wants to go in from that angle here. 2 players are within the area to defend it too, so it's going to be a nasty place to work here, but very, very important indeed for the T's to go for control. We saw a lot of it from Complexity, and it was kind of on and off on the defense from Conquest when they were on that side. Sometimes they let it get there for free, and we saw just how potent the play was when they did manage to get it for free, specifically on the pistol round. It did a lot of work there. So again, I imagine Conquest is going to be wanting to use that quite a bit, at the very least, for their B-take attempts. But again, still taking it very slow, as they don't know exactly where the players from Complexity are set up, and those pistol headshots can be absolutely brutal if you're not ready for them.
Oh, Roka, he somehow manages to recover and get that long-range kill onto Naf, who had a P90, and he gets Roka down to 6 HP, but that's huge. Now, you look, those 2 players, who was it? It was Naf and Rix were just here to kind of scout things out, to see what they can find. And actually, now that Rix has followed up, he sees there's no one at the A bomb site. He's gotten here for free. He's going to grab a great position. He takes on Roka. So this is a good find. It looked a little bit scary with that B stack once that first kill goes the way of Complexity. But either way, Conquest, they should have no trouble winning out from here.
And Semphis making his way up, going to attempt to pick up a kill or 2 here if he can take them down, but as you said, the gun advantage very much so in the favor of Conquest, and it should be an easy cleanup there, just due to the fact that they got control of the A side essentially for free. Complexity stacked way too heavily over towards B, and now just nowhere else to make this retake happen, so they'll have to fall back, hope they can maybe pick up a kill or 2 off of an exit, but beyond that, they won't be grabbing anything, and we will be looking at, once again, Conquest now retaking the lead here.
Yep, Complexity just going to save out these pistols. They have the armor and the upgrades, so no reason to waste them. They're not even going to go for exits whatsoever. They're just entrenched in their positions, just waiting this out. But either way, a nicely done anti-eco from Conquest. After losing that first player, Rix takes advantage of everything and finds him a free bomb site.
So for Complexity, still going to be looking at another save round here, so
now that we have Conquest not only in the lead here too, but possibly setting it up for a 2-round advantage here in just a few minutes, Complexity will have to try to make up for this and get some kills here overall. Seeing a kind of an okay amount coming out there, but overall Complexity really focused on the save that time in order to keep their guns rolling here and still be able to have, you know, a 5-7 or a CZ in the mix in this round, so they didn't really focus on going for those kills, and because of that, Conquest is going to be able to stack up quite a bit of bank there, keeping 4 to 5 players alive, and potentially, if the same thing would occur here, would look even stronger going into the gun round too, considering they've already upgraded to 4 AKs at this point.
Yeah, and running right into the stack this time. There's no one investigating over towards the A bomb site, so Complexity, they're in a good position here to do some damage.
So Rix will open it up here, and the trade actually going to be a little bit chaotic from within that smoke, but Conquest ends up coming out on top. Heavily lit on some of their players, though, and Valen's going to get a full kill with the USP going over onto Rush. Semphis acting as a surprise, too, as he's going to be able to pick up 2 more. But again, Rix is there and is able to stop that. The problem is, though, is that Rix is now in a one-on-one with only 4 HP against Roka.
He's gotta be so nervous hiding in this smoke right now.
Yeah. And Roka just coming up right behind him right here, too. If he's able to find him, then this should be an easy pop shot for him to grab. But it looks like he actually gets out of it, and he's going to be able to move his way over towards drop.
I imagine Roka's just like Elmer Fudd right now, just being like, I'm hunting wabbits. He's just trying to be as quiet as possible as Rix works his way into the bomb site. But Rix is actually aware his flank is open. But, I mean, Roka's just going to wait for this timing. Oh, he misses the shots. There's a little bit of a chance here for Rix, and Roka just can't land it. 20 seconds left. Rix can now bail out to the A bomb site, so this is actually a win. He's at least going to get a plant, so much like Elmer Fudd, Roka just missed it.
Roka's not a very good hunter. So Rix will get on here. He gets the plant down with plenty of time left, and that's a very, very unfortunate situation indeed. Still, though, in the grand scheme of things, only 1 shot away from eliminating him. But as he works his way forward here, that molly might actually just finish the job on its own, and no, it actually goes in the smoke, so it won't be doing so as of yet, but still. Oh my god, if Rix gets this in. Oh my god, he touches it!
No way!
With 4 HP against Roka! Roka completely whiffing all those pistol shots. He gets all the way over onto the A site, and then finishes him off with the P90 close range.
He's got like that Acme pistol that like the bullets like aren't real. They just like fall straight to the ground afterwards after their shot.
It's cartoon logic in CS now for Roka.
That's so harsh.
And that is a round that we absolutely should not have seen going into the hands of Conquest, so they'll steal that one away. They'll maintain their lead. I should say absolutely shouldn't go in their hands, but they should have won that outright to begin with there, so it should have never got to that situation, granted, but still, with what it came down to, that was very, very impressive indeed to come out in their favor at the end of it.
I can't, like, because Roka's known as, like, the scream of North America, just, like, pinpoint aim, and, like, that was the worst possible example of his skill set. He wins that, like, 99 out of 100 times, guaranteed.
So Naf is going to work his way around, actually gets through drop for free, and this is a big consequence of what exactly happens if you don't have the defense ready on drop. He moves in, now they're split up here at this point too, but thankfully Roka doing a good job there too of holding off the initial push on A, so they'll be able to spot that, but now they have to worry about Naf, who's sort of been a wedge between them at this point, but now he's regrouped, so thankfully that's gone away a little bit, but at the same time he's been able to rake his way through and get caught mid-reload there, so Automatic, in a little bit of an awkward jump scenario, is going to be able to get down and eliminate Naf. Now they're in a 2-on-3, we have to see these final 2 from Complexity somehow work for this retake. Automatic will be able to even things up by taking down Rix, but still 2 left alive here, and they both haven't been discovered in terms of their locations as yet. One's found on the site, and Automatic takes him out as well here. Valen's looking to finish off Shazam, bringing him down to 2 HP as he shoots him through the alley panel there, but that nade not actually going to go where it needs to, and Automatic with a monster round for himself there. A full 10-second defuse, but they should still be within enough time to get it, and he's going to come out of this one with a 4K for himself along with the defuse.
Oh man, alright, nice win for Complexity. You're exactly right, Automatic saves that round. Good 4-kill for him there. Complexity brings it up to 9-10 now, but with that plant, I mean, this is going to be, it looks like they almost want to force buy behind. Actually, Rix might just have, he's actually going to drop a Galil, so he buys an AK, drops a Galil over, so they're going to force buy behind this. On the Conquest side, 2 Tech 9s, 2 AK-47s, and a Galil. On the other side, there's an AWP on Semphis, so we've seen how good Complexity can play on the defensive side when Semphis has this op. He's kind of like that linchpin in the defense. And he's got to do some work with it here, but Roka's going to be all alone. He pop flashes himself in the mid. He gets 1 kill, but immediately traded. No more defenders over at the A bomb site, so there's got to be a rotation.
And Nath pushing forward here too now, as you mentioned, that rotation on its way in, but it's going to be a little bit too lapsed here as they're already on their way to the site. Automatic sitting back, playing it cautiously, and this is what worked out for him in the last round, but going to get caught up there by Rix as he's not able to spot him quickly enough. So Rix will pick up the kill there, and now the rest of Complexity again, arguing whether they should go for this or save, and it looks like they are going to choose to save again. No real way to actually get back into that site, and they're down a man. It's just not going to be worth it. And not only this too, but Ops actually is on a flank against them right now, so he does have the potential to catch them and maybe eliminate 1 to 2 more of these players.
Yeah, Conquest just got into that site so quickly that even if the rotations came, they're blocked off by smokes. And they realize their economy's about to get reset when they lose it. And if they go for the retake and lose that AWP and lose that AK, then they're just, it's such a dire spot. At least this way they can buy up some pistols, drop some FAMASes, you know, salvage whatever they can. They can have a pretty decent buy in the coming round. And Daps actually spots out Sanks, and Sanks is just trying to lure him into the crosshairs of Semphis, which works perfectly. Semphis drops Daps, and they're able to save all 3 rifles.
So all 3 of those rifles, as you mentioned, getting moved into this round. For Conquest, though, we will see them still in a very, very good position now, picking up yet another round, and only 1 round being picked up. And this is, as you mentioned, the 3 rifles being saved is huge now, because beyond that, they don't really have a whole lot to work with here in this one. This is going to be their only buy round opportunity. After this, they have to go right back onto a full save, because that losing bonus has been reset once more, due to them picking up the first gun round victory, and then immediately losing it right after that one. But Automatic, he's got so much work that he could do here with this Mag 7, but he's not going to get any of it there, because he was caught with a grenade out. So now Conquest move their way in here. Sanks did manage to pick up 1, but that's it. And now they get that bomb down, and again, site control just been taken so fast. There's no way these final 2 Complexity players are going to be able to get their way back in there in time and make that retake.
Yeah, it's the same as the last round. What an aggressive play from Conquest. They pick up the pace, they eliminate that defense. It's a 3-for-1 trade, basically. Or 1-for-3, however you want to look at it. But the remaining members of Complexity at the A bomb site, they're locked out so quickly with smokes in these choke points. And now you could see a couple Conquest players, they're going to be on the hunt. That's Shazam pushing up towards the A bomb site. Naf kind of turns away, but he doesn't want to go back towards the bomb. So are they going to be able to find these last 2 guys?
They're both kind of hermiting it out right now here. Semphis actually picks up one of them here and looking for a second, but he can't connect the shot. So looks like both of them are going to be able to make it out of that round alive. And again, that'll be the 2 big saves. We talked about this, I talked about this, I should say, just before the last round started here, where again, if they lost this one, they were going to have to go right back onto an eco, and that's exactly the case. But saving those 2 rifles does give them a lot more stopping power heading into the 7th round here to hopefully, again, at the very least, get some kills on a Conquest or try to keep the money low, if not outright win it out there just at the hands of those 2 big guns.
Yeah, and they have to get creative. That's why you're seeing this reverse boost, but Conquest has the same idea. They double nade it, but it doesn't matter. Semphis eats the damage, goes up anyways, and drops Naf. But the Rush is on at B. So Rush actually, speaking of Rush, gets out, drops Semphis. There goes Sanks. Automatic's able to salvage an AK-47, and he's on a little bit of a flank, but all of his teammates are just falling. Roka's so far away. The Conquest, they should be wise to this. Rix jumps up, he eliminates Automatic, so nothing left for Roka to even try and do whatsoever. Another round where he just has to save this M4 going forward.
And he's actually just going to come in here, finds that first kill over there by the broken wall to take down Rix, looking to see if anybody else from Conquest is going to take the bait on trying to eliminate him, but now we see actually 1 player moving over towards him. Daps is going to attempt to take him out, and Moore is watching, and there we go, he gets caught out by Daps, so he'll get the final kill there. No saves this time from Complexity. Thankfully, again, we've seen, I think, 2 saves in a row now from Roka, so yep, he's going to still be in a very good position to go for the rebuy. Same for Semphis and the same for the rest of the team now, so that death doesn't really matter as much. It would have been nice, of course, to save that, as it would have enabled another buy, potentially when they had to go back onto an eco, and he could have donated 5.7s or something like that, but overall, at the end of the day, I think he was just looking to do more damage there to try to keep the money low on Conquest.
Yeah, but he could have used the gun this round because he would have been able to drop a FAMAS, have some more kits in their hands. But either way, Complexity now, they're feeling the pressure. They know they've got to start winning. They've got to stop Complexity or Conquest at some point, and that's a good start. Shazam gets dropped early by an aggressive push from Roka. And now in a 5-on-4, Complexity's got a great advantage on the defense.
Rush again along with the rest of Conquest here too, and you see that position being taken by Valens. Valens getting hit by a lot of heavy grenade fire. He is taken down to 17 HP, but Rick's slowly creeping up against him here in a second. These 2 will probably end up in a duel, but Rush may actually move with him here to go for a waterfall method dropout over here, and that Molly's going to force the reposition from Valens. He has to work his way out. He'll trade with a teammate,
and get himself further onto the site as Conquest will continue to go for this very, very, very slow push. After losing a player, of course, they've got to take it cautiously as they don't know anything that could be going on here for the Complexity defense, but now they all go through drop, and they're going to take this over towards the A site, actually. They moved it, but they're not counting on Semphis to be waiting for them, so that's 2 for 1. Semphis managed to take out 2 before finally falling to Naf, and now Naf moving up, thankfully, gets the kill on Naroko, but he's got to expect more, and he's got to get a regroup now with Daps, as those two are going to be the only two left alive, and that smoke comes out, he's waiting for Automatic to push up, but he's got to get this plant down. There's only 30 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, they're trying to find one more kill before Naf makes his way into the site, but he needs to do it before the smoke clears, so he has that extra bit of cover. That's exactly what he's doing. So he is going to get this plant. Daps moves out just a little bit to get better positioning. Spots one over by the crawl. Falls right back towards the wall. So Naf, Molly's up on the balcony, peeks out with it. Molly misses, but Naf in this gunfight with Sanks can't connect the shot. Daps provides some cover, takes out Valens as he tries to enter the site, but now Automatic tries to swing wide. He's trying to bait out the sound for Naf, and he does it perfectly. Both of them get dropped immediately. Sanks and Automatic, a nice adjustment there at the end. Plenty of time for the defuse. Complexity is going to grab their 10th in a crucial round.
This is looking very, very similar to our last matchup here, too, except Complexity now swinging the comeback situation here, but as we've seen, they really, really, really need to keep these rounds consistent, as again, if they only pick up this one here, and we're still in that situation, as an important note here, too, to where Complexity still are going to be able to go for their buy. Every single player able to afford their own buy up here, and Shazam, even with his op, he's got the armor, too, and the pistol upgrade that he needs. He fully bought out from it, but still, they're able to get this one, and if we do see Complexity just getting dropped once again due to these aggressive takes we've been seeing Conquest go for, and that have been working so effectively, I might add, then immediately Complexity are going to be reset right after that.
Yeah, but Conquest has been trained a little bit. They slow this one down, so they're not willing to go for that fast pace quite yet, but 3 members gathering over towards drop. There's Naf. He gets smooshed immediately, taken out. Valence trades. 2 for 2 trade go the way. It's now down to a 3-on-3, and no committal quite yet from Conquest. Shazam with his AWP behind a smoke. He can't move forward whatsoever, but look at this defense. It's completely split. Automatic's over towards the A-bomb site. Roka's in the A-bomb site, and it's just going to be Semphis. He's stuck with the AWP at the statue. He's forced to watch platform and drop.
Rix will push forward here now, trying to scout out what exactly is working in through drop, being a little bit more careful just in case Semphis is working from that angle. We saw quite a few kills coming out from Shazam, and they're in the drop window, so they've got to be a little bit careful of that one, but the rest of the team slowly resuming that B push that they were going to go for before, and Daps is going to look to bait out the rotation here, see if he can make a little bit of noise back over towards this A site, and will indeed do so, and not only that, but he gets the kill on Naroka, so there's the belief that it could potentially be coming to the site. Thankfully, Automatic will get the trade, though, and it'll resume down to a 2-on-2. We actually didn't see any movement from Conquest off of this one, and not only now are they not really going to have an advantage moving into the B site, catching these players off on a rotation, but Semphis catches Rix as he moves in through drop, too, but at the same time, Shazam is also going to be able to catch an exposed Automatic, so it'll be an op-on-op battle to try and end this, and Semphis just doesn't take his sweet time, but Shazam gets one through the chicken coop, bringing him down to 13 HP, and we see that overexposure coming out. Semphis looking for the shot, and he gets it, thankfully.
Shazam saw him show up on his screen ever so slowly, and he was just like, at this moment, this round's over. I'm actually amazed that he sticks that defuse. With that spam shot, I mean, he had like 13 seconds left on the clock. He could have just faked it and tried to lure Semphis out, see who blinks first. But unfortunately there, Semphis wins out in the end despite getting walled.
So, Broken Buy actually now coming out from Conquest, finally again reducing their economy down a little bit to the point where they can no longer afford to go for a really full and juicy buy at this point. So it's a Galil and 2 Tech 9s limiting them, and utility getting used very, very quickly. So they go back to this quick play, but now shooting Shazam in the head on the way down through the broken wall. Thankfully, he makes up for that by getting another kill over onto Semphis, and Rush 2 taking down Automatic. Valens and Sank still holding strong by the rock play point over here too, and it leaves it all on Rush. So he's going to get pushed in by Valens from drop, and that'll be the closeout from Complexity to now put them just one more point behind Conquest.
So this is what I talked about coming into this match with Semphis on this defense. He really anchors this defense on. I mean, we saw it on Mirage, and we're seeing it here now. He's able to grab 2 early kills with that AWP before dropping. So he's having a huge impact on this defense, especially when these fast B plays come in. We saw Complexity struggle to contain that when there's not an AWP over at that B bomb site, but ever since he's had it, they've handled it quite nicely.
So Conquest once again now. They're going to make their way back over here, and Sanxel is going to be able to pick up one, and Valens right after that with a second. The attempt to take control of drop has failed horribly for Conquest, and now it's left all into Daps, who, although he does get control of Ani Long for free, there's just nothing else to work from this one, unfortunately. There's not much else to say beyond that one. Conquest go for a quick play over towards drop, and they don't get anything off of that.
Well, they wanted to come down drop, and I'm assuming they wanted to split towards the A bomb site with Daps being the solo player coming up towards long haul, and Daps is going to find a little bit of a gap, but Roka's going to spot him eventually, and he does, and there's the execution from behind. 13-13 now, so Complexity's won 4 straight to tie things up.
At this point, a very, very crucial round indeed now that both teams getting the guns in their hands. For Complexity, they've managed to work their way up to a point. It's getting to sort of that point. They probably need one more clean round to really make it, really get themselves to a point where they can afford the rebuy, but at least in the hands of Semphis here, he's still at a good spot now for him to go for the rebuy in the next round, but they will probably be forced to do so regardless here now if Conquest steals this one away after we see that 4-round streak that you just mentioned for Complexity, because that'll put Conquest potentially at match point if they let them steal that away for free. And here we go once again from Conquest. No longer going for these big solidified pushes. You'll note this too. They started working for them really well in the sort of mid area of this half, but now that Complexity has caught on to this, they've managed to swing it back around, and they've gone for more of a split play once again, moving for 2 over here towards the broken wall entry point, as well as drop over here towards the B side, and Rix will get paid off for that too as he finds a kill, but 3 still working for control of the A side too, working their way in through the mid tunnel.
Good advantage here for Conquest, but this is a good read from Complexity on the other side. 3 members over towards the A bomb site, which is where three members of Conquest are, so they've got a pretty decent spread. What they've got to worry about is this bomb. Is it going to choose to go drop and try and split the A bomb site, or is it going to head over towards the B site? Either way, 45 seconds left. Conquest has got to find some way to consolidate this attack and just pick a bomb site, because the rotations are coming in for Complexity. They're not feeling any more pressure at the A site, so they're starting to transfer all their players. They're evacuating the A site. They're all coming over towards B.
They're going to catch on to this beautifully. 30 seconds left. Conquest going right into a trap, essentially, at this point. Sanks and Semphis ready to go with this. And there we go. He's already going to find one. The rest will follow out shortly after that. Semphis will miss the shot, so they swarm out like flies now, trying to get a better position here. But Sanks still holding strong for the team. Semphis, though, missing another shot there, so Rush will be able to eliminate him. An automatic creeping up here, too, but Rix will be able to put a quick stop to that. So all of a sudden, Conquest, they put this back into their favor, and now Shazam wrapping back around with the AK. He's going to be able to take down Sanks, and this is brought into just a 1-on-2 situation. Roka with a chance to recover himself for the earlier mistake. Rush and Rix will be the 2 left alive. As Roka again creeping forward, trying to see if he can catch them, but the positioning from Conquest is just far, far superior, and the fact that Roka's sitting at 19 HP doesn't help him at all here, so he's going to jump up, and it's a trap. He's going to get shut down.
Yeah, and the economy isn't great for Complexity, so it almost would have been better for him to just save there, see if he can salvage an AWP. Because Semphis is going to buy it anyways, but this is going to deplete all the bank they had built up, because it actually, despite winning 4 rounds in a row, they weren't able to build up much money, so you can see they buy once more. Sanks is even on a Mag 7, and automatic with the FAMAS. Valen's only on a pistol, so this is actually a really weak buy, just like considering the fact they won 4 in a row. So now Conquest has put themselves in a great position to get up towards tie point, or match point, excuse me.
This will be Conquest pushing themselves forward again. Big solidified movement this time around. No longer going for the split action that we had seen previously. Moving themselves in a group of 4, generally going over towards the B site. Shazam will hang out over here in middle in case there is an event for them to push forward. Semphis would be the player to do that, and Shazam is going to give away his position here, so if anybody on Complexity wants to take the bait, they can do so now, but won't be happening. But they still have 3 players committed this far up in middle, or at least the mid connector and long A area, so...
Yeah, I mean, they're feeling there's going to be an A hit eventually, and it's just not coming quite yet. The issue is Conquest is stalled out behind these smokes over at B for so long that now the read is going to start to come in. We're going to see another rotation pretty quickly here, so Conquest, they don't know it, but they've got to go pretty soon if they want to have an easier hit onto the site. And now they've spotted Valen's out. Complexity, Valens pushes up, tries to get a little clever, but Sanks with the shotgun. He grabs 2 before getting traded off.
And now Daps moving in here too. Semphis picking up another one. He's going to be able to drop bricks, and they're going to go for the hasty plan here. They might be able to hear it, and we'll see if he can find the lucky shot. Won't be finding it, though, a little bit too far to the right, and now he falls back. But still 2 only left alive here from Conquest at this point. And we'll see Roka along with Semphis moving forward. Shazam flashed out. Can't even see automatically shooting at him from way down there, but now the smoke is faded. However, we can't actually see that repeat coming out, and it's going to give Roka the opportunity to get towards Chicken Coop. But after a very awkward end of the trade there, Complexity do end up coming out on top of that one. It'll be a full 10-second defuse for Semphis, but there's still plenty of time left to accomplish that, so they'll keep it very, very close, and it'll be tied up once again at 14 points.
Yeah, automatic on the flank was crucial in that retake. I mean, he doesn't get a kill that round, but he pins Shazam down, you know, behind the wall. So Shazam can't peek anything. If he swings out, automatic's going to kill him. He had red HP. He couldn't even take 1 bullet, so he couldn't be aggressive whatsoever. And that allows Semphis to just make some plays for his team. Once again, with that AWP, it's coming in huge on this defense. And now, with that plant, Conquest, they know they're going to get a full buy next round no matter what. So they actually don't fully buy out, but they have 5 Tech 9s, they have armor, and they have, you know, a couple smokes to utilize here. They're going to try and get another plant, just rush in the middle. This is that A-hit that Complexity has been waiting for, but there's one kill. Semphis up top, grabs one with the AWP. And now he's got to readjust his position, look over towards long, and he gets a leg shot onto Shazam. This isn't looking good for Conquest whatsoever. But they've got to find a way to swarm the site, but Automatic is there to just start spraying people down. Another trade goes the way, but there it is, the cleanup. Semphis adjusts nicely.
As you said, a quick adjustment coming out there from the players on Complexity to get themselves right in the way of the Conquest push, and they just absolutely slap it down before it goes anywhere. For Conquest, this is going to be their last opportunity to tie things up and take it into OT, but it's going to be a forced-up round here. 2 Galils, very limited utility on the 2 that did buy up those, and even for those that managed to go in with the AKs, you can see there's absolutely nothing bought up for them. And Daps 2 has, actually apologies, the UI didn't update in time, but Daps 2 is facing the same problems that NAF and Rush are with the Galils, where, again, they just don't have a whole lot to work this with, since there's got to be one big take, and they got to rely on these opening frags in order to put them ahead early.
Complexity is starting out these rounds very, very heavily skewed towards one bomb site. This time they bring 4 over, maybe anticipating Conquest picking up the pace. A little bit of a gun battle does some damage over towards Semphis at Chicken Coop, but not too much. He's still gonna chill, and there's still 4 players here. Only one, Valence, is watching the drop, but the rest of them are all concentrated into this B bomb site. A lot of faith in Roka solo over at A.
And on again there, we can see still Conquest remains very, very hesitant in their timing and their overall willingness to want to push into the site here. They fall back, and they're moving through the castle now to get themselves back over here inside of the mid-tunnel, so it looks like there's going to be a change-up call being made here, but this does leave a lot of room open here for players on Complexity to scout this out. They know there's nobody playing Broken Wall, but good news is over here, they still have a presence coming in from drop, but at the same time, Complexity have called onto this, so they've moved players away from this one, but Sanks picking up the first one there is going to stop a part of that drop push. Rix will get the response and take down Sanks, and now the rest of the push kind of has to come in. The big player will be Roka, of course, heading over here by the barrels, and Valence too. This is a pretty nasty crossfire and a very uncommon spot for Roka to sort of just camp out in and not really try to overexpose himself. So if he stays in and nobody's able to spot him, but unfortunately there, they do have to deal with Rix, who comes right up on top of the balcony, so that kind of makes that a mute point. Now Semphis picking up one more. Shazam with a nice headshot though to take out Automatic, and it looks like Conquest may just be able to steal this away.
Or steal it right into overtime. Yeah, Sanks had a good kill, but unfortunately, I think he dropped out of the server as soon as he gets that first kill, so he's not able to even try for the second one. He's back in now, but that's a really unfortunate spot. Valens was not prepared for that pitch to come in. Rix is able to clean him up basically for free. And Complexity put into their second overtime match in a row.
And again, very much so another half where things go back and forth once again with these teams trading blows so consistently, figuring out the strategy and then countering it out forward and backward from that point forward. So what are your expectations now as we head into overtime for this? What are you hoping to see from both these teams once again?
I mean, we're just going to see basically the same kind of stuff out of Complexity. They're going to have the money to put that op in Semphis' hand. The crucial point, you know, in overtime, when you only have 10k start money, if you buy that op, it's an expensive investment right off the bat. So if they lose that first round, more than likely going to go back to it on a very weak buy, maybe even glass cannon op on Semphis. And actually, screw that. Roka goes straight for the auto sniper. So he's a full utility as well. So auto sniper and op picked up by Complexity. That's a lot of money eaten out of their bank.
And that will indeed put them back over and leave them very, very inept if they don't pick up this round very quickly. So that could potentially, if we see Conquest steal this one away, that could guarantee 17 or 18 points, as it'll leave them without the guns very, very early on, and may not even be able to afford it heading into the next one very efficiently, or if they can, they're going to be lacking a whole lot of utility. So now we'll see here.
Oh, Rix is making a huge play. He came down drop so quickly, no one's prepared for it. He's going to wrap around into the B bomb site. Spot Sanks up on the boost, but no, he doesn't have to worry about that. Didn't see anyone at Chicken Coop, but he's looking for a double kill here. Finds one, sprays over to the second one. He gets that kill. Eventually gets cleaned up by the auto sniper, but the damage is done. Roka's got to come up huge, and that auto sniper just can't do it. There's Shazam in mid. He legs Semphis up towards the top. He might get cleaned up here, but the damage is done. The B side is open.
And now the plan has come in here too, so not a whole lot left for Complexity to work with here. And again, outside of the site, you can see them already looking around for the guns to pick up here. So thankfully, the Opera Shazam did go down over on the Conquest side of things, so they'll be able to save that, at least assuming we don't see an aggressive push from Conquest, and they'll take that into the next round. But there's Semphis eliminating, or actually Semphis holding off here and taking down one of the players. So as far as Complexity is concerned, they'll still be able to keep 2 very expensive weapons heading into the next round.
Yeah, and that's actually a big loss. I know Conquest would like to hunt down these AWPs, but losing one of their own is that's not good whatsoever. Daps might even try and swing out here and try and find Semphis, but Semphis not even showing himself whatsoever. He's at red HP, doesn't want to give anything up, so despite losing the auto sniper, they're still going to have 2 snipers moving into the next round, 2 AWPs in the hands of Semphis and Automatic.
Now with Conquest having that round in the bag for themselves here, as we mentioned, the big loss not being able to drop that one of those 2 ops there, so they actually kind of nullifies the loss of the auto. Obviously the auto being a lot more expensive there, but they still at least keep the 2 big weapons in play, and it makes up for the fact that one of them had gone down, because now they can just hand that op back over to one of the players here, and they'll still keep just as much power as they had in the previous round, arguably. But a very aggressive push having come out here so far from Roka, moving himself inside of the mid-tunnel area here, looking to see if he can counter out anything that could come out here from Rush, but it doesn't look like Conquest are going to commit to this just as of yet, and again, all they're really trying to do is draw attention to this, as the other 2 with the bomb are still positioned for a B take. However, considering what they have found over here with the 2 players, and they should be able to tell that there's 2 players in there over towards A, they might actually switch things over, and it looks like that's going to be the case. They'll commit this to the A side instead.
Roka's playing a very tricky situation right now. He's alone down in mid, doesn't have support from Semphis whatsoever, so he's got to find the timing, and as that smoke fades, he clears out just before it happens, just grabs a spot against the wall in the corner here. Now, there are some Molotovs in Conquest kit if they want to flush him out of position if they have the inkling that he's there, but 4 members of Conquest over towards the A bomb site. And there's a pop flash, so Roka clears out mid, but they still have no intel on what's in Hall, so they can't cheat any rotations despite that being clear. And now Roka lining up his own pop flash. He's going to toss it up, and he's going to peek with this one. He does blind one, but Rush is ready for it. Spams the corner. He gets the headshot. Semphis has got to come up huge. He's isolated in the bomb site.
Shazam pushing forward, gets the shot on the Semphis there. Very quick coming out from him now, and again, Complexity, no room at all here to keep themselves going. Valen's waiting for a push to come his direction. He's going to get so close to Rush, and they actually go past each other, I do believe. They're literally sitting inches away from each other, but none of them able to catch him just as of yet because of this smoke. And you can see here, too, that Rush is looking to move into these players, but Rick's finding that shot now as he pushes through the mid doors. They're going to be able to catch Sanks, and Rush finding another kill there, too, finally ending that very, very long stalemate there. But Automatic able to pick up another one onto Rush, and Rick's to end it in the favor of Conquest. Once again, a very, very clean round for those guys, and then they'll sit at 17-15 here, looking to potentially make themselves up to 18 here, as they have broken the economy on Complexity, and they will be forcing up here in the final round.
Yeah, but very rare you see, I mean, this is 3 rounds with a double sniper setup in overtime. Very rarely you see that. That's just how much impact being able to salvage a second AWP on the side of Complexity has. So Automatic right back on the op, Semphis right back on the op as well. Roka forced onto a 5-7 though, and Semphis has got to find a pick. And he pushes forward, Shazam misses the shot, Semphis wins that battle, and he's going to stay here. He's going to grab the angle, see if he can get more.
Sanks moving up here too, using his teammate there to get himself, or boost his teammate up. Automatic will find the first shot, but Rick's finding another response to that as well. Back over here inside of drop, he's going to be able to take down Roka. And Rick's pushing out, looking for Semphis here, as he's going to be able to push out, and they actually shouldn't expect him here, but he's going to box the first shot, so that's going to be a big loss for him.
Well, he's trapped now. He knows they've gone in mid. They can come up the stairs and come right back around him, so he knows he can't fall back. He's just got to get more aggressive and hope he finds the timing, and he does. He grabs Rick's. One more swinging around from behind him, but this might just be too little too late. Rush does get the kill, but he's left in a 1-on-3. Bombs down in the site. He's got a lot of time to work with, but nothing else going his way.
Just going to toss the flash out and make it seem like he's moving in directly over there from long A, but actually moving his way out here through the main door and trying to work his way up the ramp to see if he can find a way over towards that site. Takes it very, very slowly up there just to see if he can find anything else out before he's found out himself. And just take a quick look here. You've already got Valen's waiting for him, but not going to be able to find the shots initially, but he corrects it there on the second spray attempt. Quick, easy execute there, and it will end the half. Not completely a disaster for Complexity, but still, Conquest will be a round up against them here heading into it, and now we'll just need 2 more to close it out here and win it in the first overtime.
Yeah, this is the thing now. Is Conquest going to remember what Complexity was up to in their first half? I mean, that regulation was a long time ago. So they're going to have to make some adjustments. One thing they were very, very good at, Daps over at that A bomb site did a great job of gathering information. He was able to allow them to cheat rotations over towards the B bomb site late in the round. They got a jump on what strategy was coming from Complexity. They're going to need more of that here.
And just as an update too, by the way, guys, as again, we have run over the 11 o'clock timer, and I imagine Winter Fox kind of wanted to get their game started as quickly as possible, because for 3 of them, it's like 5 a.m. right now. So their match has already begun. We'll jump right into it as soon as this one is done, but it's currently 3-1 in the favor of Winter Fox. So we'll go to that one immediately after, though. Just wanted to provide a quick update for anybody who's not on the ESEA site and is curious as to what exactly is going on with that match. But just waiting for the players to ready up here, and then we'll go right into the first round of the second half of OT here. I imagine one of the teams just taking a moment to figure out exactly how they want to play this out. Complexity, of course, definitely in the hot seat at this point, as they need to pick up these 2 to try and tie it up. Potentially 3 as well there, as they could win it.
Yeah, they've played a lot of Counterstrike in these 2 matches. That'd be crazy if they won to win 2 overtime matches, or like back-to-back. Be pretty solid for them.
Very impressive indeed. Definitely something to note about the team, but Conquest not too bad of a beginning there. Got a little bit messy on that last round, but the second round on T side was looking very, very good strategically. Very good communication coming out from them. Very good push overall from those guys. Just a bit unfortunate there that it kind of fell by the wayside going into that third round.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, is Semphis going to continue having success with the AWP on the Terror side, and he's going to have to be able to find picks. Shazam's going to have the benefit of just being able to hold an angle, and Shazam was kind of a beast at times in that first half, hiding behind the statue in that B bomb site. I mean, they didn't really have an answer to him too much, but I look at the scoreline. Rix and Rush, both over 30 kills, 34 on Rix, 32 on Rush. Semphis on the other side is 30 for Complexity. Automatic not far behind at 26. So some big-time plays being made by Rix and Rush on the Conquest side, and then Semphis, no surprise, is the linchpin of that defense with the AWP. I mean, he's having himself a really good game as well, keeping him in this.
The push will come out here once again from Complexity, splitting themselves up a little bit here, but Nap actually getting extremely aggressive there too, looking for the opening shot, but won't be able to find it. Nades flying in both directions here, but no kills being had as of yet, but a good flash is going to allow Automatic, I do believe, to get himself further out into the site. He's pushed all the way up towards Found, but that Molly being very, very toxic towards himself there. Shazam will be able to take him out when he has to go for the reposition, and that'll be the first kill going by their way. Complexity, Sanks is going to be able to respond to that one too, but he's dropped down so low because of this play, sitting at 5 HP, and it's the same story for Valens at this point too, as they moved over towards A, but now they've got a wedge between these players, and it's going to get right opened up there too, as Roka will be able to find Dap, so the others are still stuck on the B side, and again, it's the same situation that we actually saw the players from Complexity getting stuck into in a lot of that second half here. Now Complexity get control of this A site, and unfortunately for Conquest, there's no way in heck they're going to be able to retake that with the current game state.
Yeah, Automatic punished him with that play in regulation, like 2 or 3 times. And this time at overtime, Conquest is just like, we're not going to lose to that play, but they devote so much attention to it. It allows players to come down drop and just split that defense up. Daps was so isolated over at A. Easy win for Complexity.
I'm just waiting for that timer to tick off now. Here is Complexity going to keep it tied up here once again, going up to 17-17. The good news is here, of course, is the fact that, again, Conquest, despite the fact that obviously they go for the full buy, the biggest buy of all, which is Shazam's Op, still manages to keep itself in the play. That, along with 2 rifle saves, is actually going to be a pretty big deal here. Again, that third round can get very, very, very bad for the CTs if it doesn't end up going your way. 2 rounds in a row there. And again, Conquest not in the safe zone as of yet here. They still need to pick up at least 1 more here to guarantee themselves, if not the victory, at least going into a second overtime.
Very fast play towards A, though, for Complexity. They're coming into mid very quickly, but they're so blind. Shazam gets that first kill. Valens falls. Sanks trades it off. Daps falls and hauls, and now they just slow things down. In a 4-on-4, they have control of mid, they have control of A hauls, and they can dictate where they want the action to play out from here, but they're just going to let this defense spread itself out, see if they can get another pick.
And here we go once again now. Complexity splitting themselves up a little bit more here, trying to stretch the options out, and for most of Conquest, they've committed themselves back over here towards B. They're going to go for this counter boost too, so Rix again lining himself up with a potential monster flank, but the timing on this is not the best. If he sits back and if this smoke lasts him a little bit longer, he might be able to work something, but it's going to be going away soon, and the unfortunate part is that Complexity are very much so looking at him right now, but Automatic looks away, and now he's got an opportunity. He's got to check that left corner as soon as he moves in, though, and Shazam's still holding strong on the site itself, too. He's going to be able to take down Sanks. This slows it down even more. There's no way they can push drop there. Rix will have an absolute advantage if we see Automatic try to push towards that, and Automatic, I think, might even have a feeling as to what's going on here, but Nap still holding strong, and actually Automatic does pick up that duel there. He's going to win off against Rix, but back over here on the broken wall, Nap is going to fall, too, so the opportunity has been opened up. Rush pushing forward a little bit here. He's going to try to stop Semphis, and a little bit of GoTV lag, but I'm assuming he does get the kill on the Semphis because he's looking right at him, but there we go. He takes him down, and that will just be Automatic as the last player left alive here, working this 1-on-2, trying to work this 1-on-2, I should say, and he's actually going to get it! What the heck?
Oh my god, automatic. What is up with him coming out of this broken wall? Conquest just can't handle it whatsoever. What a huge play.
And that pretty much swings. I thought he died, to be completely honest there, but somehow swings it right back around as the auto director switches to his position and he picks up the 2 kills. And again, now we've got complexity at match point.
That's insane. Automatic just, what a massive play.
Automatic may have just won his team the game there if they pick up this round, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, they line up for him perfectly. He just bows him down. Really unfortunate for Conquest there. And how do you recover from something like that? Now they have an up on Daps, they have a CZ on Rush, 3 on 4s outside of that, but still, I mean, Complexity can just bully their way in based on the arsenal. And now a pop flash over, they're already out drop, and they're just storming forward. They're not letting go of forward, and Nap does get that first kill onto Valens, but so much time left. There's Roka playing with the smoke, a lot of damage. Automatic still doing his job, just finding kills. Rush pushes through the smoke, not able to convert that kill.
And the rest of the players now, Complexity, having control. They move in. Some of them heavily lit, though. Roka just sitting down at 4 HP. It's the same thing for Shazam, though, as he's sitting down at only 15. But again, those nades are going to be coming out, trying to force the reposition. Shazam moves in. He's going to be able to find one, but Shazam dies to the molly, not realizing it blooms over towards himself here. Sempus with a bit of a same problem here, but it's going to be a one-on-one to close up the match. That molly goes down over the bomb, so Rick can't go for the defuse yet. He's going to flash out here, and he's looking for the shot, but obviously Sempus is not going to be exposed. That would be foolish at best. Goes in, goes for the fake, but Semphis, again, just has an absolute advantage here. He should be able to close this out, no problem at all. And there's the commitment. Semphis pops out, grabs the headshot, and that's going to end it in the favor of Complexity. And as you said, very, very impressive for this team, winning now 2 overtime games in a row.
Jeez, automatic. Big time play.
What a stand-up round for him. I didn't see it towards the end when it ended, but at the beginning of that round, at least, he was sitting at 29 kills, leading the team by a pretty big margin there. So some huge plays from him, not only just in that second to last round, but overall over the course of that match. He was an absolutely monster player. So big props to him.
Yeah, it was that spray down in that 1-on-2 where they line up for him. That on top of that, the balls of steel on Semphis to not peek that first defuse there in that last round. That's huge because then he knows the second time around there's really not too much time left for the fake to come in. But either way, a nice second overtime win for Complexity, and we're gonna head straight into that next matchup because it's already underway, and that is going to be
Team Coast versus WinterFox, and we're already in the server now, and I'm going to assume our producer is in the server too, so let's get right into it here now. WinterFox currently actually up against Team Coast in a big way, 6-1 at this point. I'm looking to grab the 7th here in just a second. Current situation, a 3-on-2, and both of them heavily armed here with an M4 and an op, so obviously we'll be looking at those two saving. Not a whole lot more context we can provide, though, considering we just joined this game and don't have a whole lot of information on what happened previously.
I like it.
And again, keep in mind too, by the way, guys, in case, because I saw a couple of questions about this in the chat, why Pit, XP3, and Devilwalk have over 100 ping is all 3 of those guys are playing from Europe, and not only are they playing with that high of a ping, but it's about 5:30 in the morning for them right now too, so they're probably all pretty tired at this point as well.
They're having a good time. You get that tired and you're just like, you shut your brain off and you're just like, time to frag out. So either way, up 7-1 on the Terra side of Cash. That's a huge start for them. And I believe we have a pause because the freeze time is not lowering whatsoever. This is probably, I would imagine this would be a tactical pause out of Team Coast, just down this much. You're just like, all right, we've got to figure something out. We can't give up many more rounds in this half. We've got to get it going.
And I sort of hate to reference a game which was so heavily against Team Coast, but one of the more recent matches I watched for them when they played against CLG on Overpass, they actually did a similar thing where they just took a fairly long pause, if I'm being completely honest. This is when I was casting it with Mega Man just about a week and a half ago there. And they took a fairly long pause and they actually were able to re-strategize based off of that in the round after, although that was the only round they picked up in that entire match. Thankfully, that pause actually allowed them to grab that and finally get themselves onto the board. So these pauses, just off of purely experience, have actually done quite a bit for Team Coast. It seems the leadership and has been pretty strong in that regard, so maybe they could recenter themselves off of this one and try to pick up another round.
Well, they're going to need more than just another. They're going to have to go on a pretty solid streak here to end this half, or else WinterFox might just clear things out. And look at all the money built up as well. Anger's down pretty low after just buying out, but XP3's got about 8 grand. Pith has 6,400. Lex has almost 4,000. Devilwalk 6,200 before he buys. And there's a lot of good money on that WinterFox team, and they're on a 5-round win streak. So the full losing bonus is in the way of Coast.
So they're, once again, just still sitting back here, trying to see exactly how they can work things out. They're buying up right now, so looking like we maybe are going to get unpaused here in just a couple seconds, but WinterFox, no reason to worry for themselves either. The money situation actually not as good as I would have hoped it is. Of course, you do have those cross-out exceptions where you've got both XP3 and Pitt sitting at 7.8, 6.4, but for the rest of those guys, they're actually not sitting so high for being on a 5-round win streak here. So Team coast has been doing a good job as we actually take a look at how many players have been left alive. They've been doing a good job of bringing it down to consistently between 1 and 3 players each round, but again, similarly to actually parts of that CLG match, it's just clutching it out is the big problem for those guys.
Yeah, I mean those are moral victories that don't matter anymore when you get to like 1 to 7. Like it's all good in the hood when you're dealing that damage and it's like, you know, 5 rounds into the half, but now they're just like, man, like this is just too much. We've got to start winning these, and they are. They basically have to win. I mean they need to get to like 6 rounds in this half to even have a chance going forward.
XP3 with a very far back boost right now, looking for a peek coming out from Whitebox there. He's going to see that nade coming, so might get an opportunity to eliminate Stanislaw if he goes for this one, but really no reason for Stanislaw to overreach that at this point, so they are going to end up destocking that one. And again, still plenty of time left here too, so nothing being rushed from WinterFox at this point, just trying to see if they can catch an early kill, and then they're probably going to move to whichever site they should choose from this point forward. Pitt, in the meantime, has sort of been exploring outside of B, but doesn't find anything either, so they're probably going to go right from mid control now. After not picking up any kills, still going back to the default plan of getting it from there. Drawso in a pretty good spot to get these players off guard and if he can get the aim win, but not going to be happening. Devilwalk takes him out, and now we'll see those players funneling in the middle pretty quickly.
Yeah, but 2 entries, Devilwalk and Anger both grabbing 1. Now the defense is so weak. There's Stanislaw lurking through the smoke. He's got to fall back, though. Devilwalk still up top, watching for this. And Stan can't get that kill. The B hit is on. Dumore's got to do a lot of work in this position. Lex doesn't check it. He gets dinked. But Dumore cannot find the kill, so he falls. The B bomb site is open. 4 on 2 now. And coast, like I said, they have to win some rounds. They can't exactly try and save this. They have to find a pick early on here and make a bid for this retake.
And they move up here now, looking to see if they can catch anything, but very, very slowly being played out here. And again, there's no reason at the same time, previously what we saw with XP3 looking for that kill from Whitebox. No reason for these WinterFox players to move, so they've either going to commit or run, and they are going to choose to run away. They'll go for the save here, and again, look to take that M4 and the op previously the last round into the next round, but Pitt, back over here on Highway, actually catches one of them, going to be able to eliminate it. Invert, though, with the op shot, going to be able to take him down, but if he does end up going inside Squeaky, Devilwalk may be able to catch him as he's very, very close to him. And in just a second here, the door's going to open up, and oh, thankfully Invert stops that, but there's still actually more coming his way. Let's see if he can hold on to this as Anger's looking for it, but he doesn't actually catch the fact that he had gone behind the forklift, so he makes it out with that op, thankfully, after all.
Yeah, that's another tough round, so 8-1 now. And now that you can just see that they have the full losing bonus, and they basically just have to buy. They need rounds. So you see 2 Famuses coming out, only 1 kit on Invert. They have some decent nades, though, behind this. They have 5 smokes, they have 2 Molotovs, so they have some tools they can use. You know, we didn't see, like you said, we didn't see the first half of this half. But, you know, some early aggression to maybe get a kill early. They're going to go for this run boost, but they struggle with it. They're not successful whatsoever, so they abandoned it over at the A bomb site. But still, very slow default by WinterFox. And they're just going to decide where to go from here, from the mid-round.
In terms of our Team coast is trying to play themselves out from Stanislaw, will be positioning himself just outside or inside of checkers here, waiting for a push to come from the WinterFox players through that angle, but Invert actually is going to open things up here as he catches a little bit of an aggressive Lex there, trying to move himself through the mid doors, taking him down from that angle. And now Stanislaw is going to push forward a little bit here too, and actually might find himself right behind Pitt if he doesn't check behind him, and he's indeed going to pick up that kill. XP3 did find an equalizer in the meantime though, and the rest of Team coast has been pushed off of A, but WinterFox have to go and reclaim that bomb to begin with, and take a look at this now as Stanislaw actually has control of the bomb right now, so this is a huge play from coast, taking down Anger, and now they've got nowhere to go with this, so they might actually be able to steal this round away.
Yeah, they definitely should, and the key now is not lose too many players. Oh, what a no-skill from XP3, takes out Invert, but either way, that's finally a nice round. Dumore is going to salvage an AK-47, trade it out for his FAMAS. They're more than likely going to drop some weapons to get full utilities on the remaining 2 players who don't have guns, so their economy is still weak for at least 1 more round. They've got to clean this one up as well. They can't let WinterFox reset them, but either way, I mean, we talked about the money on WinterFox's right when we joined this server. It's gone now. Everyone below $1,000, so Kosa's got themselves in a position where if they can reset this money for WinterFox, they can close this gap just a little bit, give themselves a breathing room.
And Anger moving forward here too, catching Invert with that grenade there, bringing him down to about 60 HP. Stanislaw pushes out from Checkers, is going to be rewarded with a kill on a Pit there too, as Pit took a very aggressive position on top of the box, so WinterFox getting a little bit overzealous. And because of that now, coast are actually going to be able to find an opening kill. They sit back pretty much in default positions here after finding that opener. And this is a good strategy for them too. Now they're going to have to, now WinterFox, I should say, is going to have to worry about getting that response kill, and they'll have to get aggressive off of the hands of that. And even more so now, Coast is still ready for this. Invert getting that shot is going to be able to take down XP3. And now it looks like Coast finally getting a grasp on the situation here. But however, we still have that take attempt with 3 players left from WinterFox coming over towards the A site. And they have started to shift over towards B. I'm not sure what had prompted this, but for some reason, there is a belief that this plant may be going over towards the B site.
They're just covering all their bases at the moment. 2 in each bomb site, 1 just to cover middle, just a spot. Drossel won't commit to a fight here. He's just looking for intel. But either way, 2 players in this A site. That's a nice setup. Bait and switch, and there's 2 nice shots from Invert with the AWP. He's got 3 total on the round, and once again, they survive with 4 players, so building up that economy. I would imagine, because since we've gotten in here, we've seen all slow defaults out of WinterFox. I'd imagine their next gun round is going to be something a little bit more fast-paced.
But they won't be doing that just as of yet here, as they have been reduced down. Just as like I said though, and that was the most impressive. That was the thing from Team Coast. Is like I said, it hasn't been rounds where they've been outright just losing it here. And WinterFox had this absolutely massive economy. It's only enough to make them through 2 losses there, and despite being on what was a 6-round winning streak there, so they're going to get reduced down here pretty quickly. But they do go for a semi-decent investment here, a couple P250s and a deagle going on in the hands of Pit, but they're already ready for them here, and a great double kill coming out at the hands of Drossel and Drake. Drake picking up the 2 actually there, and looking to finish off Devillock and all. He almost stuck away with the plant, which would have been absolutely brutal considering what we went through with that round with. And Pit's going to be the last one. He's quickly dispatched as well there by Drossel. And once again, we'll see Team Coast picking up yet another round, up to 3 in a row now.
Yeah, so that's good. Now, they put themselves in position to salvage this half. It's still going to be a losing effort no matter what, with WinterFox is already up at 8. But now, there's no AWP on XP3. They have 5 AK-47s. They don't have great utility on the Terra side, and this is where I think this is going to be something pretty fast-paced out of WinterFox, is they have the mobility with all these AK-47s. They don't have a lot of utility to toy with and slow things down. And you could see some flashes coming in, some smokes up, a quick boost. No one's really committed quite yet, just spotting for anyone to peek that CT connector.
And the rest are getting ready to move in again here, going for that mid control. And we'll very quickly move from that over towards one of these sites. But Team Coast actually moving over towards middle now, as they do hear these nades pluming out. And Invert here, he's got to be careful on this peak, because there's so much aggression coming his way. Nobody actually checking inside of Z, though, so he could potentially make a big play here. But Anger is going to open it up on the A site. There's Dumore, but Pit, Devillock, and XP3 all getting a hand in the fight there. Going to be able to take him out. And Lex so far, the only one without a kill, but could pick up the team ace. And I think at this point, too, it's been pretty much handled by WinterFox. Stanislaw way over here on the B site. Not a whole lot he can do to work with this one. He will manage to sneak this kill over on the Pit, but now it's a running game here. He's going to try to get away and save this M4, but here's Devillock to try and stop him, and he'll take him out very quickly right there.
Yeah, nicely done from WinterFox. It's just a clean sweep coming into that A bomb site. So they take it right back, grab their 9th. But the economy that Coast built up, I mean, they didn't, in that 3-round losing streak, they only lost 3 people in all 3 rounds, so they have a lot of money. So you're going to see that AWP buy from Invert once again, Colts and full utilities on the rest of them. So WinterFox still has a little bit of a way to go, and I don't know if this is a misread or if Pitt just thinks, why the hell not? But he's only got a MAC-10 this round.
So we'll see from WinterFox again. It may just be confidence in their part.
I'm assuming he's going to be the first one out, so yeah. He never has to stop running with that MAC-10. That's got to be the only logical answer coming out of this door. There's 2 players right next to door, Drake and Drossel. Oh, this is a delayed push. That's a clever play. Really big aggression from 2 players. They're not ready for Devillock to be there as well. He cleans them out. Now this A hit is on.
And they're going to go right into it now. Devillock, of course, picking up the responding kill after losing Pit just a few rounds before, but the smokes preventing them from moving forward as of yet here. Now they go forward, and Lex could jump up on top of Big Red here, but they don't know what's on Highway. Devillock wrapping around them, a Coast with a no-scope there, being able to take the kill over onto Lex now. Devillock quickly correcting that and leaving it into a 2-on-3 with the post plant. 2 of these players rotating in. Stanislaw getting some nice damage back over on the XP3 with no response coming back onto those guys. And now everybody from WinterFox is injured here, so all they've got to do is come in and finish them off. A 1-for-1 trade, but now Stanislaw pushes in. Might just go blindly for the defuse. And XP3, I'm not sure if he's heard this or not, but it's going for it. He's got to push for this. Is he going to be able to stop it in time? And he doesn't! Ooh. Just before we saw the kill go off, the defuse managed to take itself through, and we'll see Team Coast once again sneaking away with another round.
Yeah, we've seen that plant spot can just be punishing if the retake is so close as it was from Coast on that bomb site. So there it is. XP3 just had to be respectful of the fake defuse and Just stalled out just a little bit too much, but either way, last round of the half is going to be a full buy with that plant. I mean, WinterFox this is no slouch of a buy whatsoever. 4 AK-47s, a Deagle on Pit. We've seen the damage he can do with it.
So from all the WinterFox now, again, going back for a lot of mid-control to start this off here. Bit down to just that Deagle once more, due to the economy being limited pretty heavily. And Lex looking for just this push to come out here as Coast has chosen to go aggressive this round. Drake, unfortunately for WinterFox, will be sneaking away with a kill before he falls. And Drawsol there too, getting himself out into the open. Don't believe Lex was expecting that to happen at all, so he's going to get a superior angle advantage against him. And that'll be another kill going by the way of Team Coast so far. Unresponded to, but there's Anger finding it, being able to take down Dumore, and this will leave things into a 3-on-3 for now.
Yeah, and a good rotation here from WinterFox. They have mid-control, and they just fall right off of it. And they come back. They know they have to clear out A main. Devilwalk's very cautious. Someone could be pushed up in here. Very interesting. The bomb is down, but there's no rotation whatsoever from Coast. Look at this play. There's one player in mid, one player in B, one player in A. No matter where WinterFox goes, it's a 3-on-1 situation.
I'm not sure if Drawsol can actually see it because of the smoke, but what? Heartless, that shouldn't even matter there, as I don't know why he was checking highway with a teammate there. So they're actually sneaking in. They get the bomb. Invert gets a kill, but I mean, as you said, they didn't. There's no way he should have realized. How do you realize the bomb? There's no way in heck they would have stayed on the site, because now he just walks in, he grabs, and he casually walks out here too. That had to have been an oversight on his part, not catching the bomb.
There's just been some miscommunication on the side of Coast, and now Invert worked his way over towards Quad. He's going to get that kill with the AWP, spots out Anger, but Stanislaw cleans him up from truck. So I said Coast was going to have to get to 6 rounds if they wanted to have a chance going into the second half. They got that 6. So we'll see what they can do on their terror side. But either way, good half from WinterFox. Although when we joined, it was, what, 7-1? So, I mean, the rest of the half was 2-5. And that can't feel good when you're up 7-1 to lose out like that. I mean, you still have a good scoreline, but losing that heavily at the end of a half where you're up huge, it's never a great thing.
I imagine the entirety of the attitude right now on WinterFox's comms is fairly frustrated, just considering the ping thing going on there. So all 3 of the people playing from Europe are probably not in the best mood overall due to all the flukes that are probably going on due to the lag that they're having to deal with right now. But anyway, that's a little bit off topic. And now we move themselves again. Team Coast having to come out big on the T side. They'll move themselves again for mid-control, similarly to a lot of what WinterFox was doing, but WinterFox really not going to resist this at all here. They've left themselves, and they've actually gone aggressive inside of A main, so they'll catch that at least, but now this big push coming up here through Highway. Dumore finding the opening kill of the half here. He's going to be able to take down Lex. XP3 responding to that, but now caught in the open. They're reloading, so they're going to be able to eliminate him. Pit with a duel, he's actually finding one there, but he's quickly going to get traded out by Invert. It looks like Team Coast have control of the situation, but Anger's not going down just yet. Finds one kill, drops the bomb carrier, and now this is 1-on-2. Anger still with full HP and a Zeus to work with here as well.
Oh, one tap. Nice shot from Anger. Can he get the last one? He can. Anger comes up huge. 3 kill it in the round for him. What an ending there. Anger bails him out of a tough spot with some really nice P2000 work.
And there it is once again now. WinterFox, although it was looking very, very bad for them earlier on in the parts of that round, Team Coast immediately swing it back or apologies, WinterFox swing it right back around in their favor at the hands of Anger. They're coming out in a very, very big way indeed. Survives the last man alive, and WinterFox go 3 men on the rifle upgrades. They'll keep Pit with the P9 to try to get some damage done, and then Lex using the MP7 here to try and stack up a little bit of extra cash. For the rest of Team Coast, though, line up outside of A main, probably going to use this to take mid-control very quickly and just see if they can work that highway take again.
Yeah, they're going to try, and XP3 spots it, spams through the smoke, doesn't connect any damage, but he knows they're out, so that should signal Lex and Pit to be a little bit more cautious of the highway coming up. Pit gets blinded from a team flash, and there goes Lex. He gets dropped with a pistol. Pit's in a really awkward spot, pushes into A main to give himself cover. Meanwhile, XP3 has cleaned up everything else, and the bomb's not going to get planted. Drawsol with red HP. They should not let him get away with this one, and actually there's a smoke covering him. Is Pit going to get there in time? Doesn't matter. Devilwalk cleans him up through the box.
And again, Team Coast slowly sticking back down here, but he's, of course, being on the eco round, so not expecting them to come out too big at all. And picking up 2 kills, no plant, though, so overall not the best situation for the players on Team Coast in terms of what I bet they were sort of expecting to get out of that one, so there will be not really a build-up in the economy for WinterFox, but they'll be able to keep it in the same position they had it going into that last round, so...
Yeah, no plant either of those 2 rounds. Coast, I mean, they didn't buy armor or very many upgraded pistols, just some utility to try and get that plant, but it doesn't go out for them, so this is 2 rounds they're not going to have any purchase whatsoever. Great opportunity for WinterFox to build up some bank behind all this. And this is going to be a fake. It's going to be the smokes and flashes are going to be thrown over towards the A bomb site, but 3 members waiting outside B. Anger in a good spot to shut this down, but he starts the rotate. He might even over-rotate. Devilwalk's going to be all alone here, and there's Stanislav swinging out, but a nice headshot from Devilwalk slows it down. Now he's just got to wait for Anger to get back and support him. But Anger's smoked off. He pushes right through, gets aggressive, gets cleaned out, gets traded. Drossel with 2 entries onto the B bomb site. They're at least going to get a plant out of here.
And Drossel looking for more here, too, as XP3 is going to overexpose himself, but it works out in the end of things. He picks up the kill of Pit, too, with the touchdown. Coming in, finds that nade frag over onto Drossel. And WinterFox pick up yet another round, looking good for Team Coast to maybe swing it back around, but it all falls in the end. And WinterFox keep the 3-round spree going.
That's actually a mistake from Invert, just because, I mean, they were going to have a pretty solid buy this round no matter what, but he was planning in the open for Checkers, even though he and his teammate, the only 2 remaining members on the terrace side, were both in the site. So that planning for Checkers doesn't matter in that situation, so just plant safe, just get that $800 solidified, but he gets cleaned out because he's so exposed.
Oh, the nade stack, though, coming out. 3 fragger hits go over towards Invert, and already a kill in the hands of the players from WinterFox here. So now Team Coast, they work their way. 3 players sitting in useless river right now. And if things stay the way they are, of course, this will definitely maneuver its way over towards B, but WinterFox are ready for this. They've got 2 players near the vents, 1 inside of it, just about to jump out of that now, too, and work his way into Checkers, and you still have XP3 on the site by head glitch with the op, too, so this is not the site that Team Coast want to push towards, but if we see Lex getting any more aggressive, and if he actually works inside of the garage here, then they're going to have no choice, they're going to be trapped.
Yeah, but Anger's going to bait him right in. XP3 and Anger both get 1, and there's Lex on the quick rotation in the vent. XP3 with the ops doing all the work. Lex does eventually fall, but XP3's got that angle. Right through the wall goes Drake. He falls down 13-6 now for WinterFox in another round with no plant. Not a lot of damage dealt whatsoever, so Team Coast backs against the wall. They could force buy here if they wanted to, but they might just choose to save one more time, see if they can get a win on a full buy.
And they're going to go for the Tech 9 armor buy-up here, seeing what they can work with this one. Not a whole lot of utility so far being brought into it, and overall at the end of it, after they leave the zone, not really anything at all. They've got 2 smokes and 2 flashes for the entire team to work with here, and not even everybody getting the Tech 9s, as you mentioned too. Stanislav only ends up buying those utility grenades. Drake, of course, goes a little bit heavier, but we'll see Dumore going for the Deagle armor instead, and Invert only is able to pick up a P250, so very, very light indeed, and this should be the easy 14th point for WinterFox, but this is being done strategically from Team Coast just because, of course, they want to try to challenge this to the best of their abilities on that 14th round and prevent WinterFox from getting to 15 points by any means possible. But already XP3 and Lex picking up the first 2. Lex finding another one there too over onto Drossel. Stanislav getting the response over onto Pit, but now we see Drake pushing forward. That gets shut down by Lex too. And Lex actually coming out of that one with 4 kills and 2 HP at the end. And another free op too, so they now have a free double op setup to work. Or actually, they had this of course, but they've now going to keep that double op setup they were working with before. And it will now be at that 14th point where Team Coast can get the much more sufficient buy-up.
Yeah, it's two of the high pingers. 2 of the guys with 150 ping using those AWPs, and Pit that round couldn't hit anything from the MBK corner. So he's going to get right back on that horse and go for another try. But this is allowing them, I mean, look at this. They can have 3 members play in mid. This is kind of that play style that has gotten popularized of having an op in each bomb site. And look how fast, with the complete mid control on the defensive side, rotations are so quick to either bomb site, but doesn't help that XP3 falls to Invert. He gets really aggressive, swings wide over at the B site, gets picked off, and Invert still holding that angle. He jumps and he spots one more. Devilwalk's just got to fall away.
Pit picking up another shot there too, going to be able to take down Drossel. Now off of this one, Team Coast going to go for mid control once again, but this is really, overall, unfortunately, none of their T-sided strategies have really gained anything as of yet here in Lex, although he's got a little bit of trouble there. He's going to get a 1-for-1 trade. Stanislav jumps out there after his teammate falters, and he's going to be able to pick him up directly after that one. But Pit even now knows that there's going to be a little bit of play happening from mid, so he keeps his eyes on this one. And now that the coL has come, that it's shifted over towards middle and potentially could be going to B, they're going to move more of their players over on the highway and Z area, as well as B. Stanislav again getting a 1-for-1 trade there too after Anger takes down a teammate. This will bring things into a 2-on-2 now, with Team Coast still having nothing. And oh my god, that shot from Pit takes down Stanislav, and now it's all on Invert.
Yeah, he does switch over to the AK-47. Moved out in mid. He's got a lot of space to work with. Pit, I mean, he's not even going towards the A bomb site because he knows Invert could already be there. But Invert's got some decision making. He's going to push into the connector, and Pit's just holding this so close to the AWP. If he moves whatsoever, he looks the wrong way at the wrong time, and there goes the kill. But the death cam is on, and actually Devilwalk, I don't know, did they not hear each other? Devilwalk makes a footstep, and Invert drops and wins it anyways. So a nice 1-on-2 from Invert. He just goes Rambo and takes out Devilwalk at the end.
And we will see Team Coast managing to sneak their way through that round, of course. Now keeping their dream alive, as it were, here. But WinterFox, of course, coming out of their own rounds here with pretty clean statuses, keeping about 3 to 4 players alive each time. So they'll sneak through with at least this one forced-up round.
isn't going to be super duper good, as we can take a look here. They've got enough utility to work it, but XP3 again here with the op, nothing really else to gain from that one. And Anger, just so we could get that extra utility that was missed on XP3, he does have to reduce himself down over here to a 5-7 to work for that, but already paying off there. We've got XP3 picking up the first kill. He's going to find Drake out. Now from here again, Team co's still playing it very slowly, nothing else being used upon this, and they're lining up to either work inside of A main or go for middle control once again.
And Coast they haven't really decided what they want to do. They're playing so far back, so passively, they have no map control, so they're going to slowly work over towards the door, line up for an A execute, it looks like, at least for the smokes. Nope, they're going to volley out the vents. And now two members in A main and two are going to go door, and Santaslaw has that smoke for the bomb site.
It's been an overall problem we've noticed from Team Coast here too, is they just kind of do the same thing every round where they just sit back, and unfortunately, like a lot of matches I've watched recently, or just a lot of matches I've been seeing recently too, with the sort of newer teams that have been formulated together, there's just no responses, there's no trades coming out at all, and we'll see Invert actually gets the double collat shot, finding another one. What the heck is happening here? Invert moving in, but Anger is going to actually be able to shut that down, thankfully, and stop that before it gets too crazy. But, I mean, going back to what I was saying there, the big problem overall is with Team Coast is that we're just not seeing a lot of trades coming out. So we see a lot of those free kills happening, and there's no attempt to stop that. And they just kind of sit like a frozen duck back over outside of A main or something like that while their team captain tries to figure out exactly what they want to do.
Yeah, it was a nice shot by Invert, though. That double kill, that was beautiful stuff.
It was very good. It was a beautiful shot.
And now, I mean, they're at match point 7-15, so there's no more saving for Team Coast. No chance to do that. They're going to have 4 Tech 9s, 1 Deagle. They're going to have the utility, and they're just going to fall into an A-take. The old standard, and actually this could work out well. Pitt's the only one. He has a P90 over towards this A site, playing close to door behind this smoke. But 2 members of Winter Fox are going to be able to rotate very, very quickly when this hit comes in, and Pitt hears it coming at the moment.
And the rest of Winter Fox, again, just moving themselves very much so all around the map here. Pitt's going to get taken down first. XP3 finding another shot directly after that in order to take down Dumore. Following upon this, it's just XP3 unleashing hell with his op. Devilwalk trying to get a piece of the action here too, but Drake moving through with that Tech 9. He finds 2 more onto his kill counter there. Anger getting a response there, but still leading things into 2-on-2. It'll be Anger that finishes off yet another one. Devilwalk helping out a little bit with this one. And all of the hopes and dreams of Team Coast at this point are on the hands of Drelsel. No bomb left, 45 seconds. They're technically not actively peeking this at this point, but they can very much so do so at a moment's notice here. So I think they're actually waiting for Drelsel to move towards them and just being careful. He's got to pick up that op, which of course is a very, very interesting choice for him to use in this 1-on-2 scenario. But he's able to squeak through, he gets the bomb, and should be able to evacuate over towards the site and get the plan. And where is he going? He does not have enough time to go B. Yeah, I think he was just face checking it.
Yeah, he's just checking his flank, but this AWP is going to be able to find some one-on-ones at range. Anger and Devilwalk are going to have to try and group up. Anger swings out a little bit early, and he just closes things out. Drossel doesn't even get a shot off, and there's a Molotov, but they're going to extinguish it and get the defuse. So that's going to be 16-7 for Winter Fox, despite the high pings off the back of a huge start in that first half when we tuned into a 7-1. So,
and again, this is overall, I think, still just Team Coast, again, just to explain, too, as we didn't really have time to do the pregame for these guys. Team Coast, of course, being one of the 2 move-up teams coming into the Pro League this season, so still with it being only in the second week here, they're still kind of in that stage of getting beat up a little bit, trying to figure out exactly how they can play against these teams in the Pro League, and not overall too much to expect from them at this point of this early point in the league, I should say.
Yeah, and on the side of Winter Fox, I mean, they went 1 for 1 in the night, but I don't know how much longer they're going to be in Europe for to have to deal with that kind of internet connection. But the fact that they go 1 for 1 in the evening in that kind of a situation, they're going to be very pleased with that for sure.
All right, guys, well, that is going to end the stream for this evening, so thank you all very much for tuning in. Be sure to join. I think here on the main stream tomorrow is going to be Mega Man and you, correct, Moses? I think that's what the plan is. I could be wrong, but I think tomorrow is going to be Mega Man along with you, Moses, on the main stream, and then
yes,
Holden and I, we do have an Excess game that's going on. I think at 9 o'clock is when we have the double header going on, but I think it's going to be me and Holden doing things over on the second channel there. We'll be covering that game, so be sure to join us tomorrow, of course, for that one, and once again, if you'd like to follow us over on Twitter, it should be right below our cameras, and we hope you've enjoyed the stream. Thanks to all the sponsors as well, and we hope to see you tomorrow for more ESL ESEA Pro League.